or the retired mailman next to me, but I knew one of you was my soulmate. Ah, the scent of Gain Flings. Try Gain Flings with OxyBoost and Febreze.
Welcome back to Winter Hack Radio, the place for clever hacks to survive the season. Icy driveway? Well, try spreading sand or birdseed to help with traction. Snowy puppy paws? Well, grab a whisk, brush it off, done. Catch COVID-19? Well, just get...
Actually, there's no hack for COVID-19. But if you test positive, prescription medications for COVID exist. Ask your doctor if they're right for you. Visit PfizerForAll.com to learn more. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Hey, it's Alex Gold, and coming up on Tuesday, February 10th, everyone from the station will be hosting the Chiefs off-season show, starting at 9 a.m. Bob, Dusty, Cody, C-Dot, and myself will all be in studio and on camera for 2 hours talking about what went wrong in 2025, the Chiefs' biggest needs in free agency, and who should they be targeting in the upcoming NFL draft. The Chiefs off-season show, starting at 9 a.m. on Tuesday, February 10th, right here on your home for Chiefs football, 96.5 The
Thursday
Fan.
night, starting at 6, right here on 96.5 The Fan, KFNC FM and AM, HD1 and HD2 Kansas City, in Odyssey Sports Station.
There's this guy named John. It was like Paul Bunyan. There's this guy named John. It was like Paul Bunyan.
Jay Binkley will join us at 6:45.
Looking forward to that today.
There's this guy named John. It was like Paul Bunyan.
Did you guys see what the head coach of the Denver Broncos said yesterday? Did you guys catch this, what Sean Payton said, speaking of Josh Allen? He's teaching the Denver Bronco fans how to properly cheer at games now.
That's cute. The Jerome Tang.
Wants them to make sure that they're loud when the team is in the huddle, the Bills, not just when they break the huddle. He wants to make sure that they're loud when they're in the huddle as well, and started sharing anecdotes from New Orleans and how they made it really loud down there. That's what a fan base wants to hear. Do it like this fan base did it when we were down there, and start yelling when this team is in the huddle. And so he says, I only need about 90 snaps, for you guys to yell the entire time.
I kind of want something other day.
That's exactly, yeah, Sean Payton. That's the bag of tricks they're diving into right now out in Denver. So if all else fails, get the crowd loud so we can make sure that Josh Allen can't hear, which, by the way, who's he throwing the football to this weekend?
I don't know. He threw it to 9 people last weekend.
God.
You got any biscuits for sale in there? What you got in there is good to eat. Fried potatoes? How much you want for them? I reckon I'll have me some of the bacon.
Sean Payton, keep preaching.
Keep preaching, Sean.
Go Bills. I don't care who hates me for it. Go Bills. I want the Bills to win 49-7.
Yeah, I think that's the sentiment here, as we talked about yesterday, right? I don't think there's anybody going, well, I don't think you can root for Josh Allen. And you had mentioned yesterday some people will try to turn the TV off and not watch the game. I think that's the game I'm the most excited for this weekend. As the the weekend gets closer, we're already to Wednesday, right? You start to think about what games are coming up this weekend and what's at stake. And Bills.
Did you say steak?
Yeah, I did. Bills and
mistake.
Yeah, what's at stake? The Bills and the Broncos, to me, that's the premier game of the weekend, guys. I don't know how you're viewing it. I know you love the NFC West, and you and I differ on that. It just doesn't register to me.
Bob hates the NFC West.
I do. I always have. It's
loves
always,
Kyle Shanahan.
Yeah,
hates the NFC West.
Kyle Shanahan.
You love Sean McVay too.
Yeah, I do. But those
Matt
teams,
Stafford.
those I could take him or leave him. What?
McCaffrey?
I like him, yeah. But the teams have never done anything for me, right? What have the Arizona Cardinals ever done for anybody, right? The Rams, again, since '88, I've hated the Rams, never liked their uniforms, the whole 9 yards. I'm on that. The 49ers, I'm just tired of them, right? I'm just, you've been there, you've done that. And Seattle just, does nothing, because I always feel like it's up in Seattle and it's just whatever it is. It's never been, a division that I love or anything like that. So I know that's the game that you're looking forward to, and most people are, I think, looking forward
number one is Bills
to that
Broncos,
game. But
100%.
Bills Broncos, man, like that is an exciting game. Like if your team's not in the playoffs like ours is, you want great games to get excited about, right? To look forward to. And I don't know how much more excited you can get for the Bills and the Broncos being, a marquee game, on what is it, they playing on Saturday, right? They're the first game out the chute on Saturday.
3:30.
And it's perfect on Saturday. Great placement of a game on Saturday. That place in Denver is going to be wild, man. Like, you know what it's like if you have a 2:30 playoff game on a Saturday. You're out at the parking lot at
4 a.m. getting drunk, right? You're getting ready to go.
Kickoff's not for 9 hours. Look at the line coming into Arrowhead.
Exactly, right? Like, we know how we'd be. So I'm excited about that game. I think that's gonna be the best game of the weekend, man.
I could sit here, which I'll do it on Friday like we did it last week, and I'll give you my insight on the playoffs because your boy was pretty on it this last weekend. Missed the Philly game, got every other game right, and a lot of the little side bets as well. San Fran covered. Philly did lose, but Stafford threw 2 touchdowns. Rams won. Bears won. The under did not hit in the Bears game because the snow just miraculously dissipated what we thought we were going to get. We just got like a clear, windy night. Looks like it's going to be another frigid game in Chicago.
Well, if it's going to be here, like in the 12s and the teens, Saturday's how cold is it going to be in Chicago, man?
And look, I think all games have interesting little nuggets. And, I mean, like, you could say the Bills-Broncos game is one you're looking forward to, and then you could tell me, I'm really interested in Houston and New England, and I wouldn't have an argument for you to say why that game is less or equal as important to that one because it's Drake May's chance to go up there and try to fight that six-headed monster, which is that defense that swarms and attacks and just put Aaron Rodgers in retirement. So we get to see that against, New England's first big test on the home field of, the Chargers, whatever, they were beat up, banged up, their offensive line sucked. But again, if that's the excuse you're giving New England, well, who are they beating? Well, they just beat a playoff team. Right. They've beaten the Bills. Now their next test is Houston. You look at Chicago. Are they going to be hung over from their first win in the playoffs with Caleb Williams and Ben Johnson as they host the Rams? Are the Niners going to be able to withstand injury and play against the Seattle Seahawks or the 1 seed in the Sam Darnold narrative that is in that game? You look at Houston, which we just talked about, and then you look at Buffalo and Denver. Can Josh Allen go again on the road? Can Denver be a real contender? Can they show that they're not a fluke? Whole bunch of storylines.
So many storylines. Chicago on Sunday, high of 18, low of 11. Hello. It's supposed to be cloudy, so it's going to be very cold up there. You get hit one time, and it may, the AFC games, though, to me, are just so much better than the NFC games. I don't know if that's because we're an AFC town, and that's where our team is, but I just feel like those marquee matches. I love that game. Yeah. Wow. Oh, yeah. The Texans may end up in the Super Bowl, guys. I mean, let's not sleep on the Texans. I know
Nico Collins.
But their defense is insane. Their defense is absolutely insane. And that defensive line gets after it. You win in the playoffs with defense. And if Nico Collins is out, then Nico Collins is out. You have to find a way to score against this Houston Texans defense right now. And the Houston Texans defense scored more points than the Pittsburgh offense did in that game. Not that that's, whatever it is. But this people are sleeping on this Houston Texans defense right now, and every time that I watch them play, I get more and more impressed and more pissed off, quite frankly, that we failed to get a defensive line even in the same conversation, as the Houston Texans, because that's what you need. They're wrecking games up front. And so I don't know who I'm picking yet in this one, but it's a toss-up for me because I love what New England's done, but that defense from the Houston Texans is one of the best defenses we've seen in the last 10 years, man.
Well, to be fair, if C.J. Stroud turns the ball over 3 times, they will not win the game.
They will not win that game.
That was a piss-poor Pittsburgh offense, just terrible. And plus, he had a petty Aaron Rodgers because he just decided not to throw DK Metcalf the rest of the game after he had that huge drop. It was just like, you can't do these sort of things in the playoffs. Like, you just can't be that guy.
3.9 yards per pass for Rodgers this season. Yeah. That's not yards per attempt. That's not air yards. Like that's what the whole pass does. He passes it 1 yard, it goes 2 more. That offense was trash. I don't know how to judge the Texans right now. I just don't. Yeah, I just think they get after it on defense. They are so fast, guys, on that defensive line. Like, they've got guys playing defensive line that maybe are faster than wide receivers at this point. Like, the speed and the athleticism that they have on that defensive line to get after quarterbacks like they do. What did they sack Josh Allen, like 7 times or something like that in one game? Like, it was crazy.
I mean, like, I'm interested to see what Drake May is going to do against these guys because this is the best defense that Drake May has ever gone against. And so it'll be interesting to see. And then, New England has Christian Gonzalez most likely out of this game. And he's, one of their best defensive players. So huge. If he's out and Nico Collins is out, that washes each other out. And so I don't know. I'm just thinking the more and more I think about it, man, the more and more I'm like, I don't think anybody should be sleeping on Houston. And DeMeco Ryans, too. Let's give this guy credit. In 3 years, this cat's got 35 wins and 3 divisional playoff appearances. And people want to sleep on DeMeco Ryans, too, as one of the great head coaches out there. I was on him from day one, and I told people from day one, even people in Houston, Gene, that this was going to be a good football team. And they're kicking ass, man. 35 wins and 3 divisional appearances in 3 years. Nobody talks about the Houston Texans and DeMeco Ryans. 27-0 New England.
I mean, in my personal opinion, that's the 4th best game on Saturday and Sunday. But, I mean, they're all great. That's like saying, like, my fourth kid's like my least favorite, but they're all your favorites, right? Like,
Yeah.
I mean, Buffalo, Denver, number one for me. San Francisco, Rams, that's 2. Bears Niners and Seahawks is the second game to me. Bears and Rams, because again, Matthew Stafford going outside. We'll see what happens when it's really cold for Matthew Stafford. But cold take yesterday, is KU worried about where the season's going? KU won last night. What was it, 83-62?
Well, it was by 20
82
points.
to 62, 82 to 63, something like that. Just a massive blowout in Allen Fieldhouse last night. Typical.
Yeah.
I don't know if they're going to be the same team. I don't know if Bill Self still has it. Looking really bleak in Kansas.
Get bent.
Hold my beer. Here's a 20-point win. Game was over by halftime.
The game was over in the first 10 minutes of that game. I mean, really, the game was over in the first 5 minutes. And, I didn't send a game over text, but, I was excited to watch that game last night. Not going to lie. Waiting for it, and 8 o'clock comes around. I turn it on, and let's call it what it is. Did anybody care that the broadcast didn't have the other camera angles last night? I thought it was good. I love Dan Schulman. I love Jay Billis. Thank God Fran Fraschilla can eat the nails off a chalkboard or whatever they say. It's just, it was, I thought that the presentation of the game was just fine. And then KU opened that big lead, and that was that. I mean, that's what happens. And, I was telling you guys for years, Josh and I used to have the KU script every year. November, they go out there, they play a good team, they win, everybody gets excited. They have the non-conference thing, and then they lose a conference game, and then people get pissed off, and then they come back and they blow the doors off of somebody else, and they run on to the NCAA tournament, and they make it into the Sweet 16. I mean, this is what this Jayhawk team over the years has done. This is what Bill Self has done over the years. And, his mantra, I guess, last night to this team, he put the keys to the game on the board, and every other one was get on the floor, get on the floor, get on the floor. And those guys went out there and they busted their ass last night, and they took over that game from the start. They had the energy. The building was huge last night, obviously, to start that game. And they got out to a big lead, and they never relinquished that thing. And that was a statement win. No duh, Bob. But that was a huge statement win for this Kansas Jayhawk team. It also shows you that nobody knows what's going on in college basketball right now, right? Because that was the number 2 team in the nation versus an unranked team, and they got their ass kicked in by 20 points. College basketball, again, it's wide open because of the NIL. You just don't know who you can count on day in and day out, week in and week out, and which teams are going to be good. Because on paper, Iowa State should have won that game last night, but they got their ass kicked last night, because that's what Bill Self does. All right, guys, enough of this. Let's go kick these guys' ass, and we'll see you on Friday. You said they're playing Friday, right?
Yeah,
That's the next game?
They play Friday at 7 versus Baylor.
Where's that game?
At Kansas.
At Kansas. That's a weird Big 12 game, but this is the new scheduling with the Big 12. The new TV partners are involved right now, so you're going to get these random Friday night games, which I think that kind of sucks, but whatever. It's Friday night. Everybody's doing other things at that point.
Yeah, you could say they have like a little bit of a soft patch here. They get Baylor, then they go to Colorado on the 20th at 10 p.m., then they go to Kansas State Saturday the 24th at 7 p.m. Then they get the big one, Saturday the 31st, 3 o'clock. BYU comes to Lawrence, Kansas, and it's DeBanza versus Peterson.
I know that I'm hard. That's a star-studded game, right?
Oh.
And you said it's in Lawrence, right?
Saturday at 3. So
Kansas by 15.
Let's go. Then they go to Texas Tech. They get Utah at home. They get Arizona at home. They go to Ames. They go to Stillwater. They get Cincinnati at home. Then they get Houston at home, and then they go to at Arizona. And then they finish up at Arizona State and then Kansas State.
I mean, that's the Big 12, and you didn't name any team in there that we're used to in the Big 12. Like you mentioned Kansas State at the end there, and maybe Lames and whatnot going up there. But, I mean, Colorado's still on the schedule, aren't they?
Golly, that's
Are there
crazy.
any bad teams other than Colorado in the Big 12?
I don't think Arizona State's good.
They're not good.
I don't think Cincinnati's that good. But yeah, Houston.
And I don't know anything about Colorado. All I'll say is they lost by 2 to Texas Tech, who's a great team. That was last night, 2 nights ago.
2 nights ago, yeah.
Again, I just don't think we know a lot.
Yeah. I know Tad Boyle's their coach because he played at Kansas, and Danny Manning's an assistant. They were on the 88 Jayhawks together. Other than that,
I didn't know that.
I don't know much about the Colorado basketball.
So this is going to make me sound like a lame ass or like a petty person. So we all have group chats of friends, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I have a group chat of like 12 buddies, and like 5 are KU fans and 5 are MU fans. And last night when KU was putting it on them, they were like, hey, great game. Big win by Bill and company. That was an ass kicking. And then there's that one guy. And I don't know why this bothers me, but this is the one guy's text. I really love that they used the 4-guard system and really got everyone involved. Like, can we just like? Am I an ass for hating that guy? Just like, I feel bad. Like, can you just be like, yeah, that was a great win. That was awesome. I really love how they incorporated the 4-guard system and really made things develop and open up. I'm like, Couldn't you just say it was a nice win?
I mean,
Sorry.
come on.
And again, you can crush me on the text line if you want if I'm just being too much. But I just feel like
it's enough.
It's like watching like a Chiefs game with your buddies. Like, man, that 13 personnel really opened up that offense. It's like, no, they just played good. It was a good game.
Let me ask you this.
Is that wrong of me, Mac?
I'm being quiet because I'm that guy. So that's
I was going to say, he's not asking me because he knows how I feel.
Yeah. He's asking me. I mean, I'm that guy.
So that would be like your response. Everybody's like, great game. That was an ass-kicking, total blowout. Four-guard system really look.
You've got to read the vibe. You've got to read the vibe. That's fair.
Yeah. Like if you're in a group chat of nerds,
you've got to read the room. You've got to read the room.
If you're in a group chat of buddies that you were in college with, like we are for the. I have been with my friends for 30 years. Okay. And obviously not group chats for 30 years, right? But we've talked sports for 30 years. I don't remember, and Britt, if you're up listening to this one, maybe we have had this before, or Stoker, if you're up listening. Has anybody ever waddled into the group chat? And I say waddled because we're all older and fat, right? Has anybody ever waddled into the group chat and said, man, Kansas looked good, and I love the way Bill used the four-guard system to go out there and work it?
That's fair.
You know, have we ever had that? Like, let me ask you guys this, too.
This was the exact text. Love seeing that four-guard, one big lineup and spreading teams out. But we have to start winning and playing defense on the road.
Okay, you won by 20. Enjoy the win, man. Like, seriously. like Bill's not going home and saying, well, no, he probably is, because we've talked about how it's hard to enjoy wins, but you lament the losses. So he's probably going home and saying that's his job. As a fan, you won by 20. You throw the newspaper up in the air. You run out of Allen Fieldhouse at the 8-minute mark yesterday, 4-minute mark clearly yesterday. Get the hell out of town and get back on K10, and you enjoy the win. Like that's kind of alluding to what Pat McAfee was talking about with some of these sports reporters. Not that your friend is a sports reporter, but they forget the enjoyment that sports brings. And I'll be honest with you, I've enjoyed sports more since COVID that I'm not in these locker rooms every day dealing with the minutia of the day-to-day stuff in sports. It's okay just to kick back and enjoy the damn game and not worry about the four-guard system.
From the 816, just because you don't understand. Okay. Don't be a hater.
Have you ever sat at Arrowhead Stadium at the game with your friends and said, man, I love the 13 personnel that's going on right now? Have you ever done that, Dusty?
Yep.
You have?
No.
No. Mac, you have?
No, not at the game.
I've seen you at games. You're not even paying attention to the game most of the time.
Say not at a game. No. I'm having fun.
Hockey.
Yeah, exactly. You should have seen him at the Bananas game. But I will say, like, when you're at the, people forget, when you're at the game, you're there and you're enjoying it. You're having fun. You're watching it on TV, and all of a sudden it creates this nerd side of people where they got to analyze everything. How about just watch the game and enjoy it like I did last night? It's a fun game to watch.
Really ready to talk about what Tomlin does with the 2-3 zone and what he does with the cover 4 defense of this next option here on 96.5 The Fan, your home for Kansas City Sports.
You're listening to Fescoe and Dusty on your home for Chiefs football, 96.5 The Fan. Fescoe and Dusty is brought to you by Golden Oak Lending. Do you need extra cash? Golden Oak Lending can convert your home's equity into cash in as little as 14 days. Let Golden Oak Lending cure your blues.
Well, I'll tell you, my friends over at Heartland Men's Health are ready for you because the new year is here, and that comes a chance to make real positive changes in your life. And if you're struggling with erectile dysfunction and are ready to move past the frustration and embarrassment, it's time to call Heartland Men's Health. There may be no better resolution than finally taking care of ED. At Heartland Men's Health, they have treatments that work when the pills or herbals fail. They have treatments with success rates well over 90%, and some treatments can even have you last an hour or more. Heartland Men's Health is successfully treating men right here in Kansas City. It's a new year. Make the resolution to treat your ED and change your life. Schedule a consult with Heartland Men's Health today. Your initial visit is just $99 and includes a medical consult with a licensed medical provider, a TNPSA test, and if medically advised, a test dose. And if that test dose doesn't work in the office, your visit's free. They have 3 locations to serve you: Overland Park, Independence between Blue Springs and Lee Summit, and their new office in North Kansas City. So call them today, 844-447-6600, or visit heartlandmenshealth.com.
Hey, hockey fans! Now with BetMGM, you can win a share of $10,000 in bonus bets when your anytime goal scorer nets 3. Enter BetMGM's Hat Trick Jackpot all season long for your chance to win some major bonus bets. It's easy. Just log in and opt into the promotion. Then make an anytime score bet on any hockey game of at least $10. If your player of choice scores 3 goals instead of just 1, you'll win your share of the $10K in bonus bets. There's nothing quite like like watching a game with a hat trick, especially when it means you can win a share of $10,000 in bonus bets. Ready to shoot your shot? Download the app today. BetMGM. Make it legendary.
BetMGM and GameSense remind you to play responsibly. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. See BetMGM.com for terms. 21 plus only. Kansas only. Existing customer offer. Subject to eligibility requirements. Rewards or bonus bets that expire in 7 days. Please gamble responsibly. In partnership with Kansas Crossing Casino and Hotel.
With 2 kids in high school involved in a lot of activities, our time, just like yours, is very valuable. That's why we love the convenience of ordering our groceries with Hy-Vee's Aisles Online. It's so easy. Just download the app or go to Hy-Vee.com. Choose your store and select your items, and Hy-Vee will do all the shopping. All you have to do is pick up your order or have it delivered to your home. It is so simple. It is so convenient. And for families like ours that are so busy, Hy-Vee Aisles Online hits the spot every single time. Save time and save money only at Hy-Vee.
Brr, it might be cold outside, but the deals are heating up inside your Kansas City area Hy-Vee. This Friday through Sunday, stock up on hot deals throughout the entire store, like Pepsi 6-pack bottles for $2.99, bone-in pork roast $1.88 a pound, Hormel bacon just $2.99, and Progresso soup only $1.25. Stay at home, order through Aisles Online, and leave the shopping to us. Save time, save money during the 3-day sale this weekend only at Hy-Vee.
This is the story of the one. As an HVAC technician, he and his digital multimeter are in high demand. So when a noisy office HVAC turns out to be a failing blower motor, he doesn't break a sweat. With Grainger's easy-to-use website and product information, he selects the product he needs to keep everything humming right along. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
The second I see that Chick-fil-A text in the group chat, I'm throwing my shoes on and running out the door. Hey, I'm Layla.
And I'm Kaylin.
And a little thing we love about the Chick-fil-A chicken biscuit is
how it feels like an easygoing morning.
The chicken adds the most flavor. It's juicy and seasoned.
The biscuit is just very light and airy and fluffy, just like a cloud.
I also love to put jelly on mine so it's sweet and savory.
It's a good start to the day.
Mornings are a little bit brighter with the Chick-fil-A chicken biscuit and Simply Orange Juice. Available on the Chick-fil-A app. Real guests paid for their testimonials.
Push returns to headline this spring with a killer lineup based on music from their critically acclaimed new album, I Beat Loneliness. The Land of Milk and Honey Tour with special guests Mammoth and James and the Cold Gun. In a show bound to rock as hard as it sounds. Friday, May 8th, Azura Amphitheater. Tickets on sale this Friday at 10 a.m. at Ticketmaster. Push, produced by Mammoth.
You're listening to 96.5 The Fan from the DM Injury Law Studios. Mike's got this.
Car, truck, or motorcycle wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
816-888-7500. Mike's got this.
Here's your traffic report on 96.5 The Fan.
Traffic brought to you by DM Injury Law on the Missouri side. 35 southbound from Missouri 152 into downtown is a 12-minute trip. I-70 westbound from 470 into downtown, 15 minutes. Kansas side 70 eastbound from 435 to 670 is an 11-minute drive. Have you or a loved one been in a car wreck? Contact DM Injury Law today and get the money you deserve. Car wreck? Remember, Mike's got this. Alan Carr, 96.5 The Fan. Traffic.
Coming up in about 20 minutes, Jay Binkley will talk to us all things football. Mock
that guy's
draft.
an idiot, man.
You bet it.
It's Binkley season.
Oh, dude, mock draft, Indiana versus Miami, just like he predicted at the beginning of the season.
Mm-hmm. He did nail that one. Yeah.
He's like, these Hurricanes, man, they got a great defense. And don't sleep on Mendoza, because a lot of people did, and he's good.
This guy called into Ben's show this morning that I was listening to, talking about that game a little bit. He's talking about how he's going to go with Miami because they got this great tradition, and Indiana has nothing. And Ben goes, what does that have to do with anything that's going to take place on Monday? I think I was like, well, they got all these old guys coming back. Ben's like, they've got middle-aged dudes on the sidelines that nobody knows who they are that is playing, trying to hype these guys up. And Irvin, who knows what planet he's on.
Well, he's going to be in Miami, so.
Well, there you go. He's already down there. Oh, I mean, Irvin arrived last week.
If Miami wins the national championship, hours of sleep for Michael Irvin in 72 hours?
None.
Okay.
Yeah.
I hope
3
they
days.
lose.
Yeah, I'll give him 4 hours.
Yeah.
I want him to lose, and then I want Mark Cuban to take the belt to the ass dance away from Michael Irvin.
Can I ask you how old Michael Irvin is? He's got to be mid-50s now, right?
Yeah, I was going to go a little older, but that makes sense.
Oh, you would go older?
No, but
I'm trying to think. Like, he was drafted in, like, 88, right?
Okay.
Ish. Right? 88
Let's
or
say
89.
He was 88, so it was 22 in 88 probably. So that means he was born in 66, which means he's 34, 59, 60.
So he's 60? Michael Irvin's 60?
I bet he's 59.
I bet he is 59. If Michael Irvin is that close to 60, man, I'm going to be so disappointed.
59.
He's 59. So yeah, I told you, like 50, like mid 50s. Now he's 60. That guy's a 60-year-old man on the sidelines acting like that.
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome.
In the mountains on Miami, baby.
What's the Rick James quote from the Dave Chappelle show? Cocaine is a hell of a drug.
Hell of a drug, man.
Damn right.
I mean, to be like that at 60 years old, right?
Oh, wait till Saturday and Sunday where they're doing like the pregame like parties, and he's on stage with a microphone in his hand.
Oh man.
Hello, America.
Yeah, no doubt. I know it's only January 14th, but we might have the audio of the year.
At Pittsburgh.
He did? Is it official?
That's what I keep hearing. So, is he a candidate here?
Holy Mike, wouldn't that be awesome? Only if John takes the Pittsburgh job.
Yeah.
I don't know. That thing last week maybe disqualified him from my opening after our kicker missed a kick to let them advance. Good for Mike. Yeah, I don't know. Talk to him. I love Mike. I mean, I've admired Mike for 18 years, and that's really shocking that he did it that way. But yeah, that's kind of crazy.
That is the voice of Steve Biscotti. He is the owner of the Baltimore Ravens. That was awesome yesterday because, I don't know, we talked all morning about how I think it's time for Tomlin to part ways because of the playoff record. Hadn't won since 2017. He's 0-7 in his last playoff appearances and 7 straight losses. Just kind of in purgatory. And then it was the Pittsburgh way, right? Art Rooney came out with like a wonderful press release of like, Tomlin, we admire. It was just time for us to split ways. He's decided to step down. I personally think Tomlin's going to TV and then just letting the jobs marinate. There are 9 openings now in the NFL. One that is the most important one, I think, which is the best job opening, which is Baltimore. I think if you look at a roster standpoint and where they are physically and talent-wise, that is the number one job. I can't imagine. Now, for us, we would love if they just did a wife swap, right? Like Tomlin and Harbaugh, which we joked about it last week.
Yeah.
And now it's came to fruition in the real world. And it was basically the lead yesterday of Tomlin stepping down, but he does step down. And then you have this moment where things are probably a little tense. Things are a little different in Baltimore. Hell, they changed the guard for the first time in 18 years. And this guy's like, hey, Tomlin's out. Oh, he did step down. Yep. Would you bring him to Baltimore? Holy blanket, isn't that a great idea?
Yeah.
And you're like, okay, this guy gets it. He's not Hardo guy in the press conference. But Tomlin does step down. Pittsburgh has its third coach no longer since since the Beatles broke up in '69. It's been Chuck Noll, Bill Cowher, Mike Tomlin. There's a lot to dive into what this Pittsburgh job offers, what you want, what failed this system for many, many years, watching everybody's takes on this yesterday. But the big news yesterday was Mike Tomlin stepping down as Pittsburgh's head man.
Yeah, and look, I'll be honest with you. Mike Tomlin has been the head coach since the day I met my wife, and so that tells you how long of a time that's been. We're going on like 20 years, right? It's been forever and a day that he's been there. And I'm a Mike Tomlin apologist, however you want to say it. I think he was the second best coach in the NFL, behind Andy Reid at this point in time. And there's so much to talk about, from this Tomlin thing. And the fact that he's like, I'm just done. And I don't blame him. I mean, this is a guy who's never had a losing season. And you look at what he's done in the last couple of years, too, with the quarterbacks that he's had on this roster, the people that they've kind of, saddled him with at the quarterback position, the Duck Hodges, the Mason Rudolphs, the end of the line of Ben Roethlisberger, the end of the line of, this guy Aaron Rodgers and Justin Fields and Russell Wilson all in between. And that guy still found ways to finish above 500. And I think that
Kenny MVP.
Yeah, that's exactly. Yeah, Kenny Pickett as well. I mean, through all of that, with all of those bad quarterbacks, right? And he still found ways to win. And was it time for him to move on? Clearly, he's on. Peace out, man. Like I'm done. I'm not going to go through this, anymore. I need that break. And I'm just wondering if the year off is going to rejuvenate him, or if he's going to get that year off and get that check from Fox or whoever and go, why would I want to go do this again? We're not in a better place today in the NFL without Mike Tomlin in this league. And I really believe that, because as all these coaches start to go away, we're getting less and less good ones. There's, I think, 5 coaches maybe now that were employed pre-COVID with their teams?
I think that's what, yep. I think that's what's in the doc, yes.
I think that's what I said. 5 coaches in the NFL now had this job that they're currently in before COVID. Andy Reid, then you had Shanahan, you've got McVay, and you've got McDermott all coming in 2017 together. And then there's one other that was there.
I think it's Zach Taylor.
And it's Zach Taylor. It is Zach Taylor
like,
right now.
And then what's Sirianni's run? He's 5 years?
Yeah, he's about 5 years now. Yeah. This will be his
4 years.
Be his 5th or 6th year now going in. So there's only 5 coaches that have been employed with their current team since before COVID. And that tells you how fast this thing turns over in the NFL. The other thing is, too, now.
Oh, 6. LaFleur as well.
Oh, LaFleur. Okay.
Yes,
yeah, 6 coaches.
6.
Okay.
The loser.
Yeah. Yeah. Now all of a sudden Green Bay's like, what do we have to pay you to keep you around here? Because, I mean, if Pittsburgh can make a trade for him. The Giants can make a trade for him. Who knows this is going to be the greatest coaching cycle, I think, that we've experienced. I mean, with the amount of jobs that are open, with the amount of good jobs, franchises that are open, and the amount of good coaches that are potentially out there that could do this. I mean, it's going to be crazy. It's going to be wild. It's going to be nuts to see.
I mean, it was the greatest wild card week we've ever seen. Why can't it be the greatest coaching carousel we've ever seen?
Yeah,
Why can't it be the greatest offseason we've ever seen?
And
the Chiefs aren't involved.
Yeah, right. And it damn well may be. I'm glad we're not involved in the
Hell
coaching.
yeah.
Could you imagine right now if you're Arizona? Okay, you're the Arizona Cardinals. You fired whatever clown show that was out there.
Shots.
Okay, and so you got rid of that guy. And now you're competing with Pittsburgh, Baltimore, and the Giants to try to get a new head coach.
And you got Tennessee down there with the number 1 pick.
Yeah, and Tennessee's got the number 1 pick, and the Raiders, got
talent.
Matt Nagy's going, damn, all right. We got options, boys.
Yeah, like all of these jobs that are open right now, it's crazy, especially if you're Arizona, because you're not going to get the guy you're probably not going to get the number 4 choice on your list, because they're going to go elsewhere. And also, too, I think, and I do believe this, the rivalry now in the NFC North, like those games don't mean as much anymore, because that was Tomlin and Harbaugh. I mean,
AFC North?
AFC, what did I say? NFC.
No, I meant, because I thought you were going to LaFleur.
No, but the AFC, like those rivalries now that we love, they were rivalries because the coaches bought in
the only coach
to those
who kept his job
rivalries.
is the one that only coach who should have
The
lost
only
his
coach
job.
who should have lost his job.
Irony.
There's
Which is
rumors
where Mike Tomlin will be in a year.
Well, there's
Cincy?
Yep.
There are rumors that Stefanski could end up in Pittsburgh, which would be unbelievably great.
Great hire for them.
Yeah.
You change that offense.
But they still need a quarterback, right? And I was thinking about this yesterday. Like, if you're, who's got the number 1 pick? The Raiders, right?
Yep.
So if you're the Raiders right now.
Raiders, Jets, Cardinals.
And you offered the number 1 pick to Pittsburgh for Mike Tomlin. If I'm the Pittsburgh Steelers, I'm not taking that pick. I'm not taking that trade, because there's not a quarterback good enough that can turn my franchise around to give up the rights to my coach for the number 1 overall pick. I don't think Fernando Mendoza is going to be that good in the NFL. Great college quarterback. That number 1 like if it was next year and Arch Manning was coming out or something of that nature, then maybe you would consider that. But if I'm Pittsburgh right now, I'm like, yeah, we'll just sit on this, man. I'm not going to trade Tomlin. There's really not a quarterback that we need, and until we get that quarterback, I mean, there's really not much we can do.
You could also say that was the problem for Pittsburgh's demise with Mike Tomlin, that they never took a quarterback. They always went and got...
Well, they got Kenny Pickett in the first round.
Well, yeah, they did that. But, I mean, they could have gotten Jackson Dart, and they could have gotten Tua, Burrow, all those guys.
Lamar
but
Jackson.
they traded a top pick for Mika Fitzpatrick to the Dolphins. And they could have gotten a quarterback, and they didn't. And they were like, we can survive with, 2 years left to Ben, and then we'll just fill and replace, and we'll go
Duck Hodges,
we'll
Mason
do that.
Rudolph.
But they've had opportunities to draft guys, and they've chosen not to.
They've chosen not to,
And they went for Aaron Rodgers, knowing that this was probably going to be the last year of Aaron Rodgers. If there was going to be one more, it would be a massive regression next year. And they just were like, we can go. Now, you could also take what I heard Broussard say yesterday, which is also the positive route, is like, with all these quarterbacks, they still didn't have losing seasons.
That's what I'm saying.
Like,
Yeah, that's why Mike Tomlin doesn't get enough credit.
And it's interesting because, you look at, where Pittsburgh could have gone and where their franchise could have changed. Like, they literally could have had Joe Burrow.
But they don't.
Because they chose not to.
Mm-hmm.
And you could imagine what would happen if Mike Tomlin had Joe Burrow, right? Like, I don't know. That was one thing that is kind of murky in the water of Pittsburgh's success, is that there were opportunities to go and get a quarterback like these guys. They chose elsewise. They still won. They still got their win, but they didn't win any playoff games. There's just really nothing to show for
and
what
the
they
GM
did.
is still employed, too.
Which is interesting.
But
crazy.
Which I thought was interesting
But they
yesterday.
don't fire anybody. So if you work in Pittsburgh, I mean, you go to you work with no pants on, and you're not going to get fired.
Which I think that's the other thing that makes Pittsburgh the most appeasing job, is that you're going to get security.
But their roster stinks.
I don't think they're going to overnight change the way things move.
No.
Because, again, it's not like Cowher was successful in every single season that he was the head coach of Pittsburgh, and they rode with him. Then he retires, obviously, on top. Tomlin takes over, never has a losing season. It's easy to kind of keep your guy if you're not losing, right? Yeah. But it is interesting to know that, like, let's say Stefanski goes there. He's a good offensive mind. They're going to probably tell him, like, dude, you've got at least 3-4 years to just be you.
And that's great for a coach.
Correct. It's comfortability.
Yeah.
Like, if you came into your job and instead of signing a 2-year contract, they're like, you know what? Relax for 5 years. We like where you're at. We're going to give you a 5-year deal. We'll talk in 4 years. And you're like, okay, but that's not how this works, right? That's not how this industry works. And when the clock starts ticking, you start wondering, when's that meeting going to happen? And then it happens. You're like, okay, 2 more years. And then it's like moving forward. But I mean, that is one thing that I think makes that job great. The Baltimore job great, obviously the roster, and maybe the possibility of saying, hey, this is how we do things here. But it is interesting to see who Pittsburgh does go get, because you're anti-college guy, but Marcus Freeman is a name.
I'm not anti-Marcus Freeman, though. Yeah, because he's a leader. He's not a guy that I look at and say is a rah-rah college guy. Like his
he leads with a quiet staff.
It really does. I mean, like he will work in the NFL.
Yeah,
all the
grown
NFL
men would listen to him.
Right, exactly. Grown men are sending their kids to go coach for him.
That's my point.
But he got another extension yesterday, and
as he should have for Notre Dame. Hey, all that outside noise, it don't matter. Here's a new check.
I did talk to a friend of mine yesterday who's very tied in with Notre Dame, and he called me yesterday. He goes, you may be right. I go, what do you mean I may be right? He goes, kind of hearing that the NFL is hot on Marcus right now. And I'm like, yeah, I told you that they were going to be hot on Marcus Freeman. They're like, well, his wife's from Pittsburgh. She's not. She's a Browns fan. So he's not taking the Cleveland job or the Pittsburgh job. You just don't do that.
No.
You can't do that. Happy life, happy wife, right?
Exactly.
I can't go root for the Pittsburgh Steelers. I grew up a Browns fan my whole life. I'll never do that. But no, Marcus Freeman is one of the few out of college, that I would hire. He is second now in the odds. Brian Flores is the number one in the odds now.
Love it.
To get that job. Now, I will say this as
that
we were talking.
Tomlin-ish.
Yeah, we're just kind of doing
defensive
Tomlin
guy,
reincarnate.
Leads with a good
but a guy that you respect, a guy that has command, a guy that's an adult, a guy that has been around the block. I know he's suing the league and whatnot, but I mean, everybody loves Brian Flores, and I think in a good situation, which Pittsburgh is, he will be great. And if you're a coach that's on the free agent
came from Minnesota, Flores comes from Minnesota,
and every coach that they've hired since 1970s had no ties to the Pittsburgh Steelers at all.
Coordinator Cowher in Kansas City,
right? Chuck Noll, I don't know where he was, but like they said, they have not hired could have been. They've not hired a coach, and obviously the three that they've hired that has any ties whatsoever to the Pittsburgh Steelers. So they're probably going to look outside the organization. But every coach that's available right now should want the Pittsburgh job number one overall, and then you could all argue about number 2 through 9 because the owner's going to leave you alone and let you do your thing.
Here is somebody that needs a lot of credit because this guy was also fired yesterday.
So my Christmas present, and I got a loss.
Oh, no. You probably would have rather had Cole, huh?
Great.
Yeah, probably. I'm feeling two of two things. A, I want A.J. Brown packing his bags, and I want him somewhere else that is not here. I love you, A.J., but, you can't make those drops in that game. And I also want Kevin Patullo flipping burgers at, the local McDonald's or something. I don't care.
Why do you say that?
Whenever he's an offensive coordinator, it's like he's flipping burgers. One side, he's cooking. One half, he's cooking. And the other half is completely raw.
So he was fired yesterday.
Yeah, that kid's name is Sam. He stole that from his dad.
That's fine.
Yeah.
At least he went on the camera and
Hell yeah.
And then Greg Roman fired as well in L.A.
The interesting thing
that
about
guy's playoff resume sucks.
Yeah, that thing's terrible. But
one touchdown in 22 quarters or something like that for the offensive coordinator in L.A.?
Unbelievable.
Yeah, you're gone.
The Petula one is interesting because he wasn't fired. He was demoted. Like, they did not send him out of the organization. They are wanting him back on staff.
Wow. No.
That's
if you're Petula, you can't go back. You're just like, screw you, man.
That's like being a general manager at a restaurant. And they're like, hey, we're not going to have you as a general manager, but you're going to be like the assistant manager. No, I'm leaving. I'm out. That's not happening.
Yeah, but that was the thing yesterday. It was like he wasn't fired from the Eagles. He was removed as offensive coordinator. And Sirianni said somewhere, I saw a quote, I'd like to keep him on staff.
Mm-hmm. Then keep him as your offensive coordinator. Or
well,
ways. It is Wednesday.
Say kid. I'm loving it. Well, hello, everybody. Happy Wednesday.
39 votes are in on the Fescoe and Dusty Wednesday poll question. As a Chiefs fan, who are you rooting for on Saturday, the Bills or the Broncos? Don't tell me you're not watching it.
We've already got a comment.
Is that the first comment?
First comment. The meteor.
Oh. That's great. Yeah. So,
and everybody thinks when they comment like that, they're the first ones. They're funny. They're the only one with this original thought. And we called it in the break.
The second comment says, I'm really hoping they run the 13-man set. And I'm kidding. No, it's Fescoe and Dusty Wednesday poll question. As a Chiefs fan, who are you rooting for on Saturday, the Bills or the Broncos? 79.5% of you are with Team Dusty and say the Bills. Bob, Mac, question, who are you voting for?
It's Buffalo, but
no question.
I can't believe there's 20% of Kansas Cityans, or maybe there's people from like Mike in Denver or something like that. But he's a Chiefs fan. I'm just trying to think, like, who's voting for the Broncos?
Yeah, why? Why would you do that?
I can't go for Josh Allen. He flops.
All right.
No self-respecting Chiefs fan is going to watch this game.
Somebody says Denver is a fraud. I'm rooting for Denver because I think they'll lose in the AFC Championship game. So then you want New England to win the title, and then it's all of a sudden the narrative flips back to, well, can Drake May catch Patrick Mahomes like Patrick Mahomes is trying to catch Tom Brady? I don't
know that Denver beats Houston. I don't know that New England beats Houston yet. I'm not ready to move New England over into that AFC Championship game quite yet. I think Houston stands a great chance of winning that one. So I may be picking Houston by the time the week's over in that. And if they have to go to Denver or Buffalo, good luck on either of those offenses scoring against that Houston defense. Good luck against New England scoring against the Houston defense right now.
48 votes in. As a Chiefs fan, who are you rooting for on Saturday, the Bills or the Broncos? 81.3% say Bills, 18.8% say Broncos. You 18.8 people, I need to have a conversation with y'all. But we're going to have a conversation with Jay Binkley. We'll ask him that exact same question. I guarantee you I will bet my mortgage that I don't have that Jay Binkley is rooting for Josh Allen and the Bills. We talk to Jay next here on 96.5 The Fan, your home for there's juice all over the place.
There's juice all over the place.
This is Fescoe and Dusty on your home for Royals baseball. 96.5 The Fan, brought to you by Golden Oak Lending. Do you need extra cash? Golden Oak Lending can convert your home's equity into cash in as little as 14 days. Let Golden Oak Lending cure your blues.
Well, I'll tell you what, my friends over at Golden Oak Lending are going to help you out just like they've done for us over the last decade. I know at this time of year, those credit card bills are starting to come in from the holidays, and you're looking at them, you're going, gosh, I need a break. I need some financial relief right now. What am I going to do? Well, I've got the perfect solution for you. It's call my friends over at Golden Oak Lending and take their free mortgage checkup. It is risk-free with no paperwork or credit card required. It's just a simple phone conversation that you guys are going to have with each other. And when you pick up the phone and call Golden Oak Lending, they'll say, hey, tell us all about you. Tell us where you are in your financial life and where you want to go. And then Golden Oak will get to work, and they'll try to find a mortgage that's better than the one that you're in right now. If they have one, great, you're ready to go. If they don't, they'll let you know that as well, and they'll say, hey, we're never going to put you in a mortgage that isn't better than the one you currently have. The average cash-out customer with Golden Oak Lending saves $1,104 per month. Plus, you'll go 2 months without having to make a mortgage payment. We're talking St. Patrick's Day, the next time you've got to scratch that mortgage check. So call them today and take that free mortgage checkup, 913-890-GOLD, and let Golden Oak Lending cure your blues.
Guys and ladies, get real about your health this new year with Synergen X and Low T Center. For a limited time, the men's TRT test is free, and ladies take $200 off the women's hormone test. Say no to diet trends, questionable online treatments, and deceptive prices from other places. If you're looking for the best, Synergen X and Low T Center are the leading experts. Meet with a real provider, get real medication, and real results. Everyone I know goes to Synergen X and Low T Center to change their lives. Walk in or book an appointment at getmyhealthfix.com.
Blue Creek Wagyu is here to prove there's never been a better time to follow through with your resolution to eat better. Heart-healthy, low-cholesterol, authentic American, full-blooded Wagyu steaks and beef will help you hit all your goals this year. Booth Creek has 2 convenient locations at 95th and Knoll and 135th and Metcalf, where they sample mouth-watering Wagyu every day, and their beef experts will lead you to the perfect cut. Crafted for exceptional beginnings. Join the Booth Creek Revolution at boothcreekwagyu.com.
Okay, I have to tell you, I was just looking on eBay where I go for all kinds of things I love, and there it was.
That hologram trading card. One of the rarest, the last one I needed for my set. Shiny like the
designer handbag of my dreams. One of a kind. eBay had it, and now everyone's asking, ooh, where'd you get your
windshield wipers? eBay has all the parts that fit my car. No more annoying, just beautiful.
Millions of finds, each with a story. eBay. Things people love.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
ZipRecruiter. What is it that makes the all-new Hyundai Palisade Hybrid an incredible SUV? Is it the spacious interior that's comfy for the whole crew? Or the capability to go off-road? Maybe it's up to 600-plus miles of range. What if it's all of that and more? What is it then? The all-new Hyundai Palisade Hybrid. So much more than just another SUV. Visit HyundaiUSA.com or call 562-314-4603 for more details.
This new year, get started on your next success with University of Maryland Global Campus. Apply by February 11th and get your application fee waived. An accredited state university, UMGC offers online and hybrid classes, along with more than 135 degrees and certificates in fields like business, cybersecurity, healthcare, and more. Gain the skills you need to achieve your career goals. Get your application fee waived through February 11th. Learn more at umgc.edu. Certified to operate in Virginia by Chef.
Hey, hockey fans! Now with BetMGM, you can win a share of $10,000 in bonus bets when your anytime goal scorer nets 3. Enter BetMGM's Hat Trick Jackpot all season long for your chance to win some major bonus bets. It's easy. Just log in and opt into the promotion. Then make an anytime score bet on any hockey game of at least $10. If your player of choice scores 3 goals instead of just 1, you'll win your share of the $10K in bonus bets. There's nothing quite like watching a game with a hat trick, especially when it means you can win a share of $10,000 in bonus bets. Ready to shoot your shot? Download the app today. BetMGM. Make it legendary.
BetMGM and GameSense remind you to play responsibly. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. See BetMGM.com for terms. 21 plus only. Kansas only. Existing customer offer. Subject to eligibility requirements. Rewards or bonus bets that expire in 7 days. Please gamble responsibly. In partnership with Kansas Crossing Casino and Hotel.
Here's your traffic report on 96.5 The Fan.
Belton, 49 northbound, getting heavy at Missouri 58, moves better up towards 155th Street. Lee Summit, US 50 westbound, slow rolling from 3rd Street up to 470. Inbound 70, a little sluggish from Lee Summit Road over past 40 Highway. Alan Carr, 96.5 The Fan, traffic.
He loves beer and chewing tobacco, football and boobs. He knows Bobby Bowden, he knows Pete Carroll. He likes the 3-4 defense. He's Jay Bingley. He loves beer and chewing tobacco, football and boobs. He knows Bobby Bowden, he knows Pete Carroll. He likes the 3-4 defense. He's Jay Bingley.
Get off the phone,
Yeah,
Jay,
seriously,
so we can
Mac,
put you on
hang up the
air.
phone so we can talk to Jay Binkley here. Or maybe Jay Binkley is talking to Mac about his new job that somebody suggested on X yesterday. I tweeted out CBS should hire Mike Tomlin right now and replace Tony Romo with him, right? And somebody on X, MD Johnston 22 says, I feel like Tomlin and Binkley could also do a mean podcast. Jay, you and Mike Tomlin going to host a podcast?
That'd be fun. I mean, yeah.
Are his arms long enough?
Oh, yeah, maybe not. We'd have to measure that.
Pete, can I ask you a personal question? Because I know you don't like either one of these teams, but if you have to root for one of them as a Chiefs fan, Bills or Broncos on Saturday?
Man, and this is the one game, too, Dusty, that I really cannot stand either one of them. Either one of them.
You know the answer.
I mean, here's the one thing. Like, if one of these teams, who could beat New England at the next level unless it's Houston? Houston would be the only team in the AFC that I would go for. But I can't answer because I hate Buffalo and Denver equally because I think they're two of the most annoying fan bases in the NFL.
You're such a coward.
Just say Buffalo.
Well, how can I root for Buffalo? Here's the thing.
How can you root for
Denver? You sat in that stadium when 30,000 fans were there dating a girl just because her dad had season tickets watching, Denver beat our ass.
Well, I'll say Buffalo because I do hate Denver more than anything.
Thank you.
So I'd say Buffalo. But I will say this. Buffalo should feel as lucky as any team in the world. And Sean McDermott should have been fired after that game. They left the Jaguars with 1:04 on the clock, a timeout, and with a kicker that has the two longest field goals in NFL history. That is a fireable offense. Josh Allen, the Buffalo Bills, are lucky. The Jaguars needed the pens because they peed down their leg at that game. But the Bills are very, very, very fortunate that number 15 wasn't on the other sideline. It took him 13 seconds to tie up a game. They left the Jags 1:04 in the timeout with the kicker that is the two longest field goals in NFL history. That is very fortunate.
Let me ask you this, though, Jay. I mean, I'm not one of these guys who doesn't score. Like, you've got to score. And I don't care how much time is on the clock. That's why you go out there and play defense. There's no guarantees. Like, if that's the Chiefs, they don't score inside the red zone hardly ever. I mean, we talk about it all the time, right?
Well,
so I'm not one of these guys that says, let's just hold it and see what happens. You got an opportunity to score a touchdown. Go score a touchdown. And get out there and play defense. Because what if they did do that and they never did get into the end zone?
Well, because you got to be careful what you do. The 2024 Chiefs did that well. I mean, they look towards the end of the game. Well, last year, the 24 Chiefs did a lot better than last year's, but you watch towards the end of the game, they watched the clock. The clock management is very important. You get down, you have to be cognizant of who's that quarterback on the other sideline. Sure. And I don't think they respected Trevor Lawrence at all. Ooh. That's why they went ahead and scored. But I'll tell you this much, they wouldn't have gone ahead and scored if it was Patrick Mahomes in his prime there with the Kansas City Chiefs on the sideline. They wouldn't have done it because they wouldn't have won the game. I mean, you have to go into a football game wanting to win it, and if that's clock control down the stretch, it is, because they saw even just leaving Patrick Mahomes 13 seconds what could happen. But 1:04 with a kicker with a 68 and 67-yard field goal in his back pocket that happened this year, they're very fortunate.
Yeah, no, it's one of those that you can debate back and forth all day long about whether or not you should score or not score and all that kind of stuff. And I'm just all about put it in the end zone when you can and go out there and play defense. All right, so let's talk a little
Only in South Bend, it must have a
I don't know what's going on.
What the hell was going on there, man?
Apparently Twitter's got volume on his computer.
It happens all the time.
Big, let's talk about national title game, all right? Let's look at Indiana versus Miami. 60-year-old Michael Irvin will be on the sidelines cheering on the Hurricanes. What do you like?
Blown out of his mind, Jay.
You know what, though? It's hard to go against Indiana. You know, all year when you guys, to talk about Indiana, Miami's a great team. But Indiana is just an all-around team. And, we've all heard the stories. They have no 5 stars. They hardly have any 4 stars. But they're a team. But I'll say this. You look at how good they are both offensively and defensively. They're the number 2 scoring offense in the country. We know how good that offense can be. But conversely, they're number 2 in scoring defense in college football. Their defense is actually metrically better in every category than the Miami Hurricanes. But as good as Miami's defense is, people are sleeping on how good that Indiana defense is. That's just a good, solid team. But once again, guys, this game's going to be loaded with draft picks. Every NFL team will be at this game.
Gotta love
that.
I
like Indiana.
So, speaking of draft picks, not a running back, I would assume, is coming out on the mock draft. Drops today, right? You and Unacero character concerns?
Yeah, well, it's coming out today. We're gonna do more and more mocks, of course, but there won't be a running back in the first round. The running back we had in the mock the last time in the third round decided he's going back, and that's the big thing in college football right now. Guys are getting too much money thrown at. Ty Simpson's leaving Alabama to the NFL because he's going to probably be at the end of the first round, something like this. But Miami, Ole Miss, Miami came in with like $6.5 million. Ole Miss, Tennessee are all throwing money at him, but more and more guys are, if you're not going to be a first-round pick, it might be better, more beneficial for you to stay in college, and that's what we're seeing more and more, where these guys are staying instead of going to the NFL, which in the end, it only helps the NFL's product, getting a more mature player when they get to the NFL. But I do like running back situations, but I still can't be talked in to the first round. The funny thing is, two teams in our division took running backs in the first round. The Raiders have the first pick in the draft this year. They selected a running back in the first round. The Chargers selected a running back in the first round and got their ass kicked. And you just don't do it in the first round. So you get in the second round, you get in the third round. Matter of fact, guys, if you took the top 10 rushers from the NFL this year, only 4 of them are first-round picks.
Yeah.
If you look at the playoffs, who made the playoffs, you took the top 10 rushers, only 4 made the playoffs as far as that's concerned. So it's very, very important as a team for rushing yards, because clearly the teams that are left, 4 of the 8 that are left, are in the top 10 in rushing as a team, but you can get good value in the second and third. I still think third round is a great place for a running back.
How do you feel about most likely Eric Bieniemy back as offensive coordinator?
I mean, not wild about it. I'm not never wild about retreads. I understand the desire, because I don't think it's one of those positions where you have the total authority to do what you want. Like, you don't come in here and be able to call everything you want, because Andy Reid is the head coach. So it takes either two types of personality. One that understands that Andy Reid will be the you keep playing South Bend.
It just loads.
But you need a guy that can, kind of check the ego and understand Andy calls the plays, because you're dealing, you have Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes that he's got to orchestrate this offense with. So I don't think it's the best answer. I think it would help the running game, because Eric Bieniemy is a tremendous running backs coach. But he had his chance once he left Kansas City. He had a chance, to kind of do things. I'm not wild about it, but again, who are they really going to bring in besides a guy that's a passing game coordinator or something like this? You're not going to get a viable former head coach or an offensive coordinator. So yeah, I mean, I'm okay with it. I'm not wild about it because I don't like retreads. Never have.
Binkley, last one. Who's going to be in championship weekend, AFC side and NFC side?
AFC side. I'm going to go ahead and just say New England on the AFC, even though Houston's the team I'd rather see in what D'Amico Ryans is doing. On the NFC, Seattle. I'd rather see Seattle win the whole thing because that's just a scenario with not a lot of storylines where, now everybody's going to bill up and idiots like Colin Cowherd are going to be calling Sam Darnold the greatest quarterback in the NFL, which he would with Josh Allen. I mean, it would be Josh Allen's world if they win. There's probably 15 more Hallmark movies if he wins the Super Bowl. Give it to Sam Darnold.
And then do you think you get a home run in the new Kauffman Stadium?
Oh, gosh, no. I don't think so, Dusty, but maybe when I was younger I could. But I'll tell you this much. How exciting is that? Seriously, when I saw that news, I mean, so many times at Kauffman Stadium, you see that ball, just go to the warning track or whatever, and you know what happens. But man, it's exciting. I mean,
I'd have been more excited with a bat.
Huh?
I would have been more excited if they signed a bat.
Well, I mean, but that's is something they could tangibly do. I am concerned for the Royals pitchers, though, because it was one of the draws of pitching with the Kansas City Royals is that fence was so far back, but that's out of the equation now. But, yeah, I'm with you. They should have signed a bat.
All right, Bink, much love, and we will be ready for that mock draft to drop. Can't wait to see where they go in the second round. That's where I think they really get a valuable pick in this year's draft. But, Bink, we appreciate it. We'll talk to you next Wednesday.
Good stuff, fellas. Enjoy the games.
Thanks, Jay.
It's Jay Binkley. Coming up on the other side, we get to talk about what this stadium news yesterday had in store for the Royals. Jack Caglione, 55 home runs coming up in 2026. You heard it first here on 96.5 The Fan, your home for the Kansas City Royals.
This is Fescoe and Dusty, brought to you by Golden Oak Lending. Do you need extra cash? Golden Oak Lending can convert your home's equity into cash in as little as 14 days. Let Golden Oak Lending cure your blues. Your home for K-State Athletics. 96.5 The Fan.
Well, start the new year moving and not hurting. If joint pain is holding you back, guys, then listen up. There's a way to get real relief without surgery, without downtime, and without putting your life on pause. QC Kinetics delivers regenerative treatments that actually help your body repair the areas causing you pain, those achy knees and hips and shoulders and back, wherever it hurts. Instead of facing an invasive operation that sidelines you for months, these treatments happen right in the office and you go about your day. Simple procedures that can deliver big, life-changing results. Skip the 3 to 6 months of recovery, skip the pain, and skip that invasive surgery. Imagine this instead. You're moving better, stronger, planning the year you actually want, all because you took care of the pain the smart way. Game-changing regenerative treatment from QC Kinetics. So call now for your free consultation. 816-412-6299. That's 816-412-6299. QC Kinetics is located off 435 in State Line and in Gladstone. So get there today. Get that free consultation with QC Kinetics.
Attention. Have you racked up $10,000 or more in credit card debt? Are you barely getting by making minimum payments? With credit card debt reaching all-time highs, National Debt Relief is notifying consumers about significant debt relief options currently being made available to help those with overwhelming credit card debt. These options may reduce a large portion of credit card debt for those who qualify. You don't need to declare bankruptcy or take out a consolidation loan, and you may only have to pay back a fraction of what you owe, even if you have bad credit. National Debt Relief has already reduced the credit card debt for more than 550,000 consumers, so don't wait. If you owe $10,000, $20,000, or even $100,000 in credit card debt, you can now take advantage of this financial debt relief as the cost of living continues to skyrocket. To check what debt reduction you may qualify for, call 800-207-4545. That's 800-207-4545. Once again, that's 800-207-4545.
Here's your traffic report on 96.5 The Fan.
Brought by Jay's Southland Tow Service. Be in the know and call Jay's Southland Tow. Northland 35 southbound, a little slow from Vivian down to the Shoto Traffic Way. Past that, things look good into downtown. Having unexpected car trouble or just in a car accident, call Jay's Southland Tow Service, 816-779-4869 or southlandtow.com. Use the tow service trusted by most local police departments. They can do it all, so be in the know and call Jay's Southland Tow. Alan Carr, 96.5 The Fan. Traffic.
Hey, Royals fans, it's Vern, and the Hot Stove Show is back Thursday night starting at 6 o'clock right here on your home for Royals baseball. 96.5 The Fan.
KFNC FM and AM, HD1 and HD2 Kansas City, an Odyssey sports station.
Seven o'clock hour here on 96.5 The Fan, your home for Kansas City sports. Be sure to check us out on YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, Facebook, all those things. Like and subscribe. You can see this mustache coming in all nice and dirty. I'm going for like the fat Riley Green look. Seen Riley Green?
Oh, yeah.
That guy. That's a specimen of a man. The original duck collar. Saw him live, and I was like, what's this linebacker doing up here singing country music? What a lineup that was. It was at Arrowhead, and it was Riley Green, Laney Wilson, and then Luke Combs.
Ooh, I'm going to go see Luke Combs in Ames this year.
It's going to be awesome.
And you are?
Yeah, we're going to see Morgan Wallen on Friday in Minneapolis, and then Saturday, Luke Combs in Ames. So
that's sick.
Luke Combs will blow Morgan Wallen out of the water.
Yeah, I think so too. I'm really excited. Like, I really like Luke Combs a lot.
Me too.
I've been listening to a lot of him lately, and he's playing at Iowa State, which is kind of cool. It's early April, so maybe it's an outdoor concert. So I mean, maybe a little cold. I don't know what to expect.
Bring a jacket. Warm with a fireball, and country music.
Me and the two kids and my wife. We're going up to Minneapolis on Friday. Morgan Wallen at U.S. Bank Stadium. And then on the way back, you got to go through Lames anyway. So we're going to stop there and see Luke Combs. It's going to be a cool weekend. I'm looking forward to that. But speaking of Lames, this is the tweet of the year, I think, that I found. Maybe the tweet of the decade. Maybe the tweet of all time. It comes from top-tier Iowa State.
It says, I'm tired of being Kansas's Super Bowl. Every year, this is the one game they've circled on their calendar. Iowa State is focused on winning championships. Kansas is focused on beating Iowa State.
That's cute.
I mean, that may be an all-timer right there from our friends up in Lames, Iowa, who just got housed by 20. That's their, that's like us talking about Buffalo being the Super Bowl every year. Our team goes on and wins championships, right? That's what
it happens all the time.
You look at Iowa State, you've never made the Final Four, if I'm mistaken, right? And so you're going to sit there and say you're focused on winning championships when you haven't even reached the final weekend of the college basketball season ever. And so, I mean, if you're focused on winning championships of the Big 12 variety, okay, maybe you win a tournament here or there or something like that and whatnot. But I mean, that may be the most, backwards thinking tweet that I think I've ever seen. Kansas needed a win. They're 1-2 in conference play. They should be 0-3 at this point in conference play. They needed a win. Iowa State didn't show up. That dude's shirt was on as tight as possibly could be on the sidelines, and you got your ass kicked. And you're like, wow, it's Kansas' Super Bowl every year as a team that hoists national championships, and Iowa State can't even make the Final Four. Up yours, Iowa State.
I wonder if Gold's back in on Kansas because he was a little bit distraught yesterday. He's like, I just don't know if it's their season. It's tough. It's just a tough season. They're back, baby.
25 wins, top 4 seed. I mean, it's what it's going to be.
I don't know why. I wish I would have been on yesterday. I don't know why people were freaking out. I really don't.
Because they were 1-2 in conference play. It's easier to freak out and have a freak out than it is to say everything's going to be okay. It's going to be just fine. You got Bill effing Self.
This comes from the 515. You should know that area.
Yeah, that's Iowa.
Yeah, he says, I went to Iowa State, lived in Ames for 16 years, an Iowa State fan to the end. That tweet is ridiculous. It says, if anything, Kansas is our Super Bowl. Come on, guy. Just accept the loss. Go Cyclones.
Yeah.
Nice.
So last time there was renovation at Coffin Stadium, it was because of a cyclone. Remember the Porta-John flying across the camera that we saw? And then now we found out yesterday they're going to move the fences in, kind of right and left field power alley-ish. I feel bad for Eric Hosmer today because, boy, would he love that when he was here. One of the guys I heard Vern on yesterday with Cody and Gold, and Vern was talking about these older athletes that were here in Kansas
Somebody else
City,
had Vern on other than us?
That's right. And Hosmer, Gordo, Moose, all those guys is what Vern had said had been advocating for this for years. As fans, we had been saying, bring them in. Because what's the one thing we always hear? Well, Kaufman's just a tough place to hit. Well, everybody else seems to hit home runs here. How come we don't?
Yeah.
And so they move the fences in. They're going to create some seats behind those walls. They're going to lower the walls and bring in the walls. Advantage hitting for the Kansas City Royals.
Well, for the Royals, but also advantage hitting everybody else that's coming in, too. And as you mentioned, like everybody else was hitting home runs in this ballpark but us. And so that tells me that's not necessarily a ballpark problem. This ballpark actually plays neutral. I did a lot of like deep diving on AI, and then even Vinny said it yesterday. Okay, now we're a neutral ballpark. But when you look at what this is going to do, for everybody, it's going to bring more offense, and more offense is excitement for a lot of people, right? Obviously, you want more offense in every sport. The NFL has got all their things kind of hyped up to benefit the offense, and so that's what the Royals are going to do. They're going to try to benefit the offense. There is that flip side though too. You better make sure that your pitchers are able to keep it in the ballpark, and they're at a spot right now where they've got a great rotation. Maybe the best rotation that they've had since the 80s, right? I don't think that's an argument that anybody would fight you on. The
15 rotation, 14 was good.
The rotation wasn't that good. The bullpen was outstanding. The rotation was okay, got you to the bullpen. This rotation, like you can win a championship with this rotation. I don't think you could have won a championship just with the rotation and not have everything else in 14 and 15. I think this is a championship, type of rotation. So I think it's the best rotation that they've had in a very long time. So it's going to be up to them to keep the ball in the ballpark. The good news is they do give up a lot of fly balls, as I was looking and doing my research on Gemini yesterday for all of this to get information, but they give up soft fly balls. So they don't think it's going to really affect them all that much because of the softness of the nature of the fly balls and whatnot. But it should hopefully help with their offense. But I think this is also a white flag of letting us know, as Vern said on Monday, the additions are pretty much done for the Kansas City Royals, and they're not able to go out there and add that outfield bat so far that they've wanted to add. They're one of the 5 least spending teams in free agency so far this season, and they haven't made that big-time trade that we thought that they were going to go out there and make.
They should have brought the fences in a long time ago, I thought. It's always been a deep ballpark for home runs, but it's also been a very, very friendly offensive ballpark for basically all of Major League Baseball over these last couple of years. Because when you look at what this ballpark does, Kauffman Stadium last year, 3rd most triples, 5th most doubles, 6th most runs scored, and then 25th in home runs. That's how that ballpark played. So you've got to tailor your team to your ballpark. Get guys that hit it in the alley, hit it in the gap, hit it on the ground. Stop trying to hit home runs. I think that's a foolish approach to try to go out there and hit home runs because of how big this ballpark has been, and that's the analytics that we're in right now. Everybody wants to hit the ball over the wall, but, I mean, go for the gap, go for the doubles, go for the triples. Build your team around the ballpark that you have, and so that's where the Royals are going to be successful. It's not still mashing the ball over the fence. It is still hitting that ball in the gap and playing and creating a team that, factors in and plays well at your ballpark. You have to build your team based on your park.
Because what Kyle Isbell's hit in the ALDS against the Yankees would have been a home run, the one that Soto caught with his back to the wall. That's now a home run.
Yeah.
Royals win that game.
Right. They're saying it's about 3 to 4 wins per year, and that puts you in the playoffs last year.
Huge, yeah.
But what does that do for the other team, I wonder, as well? Like, does it have a zero impact is what I'm saying,
Like, does it cancel out?
Yeah.
Yeah, opponents hit 81 home runs in Kauffman last year. Royals
81 home runs?
Yeah, Royals hit 70.
Oh, someone in the text line said only 15 home runs were hit last year by teams coming into Kauffman Stadium.
No,
okay.
That is not true.
No.
That's insane.
That's
no,
like
that's
15 home runs.
number.
I mean, we'd be talking about that all the time.
Best defense of all time.
There was only 15 home runs from opponents at Kauffman Stadium last year from the 816.
Yeah, that is
There were
false.
15 home runs from the opponents in one weekend.
Exactly.
I think I saw 15 in
it.
one series last year.
Yeah, that is false.
Yeah.
Just real quick to play devil's advocate, Bob, wouldn't this team kind of, since this team's built right now, like they can hit home runs, and as you mentioned, maybe the best lineup and bullpen the Royals have ever had, doesn't that kind of lead to the fact that, okay, they can hit home runs,
Best
we can
lineup
stop,
they've ever had? No.
or best rotation they've ever had.
rotation,
Sorry,
yeah.
yes, best rotation they've ever had. Wouldn't that kind of add up? Okay, well, we can hit home runs, we can score, our pitchers can stop others from hitting those home runs, so they're kind of playing to their ballpark, or they're kind of forming their ballpark to their roster right now.
Now, that's what they're kind of doing right now. But you have to make it go out there and work. I mean, it's cool that they're moving them in. I hope we see more home runs. I hope we get more fireworks. I hope it goes to to more wins for this organization, and it should. I mean, it really should. But you also wonder what is the flip side of this as well? Are other teams now all of a sudden going to be better? But for years, we've always saw other teams hit home runs at Kauffman Stadium and put them in the fountains, and the Royals never have been able to do that. It's been an organizational disease for the better part of 30 years. They just never have had that power guy. And now all of a sudden they're doing the right thing by moving the fences. And this should have been done years ago with this organization. They did it for 1 year when Allard was the GM, and they quickly moved them back because you had Chris George and Dan Reichert on the mound that were giving up moonshots to the FCA building all day.
That's what your guy said on his show last night. After hours said it. Oh, well, then take it up with Logan Weber. Because that's not an accurate number. It was 81 home runs. 82? 81 home runs. Maybe it's a psychological thing. I don't know. Maybe that's like a psychological thing for the hitters too. Like, hey, the walls are in shorter. Maybe it comes natural. I don't know. But I mean, you have power in this lineup. At least from what I know. Carter Jensen's got power. Caglione, Bobby Witt Jr., Salvador Perez, Vinny Pasquantino. Max said he misspoke, but he said the best roster or best lineup. This could be. If all the cylinders work the way they're supposed to work, and Salvador Perez is your 7th best hitter in this lineup, that's pretty insane.
Ooh. Visitors hit 81 home runs last year.
Yeah, that's what Max said.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, Mac is right. I'm going back and looking at it. Yeah, double checking because the text line wants to argue with you.
Yes, thank you. Won a game.
My sources tell me that the reason they moved the walls is because Kauffman Stadium's not going to move.
Well, you may be right about this point in time. Yeah.
We'll talk about that on the other side here on 96.5 The Fan. You're over Kansas City Sports.
Fescoe and Dusty.
Every Hardee's is closed. Well, that sucks.
Brought to you by Golden Oak Lending. Do you need extra cash? Golden Oak Lending can convert your home's equity into cash in as little as 14 days. Let Golden Oak Lending cure your blues. 96.5 The Fan.
Well, my friends over at Park and Go are really unbelievable. I talk about them all the time because I love Park and Go. I love when people in life can make your life easier, and that's what Park and Go does. From the time you make your reservation
to the time you leave after your trip is over, everything is simple with Park and Go. You make your reservation at bookparkandgo.com. Boom, it is done. And then make sure you prepay, because when you prepay, you get a lower rate and you save money. And then on the day of your flight, you're ready to go. You show up and you give them your reservation, and they'll direct you to the covered parking spot that has been reserved for you, because all spots are covered at Park and Go. And as soon as you get to that covered parking spot, the van will meet you and take you right to the airport terminal. In no time at all, you're sitting in the terminal relaxed and ready to go. And when you get back, this is why I love Park and Go so much, because you're tired from a trip, right? Just grab your bags, walk outside, jump on the bus, and it's right back to the trunk of your car you go. So join their frequent Parker program like we did and earn points towards free parking. Reserve your spot today at bookparkandgo.com. The best deals in parking. Bookparkandgo.com. Park and Go, family owned and operated.
Men, it's the new year, and for many of us, it's a time of deciding to make positive changes in our lives. This is Jeff for Heartland Men's Health, and if you're suffering with erectile dysfunction and are tired of the frustration and embarrassment ED causes, you should call Heartland Men's Health today, because there probably isn't a better resolution you can make than to be done with ED. You see, ED doesn't just affect you, it can also affect your partner, even if they don't talk about it. But here's some great news. If you're like most guys, the treatments at Heartland Men's Health will give you back your sex life, because our protocols have success rates that work in well over 90% of cases. Seriously, you might even find you're performing like you haven't in years. So, make an appointment and get ED out of your life. Your initial visit is only $99 and includes blood work, a medical consult, and if medically advised, a test dose. And if that test dose doesn't work in the office, your visit is free. Call 844-447-6600 or go to heartlandmenshealth.com. That's heartlandmenshealth.com. We have 3 offices: Overland Park, Independence, and North Kansas City.
Did you hear? Allstate car insurance now costs even less. So when you bundle with home, you can save even more. Check Allstate first to bundle and save with a new lower auto rate. You're in good hands with Allstate. Not available in every state. Only applicable for new auto insurance business. Rates will vary by several factors, including how you purchase the policy. Potential savings may vary. Allstate North American Insurance Company and Affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
At Uline, the prevailing opinion is, if you don't live it, you don't believe it. The people at Uline believe in hard work, and they live it by being there 24/7 to answer your call, having 41,000 items in stock, and offering same-day shipping from 12 locations across North America. Business owners, sellers, buyers, shippers, and packers believe it. Uline is the hard-working, dependable source for your shipping and industrial supplies. Visit uline.com.
It all comes down to this, folks.
Yep, the entire season is on the line.
But my throat has officially thrown in the towel. Sounds like you need Vicks VapoCool drops. They're max strength and vaporize sore throat pain.
Whoa! These VapoCool drops hit fast.
Speaking of fast, did you just see that play?
Yeah, he vaporized that ball.
That pun should have come with a penalty.
Vaporize sore throat pain with Vicks VapoCool drops. Use as directed.
With 2 kids in high school involved in a lot of activities, our time, just like yours, is very valuable. That's why we love the convenience of ordering our groceries with Hy-Vee's Aisles Online. It's so easy. Just download the app or go to Hy-Vee.com. Choose your store and select your items, and Hy-Vee will do all the shopping. All you have to do is pick up your order or have it delivered to your home. It is so simple. It is so convenient. And for families like ours that are so busy, Hy-Vee Aisles Online hits the spot every single time. Save time and save money only at Hy-Vee.
Brr, it might be cold outside, but the deals are heating up inside your Kansas City area Hy-Vee. This Friday through Sunday, stock up on hot deals throughout the entire store, like Pepsi 6-pack bottles for $2.99, bone-in pork roast $1.88 a pound, Hormel bacon just $2.99, and Progresso soup only $1.25. Stay at home, order through Aisles Online, and leave the shopping to us. Save time, save money during the 3-day sale this weekend only at Hy-Vee.
You're listening to 96.5 The Fan from the DM Injury Law Studios. Mike's got this.
Car, truck, or motorcycle wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
816-888-7500. Mike's got this.
Here's your traffic report on 96.5 The Fan.
Missouri side, 70 westbound, a little sluggish either side of Noland. Once you get to 40 Highway, you're back to posted speeds, and from there, things look good into downtown. Blue Parkway westbound, heavy approaching Noland for about a mile. 71 northbound, still rolling from 75th up towards 55th Street. Alan Carr, 96.5 The Fan, traffic.
You got to love the people that you work for. Most of them. Don't forget Royals Rally coming up. Josh Verner will be there doing the show live from Royals Rally. And then he also is back on Thursday night, baby. The Hot Stove Show at 6 o'clock here on 96.5 The Fan. You're going to want to listen. Chiefs have nothing to talk about. The Royals have a ton. Vern will give you all the dimension talk of the walls, the statistics of what changes, the players that are going to be on this roster. Maybe, just maybe, we get to hear what the new season's tagline will be. Last year it was the sophomore album. Also, don't forget we are doing a Chiefs off-season show. It'll be Tuesday on February 10th. It'll be Bob, myself, Cody, Alex, and C-Dot all in studio from 9 a.m. to 11. That, again, is on February 10th, where we will do a Chiefs offseason show. A lot to talk about when it comes to what the offseason can be for the Kansas City Chiefs. And, you know, all of us hot air balloons here have something to say about that. Vern, again, tomorrow night, Thursday night, 6 o'clock, talking all things Royals with the Hot Stove Show returning to the airwaves on 96.5 The Fan.
Yeah. That's
awesome. I'm loving it. Well, hello, everybody. Happy Wednesday.
Are we sure that's not the kid who wanted the coordinator fired in Philadelphia?
Same kid.
Okay, that's what I thought, yeah.
So I want to read this text out loud from my stepmother, Mary, who is a saint, and my dad, who is a worrywart every year in sports. But first, the question, Fescoe and Dusty poll question. As a Chiefs fan, who are you rooting for on Saturday? Bills or the Broncos? 82.4% say the Bills. Good. 17.6% say the Broncos. My stepmother texted me this morning and says you should ask your father who he's rooting for.
Ask your father is what my mother used to say.
She said last week he said he could never, and I mean ever, root for the Bills. But we both know how he feels about the Broncos. So I asked him last night, and he never would answer. His response finally was, can they both lose?
Okay. Yeah.
Thanks, Dad.
Thanks, Dad. Yeah, I'll say thanks, Dad.
So that cues us up for the comments. I hope it goes to 5 OTs, and they both are to beat up, are both to beat up and get beat by Houston. We only root for injuries in this game. Come on, David.
All right,
then the Meteor comment. No, but seriously, the national Josh Allen love is something I personally don't want to hear. I don't want to hear Allen has overtaken Mahomes as the best. Go Denver. Puke face, puke face, puke face. From Patty Newcomb, neither. From MJ, how can you not pull for Josh Allen with no Mahomes?
That's pretty easy. I'm not pulling for Josh Allen. I'm just not rooting for Denver.
That's the point.
Yeah.
Like, that's the thing that, you get misheard, because we got the final statistic from Logan last night. 15 hits would have been home runs with the new dimensions.
For opponents.
For opponents, not 15 home runs were hit by opponents.
So 15 more home runs.
Correct. So there would have been 96 home runs.
That's what we never factor in the other side. It's like a lot of stuff in like when they go for two early in the game, they never factor in, well, what if we miss this and we don't get this 2-point conversion because we want to make it 14-14 instead of 14-13 or whatever it is. And then you're at the end of the game and you're down 4 instead of down 3 where a field goal would have won. Like, people don't factor in the other side. I'm glad Logan did. That's good on him.
So where I go back to the Bills-Denver game, I understand the argument if your argument is it was the Chargers in Denver and the winner goes to the AFC Championship game. There I would be like, I'm not rooting for anybody. And they'd be like, well, you have to pick one. I'd be like, no, I hate both teams kind of equally, but I really, really, really hate Denver. There's no denying that. But in this sort of matchup, why not Buffalo? I don't care what Buffalo does after this, because if you take Mac's narrative and Josh Allen wins a ring, then now you have Peyton and Tom in 2026 with Patrick and Josh. If Drake May wins a Super Bowl, then we get to have that conversation. Is New England back? Are they the better team now in the AFC? Can Kansas City do it? Can Drake May catch Patrick Mahomes when it comes to Super Bowl rings? That will be that conversation. I understand that if Josh Allen wins, there's a lot of people in Kansas City be like, well, they're going to say he's better than Mahomes. They're going to say, of
course.
But you know in your dearest of hearts, that shouldn't matter to you because you know the answer. It's not true. So it shouldn't affect you that much. But one thing I can't stand to see is those effing Broncos in the AFC Championship game in Denver with their fake-ass fans, with their fake-ass team, with their fake-ass coach, with their dumb-ass quarterback. I don't want to see it. I don't want to see that, because what would you rather hear? Oh, Josh Allen, he might be the same quarterback as Patrick Mahomes. Or Bo Nix might have a chance to catch Patrick Mahomes in Super Bowl ring.
Kiss my ass.
I don't want to see Denver win because I don't care enough about Denver in my life to watch them win. I would much rather see Denver lose. I don't care if it was Houston, if it was New England. anybody but the AFC West. I just cannot stand to see Denver be successful in the playoffs. And I want to see Buffalo win, and it just so happens by happenstance, it's Buffalo who plays them. Go Bills.
It reminds me of really a lot of the NCAA tournament in Kansas fans. When the Kansas used to get knocked out back when it was like the Big 12 and you knew who was in your league, Kansas fans always used to be like, well, I'm going to go root for Iowa State now the rest of the way because it's good for the league. No, you don't root for your rival. You don't root for somebody you compete against that you're trying to do better than a couple of times a year. And so on no planet should anybody be rooting for the Denver Broncos, regardless of what they say about Josh Allen. This is the way the media cycle works. It doesn't matter. Patrick Mahomes isn't here, so now they've got an opportunity to empty their arsenal and go through all of the topics that they haven't been able to use for the last 7 years because Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs were the answer to every lame question that 18 people sitting around a tiny desk are screaming about this morning on ESPN or Fox or whatever the station is that you're watching.
So speaking of stadiums, are they just going to stay at Truman Sports Complex and turn it all into that?
Who, the Royals, you mean? Yeah, well, the Chiefs we know aren't, obviously. But the Royals, I mean, at this point in time, from what I've been hearing, it may be their best effort is just to stay right now at Kauffman Stadium. I talked to somebody in the state of Missouri yesterday, and I said, what's going on with this? What do the Royals want? And the response back was, all things that no one wants to give them. And I said, what do you mean? Right now, from what I'm being told by people in the state of Missouri, the Royals want more public money right now from the state of Missouri than they're currently getting. And Missouri's looking at them and going, yeah, I don't think that's going to happen, right? And the Kansas thing, we know it is still kind of on the table out there. This is not good, guys. It really isn't, because it seems like now John Sherman may be trying to play one against the other. And when you try to play one against the other, it probably doesn't.
Single. I mean, that's what happened to me.
You said it, not me.
Sorry.
You know, like,
that's just the analogy I went with. Hey,
yeah.
Are you thinking about like taking the next step? I don't know if I'm really ready. And then she finds out her friends are out the same place you are the next week, and it's like he's with another girl. It's like, oh, hey, so who's this other girl? It's a friend. No, it didn't look like a friend from what my friend said. Well, then she finds out that you're with that, and then you find yourself at your home with just your hand.
Right. No, it's kind of like I feel like also too, like I don't know that everybody's united in this. I feel like, you know, weeks ago, months ago, what it was,
Delta, Southwest, United, nobody's there.
Right. Like you had somebody purchase land in Kansas, right? Mm-hmm. So if you have somebody in your ownership group or whatever affiliated with the team purchase land in one state, and then you're still trying to negotiate with what kind of messaging is that right now? So I don't know if everybody is on the same page right now in what they're trying to do. But if you're going to the state of Missouri basically saying, you lost the Chiefs, you need us, give us more money than you're currently give us, is from what I've been hearing, that's not a great way to approach things. That's not the best way to do things. And so I just wanted to get done on either side of the state line because I want my team here, because, you know, we keep hearing about Nashville getting a team or Salt Lake City getting a team. That needs to be an expansion team. That doesn't need to be a team from Kansas City that couldn't figure out a way to get a deal done in either state on either side of the state line. So it's time to get this thing put to bed. It's time to announce where they're going, whether it's downtown, whether it's Johnson County, whether it's the Northland, and just get it done somewhere here in Kansas City. Because at the end of the day, we all just want the ball club. I don't care where they're located. I just want them playing here in Kansas City and not saying, well, we couldn't get a deal done here, so now we got to look elsewhere. They've got a great deal with the state of Kansas. Take the bird in hand. It's better than two in the bush.
So would it be out of the possibility that they would just try for the first time in the history of Kansas City to build in the parking lot that they have? Because if the Chiefs are gone, right, I assume that stadium gets dozed.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's
and then you would have all that area
that hasn't been developed in 60 years.
That's what I'm saying.
It is a terrible location.
It's like believing in a team for the first time in the playoffs going, well, have they done it yet? I don't know. Like, can Herbert win a playoff game and not catastrophically fail? Maybe now that he doesn't have Greg Roman, but can the Royals, maybe now there's not another stadium in there that is what we consider the older brother for those of you that are listening, which always seems that the Royals are the little brother and Chiefs are big brother, the way things are rooted for and paid attention to, unfortunately. maybe now that Big Brother moves out at the age of 65 and you have the whole area, maybe that gives you incentive. Again, I'm just trying to make conversation here.
And I will say this, there are 3 things in real estate that matter: location, location, location.
Yeah.
That location is terrible. Everybody knows it. Everybody knows how bad it is
St.
out
Louis
there.
isn't great either.
No, it is not.
And they built it.
And they built the stadium down there.
That's
Downtown Kansas City isn't great either, you know,
Right.
with all the crime and everything that's going on down there. And people forget about the parade incident that my family was a part of. We were talking about that the other day, right? That was 2 years ago now. And we're still talking about that.
But like if dramatic changes happen and new people are in there, now again, you can go on the belief of what the past is and color me shocked if it happens, but you could say fool me once, shame on you, fool me twice, take it fool again.
Yeah.
But again, if that were to happen,
I think Nashville's a better option than redoing Kauffman Stadium and staying there. I really do.
I don't like that take.
Yeah, but that's how I feel about that right now. Like, and I'm not saying that's going to happen, but I feel better. Like, it's a better business decision to go to Nashville than to do anything at that spot where they are right now.
Yeah, I don't like hearing that. If I'm being honest, I would much rather them like rebuild that area, put a village in that area that you could.
It's a terrible area of town, though, dude. Everybody
right now
knows
it
it.
is.
Yeah, but what's going to change? There's no housing around there. There's no people around there. You're out here where all the people are. You're going to the people. People aren't going to trek out there from Eastern Jack or Johnson County to go do something at the sports complex in Raytown. They're just not.
Yeah, I mean, like, I get that point, but I mean, if you build a village there and you build a stadium there that's new and advanced and you realize that you have something there that you need to protect, you would then hopefully think that they would go around and protect that. I understand that the area isn't the greatest, but still, like, not everyone's living there. It's like they're staying the night there. They might just be going there for a game and a hangout and then going home.
Who's that convenient to, though? Well, like, what group?
Me.
Yeah,
the guy you're talking to.
yeah,
and all the people that live in my area.
But it really isn't convenient
it is, Bob.
to
it's
you.
It's 100% convenient for me. I have to drive 12 minutes to the stadium. I know
That's a long drive if you want to go out drinking, though.
I don't drive and drink.
I know.
If I'm not going to, I get an Uber.
But you're very rare.
Okay, but I mean, I think there are more people that are like me in this situation that are listening that think the same things that I'm saying out loud. And I'm trying not to speak for everybody. I speak for a lot of people. I talk to people that do stuff with Surfside that say, man, it's going to be a much longer drive. I hate it because I also know all the back ways into Kauffman Stadium. I know the area, not just necessarily in the area of Kauffman Stadium, but I know that, my house is 12 minutes away. If you live in Blue Springs, it's 20 minutes away. If you live in Green Valley, it's 25 minutes away. If you live in Oak Grove, same sort of distance. And it's just kind of what home is. And unfortunately, like, I like home. I like that area because it is right off the highway. There are side roads that I can get to that lead to that. And I would love them to stay there. And hearing them be the Nashville Royals would break my effing heart.
Yeah, it would. And I understand that would break all of our hearts right now. But the fact of the matter is that this thing has gone on way too long. They have an amazing offer from the state of Kansas, and now they're trying to figure out what they can do in the state of Missouri instead of taking the offer where, in principle, where a lot of people in the state of Kansas, when I was in Topeka, believed that it was a done deal with that team.
Yeah. So I don't know. That's just, and I'm not talking, I'm talking about, like, you asked what's convenient for me. That's what's convenient for me. And that's what I like. And I don't want them to go anywhere else because I think that's awesome. But hey, we'll find out more soon on Stadium Talk.
Yeah, midsummer of 25, Dusty, was what we were told.
Yeah.
It's January of 26th.
In December 26th.
Yeah.
One word.
First name is blank, and he goes on a cruise. He goes on a Caribbean cruise.
Katie Holmes.
No.
Are you listening?
What's your least favorite thing about working with yourself?
Body odor. You get one word.
On the count of 3, name your favorite dinosaur. 1, 2, 3. Velociraptor.
This is one word on Fescoe and Dusty.
1, 2, 3.
Oatmeal raisin. All righty. The Jayhawks get it done just as the pressure's mounting. They defeat the Cyclones of Iowa State 84-63 at Allen Fieldhouse. Darren Peterson did play a decent amount, over 20 minutes. 27 minutes, 16 points. He was 6 for 15 from the field. Solid game there from what should be a lottery pick in this year's NBA draft. One word on KU.
Normal. That's what KU does. It happens every year. It's been happening for 20-plus years, 23 years now with Bill Self. People, oh, my God, it's the lull of the season. They're down. They're not going to be any good. Here comes the number 2. Yeah, you go out there and you beat them by 20 points last night. Just throttled them from the beginning of the game. Never took your foot off the gas. Beat them by 20. Iowa State, that tight shirt coach, never had an opportunity to win that game last night. Bill Self is, I think, 4th best in NCAA history against top 5 opponents.
fourth best winning percentage in NCAA history against top 5 opponents. We saw it on display last night. It's still Bill Self's world, and TJ shirt-tight man is just living in it right now.
My one word is selfish, right? You come at the King, you better not miss. You came in as number 2 team in the country. You got that Allen Fieldhouse feel, and you got beat by almost 20 points, if not 20 points. Game was over at halftime. Good for them. Equal amount of points throughout their team. I think there were 4 guys with double-digit points in Melvin Council, along with Darren Peterson. When they play like that, man, they can play good basketball because, again, you ride the guy that is the number 1 man. You look at Duke, they go through Cameron Boozer. You look at BYU, they go through Devanza. But there are other guys that seem to step up. What was the narrative with the Knicks when Jalen Brunson wasn't on the court? The team seemed to play a lot better.
Yeah.
When Jalen Brunson's on there, they're like, oh, man, we got to get this guy, 30 points a night. You don't. He can have that every once in a while, but if he has 20 to, 17 to 20, I'm talking about Darren Peterson, and 3 or 4 other guys have 10 to 14, Kansas can roll. That was the team I think a lot of people expected to see from Kansas, and last night I was selfish because I want more of that for this team moving forward.
That last night was exactly what every Kansas fan wanted, but that's what every Kansas fan expects, and rightfully so. I mean, when you have the success that Kansas has had for 100 years, you expect to win every game by 20, regardless of the opponent.
And the gauntlet's coming for Kansas, so that was good to know that you can play a team like that and win, because that's in your bag now. You know you have that, so the gauntlet is coming for Kansas once we get to about the end of January. BYU, Kansas, January 30th at 3 o'clock.
It's almost like when they have their top 3 player on the court, they win the game. Not
shockingly,
just win the game.
When players matter.
Yeah.
Oh, fire the coach. Yeah, Mason Rudolph was the quarterback.
They're almost beating these top 10 teams without their lottery pick. Oh, wow, he joins back. They
Shocker.
beat them. Yeah, clinic.
Players determine outcomes of games.
Unbelievable. 2 decades of success.
It's a player's game. It always has been. Whatever game it is, it's a player's game. It will always come down to the players.
2 decades of success and legacy, and still going to question that guy. It's crazy to me. Pittsburgh done questioning Mike Tomlin after 19 years. He is out. That was the big news of yesterday. We'll start before we get to the Ravens owner's audio, because I've got a couple of clips there that I want to play from Steve Bisciotti. First, one word on Mike Tomlin.
Stud. Do whatever you want, man. Like, I love Mike Tomlin. I hate that the NFL is without Mike Tomlin right now. He's just a tremendous, tremendous coach. He's a tremendous motivator. He's a tremendous leader. I can't wait to see him for a year on television and then see where he ends up. But once you get that TV taste and you get that check from TV and you realize none of what you says matters and it doesn't mean a damn thing and there's no stress, he may never go back to coaching again. And if he doesn't ever go back to coaching again, he had one hell of a run. I love Mike Tomlin, and I am going to miss him dearly. I love that man.
Why don't you marry him?
I wish I could.
Get a room. No, I'm kidding. I think my one word for Mike Tomlin is TV, and my other word would be wait. Got to think if there's 9 jobs opening this year, there'll be 5 or 6 next year, and you can have your pick, and you could be the Ben Johnson in waiting that he was, where he's like, no, I'm good. No, I'm good. I'm all right. Or the magic happens and they just do a wife swap and you get Tomlin in Baltimore and you get Harbaugh in Pittsburgh and we get to sit back and not even have to produce a show. We could just talk about that for 4 hours. But my one word would be wait. I think he'll be great on TV, and then he'll find out that Bill Cowher made the right move as well when he left Pittsburgh and said, I'm never doing that again. Because if we're going to get quotes like, if my aunt had a male part, she'd be my uncle.
You know how it is. If my aunt had male parts, she'd be my uncle.
You get that on Fox before a game? Locked.
What do you think Gronk would do? I mean, Gronk got so excited yesterday when somebody used
Even
69
me, though,
yards.
that's funny.
No, but somebody said something on the pregame show about 69 yards, and like 10 seconds later, they showed Gronk. His face was still red. I was like, Gronk just in on this, man. It's just, he is who he is, right? And so, so Tomlin's got a year, unless somebody's going to offer a big bounty of a trade. But I don't even know if the number 1 overall pick this year is worth it. Quite frankly, this feels like a draft where you got the number 1 pick. Who wants it? Kind of like when we had Eric Fisher, you know? Even though he was a great player, they tried to trade that pick, but there wasn't that clear-cut number 1. Everybody loves Fernando Mendoza because he's been fun in college football, and it's a great post-game thing, and he's a rah-rah guy. I don't know if that shtick plays in the NFL, man. I really don't.
Yeah, watch out next year for Cincinnati or Washington. Those are my 2 guesses for Tomlin. Steve Bisciotti was asked about Tomlin when he heard of the news in his press conference.
At Pittsburgh.
He did? Is it official?
That's what I keep hearing. So, is he a candidate here?
Holy Mike, wouldn't that be awesome?
about there? One word from Steve Bisciotti reacting to the Tomlin news.
I listened to that yesterday, and I stood up and I went, I want him. I want Steve Bisciotti, man. Like, Harbaugh was the coach before Bisciotti bought the team. And the whole story that he told yesterday, he goes, I thought about, firing him. It came to a conclusion. And I called him. He was already on his way home, so I just did it over the phone. I didn't want him to have to come back to the office and whatnot. But look, both Pittsburgh and Baltimore probably both need to go their separate ways, at this point in time. Both coaches kind of need to go their separate ways. It's okay to have a break. But I like that out of Steve Bisciotti yesterday. Game recognizing game right there, man. Like, that's what that's all about. And the thick Baltimore accent, so good.
My one word would be wholesome. I mean, that's a moment your franchise hasn't had in 18 years. That's a division that lost 3 coaches, 3 of which should still have their jobs, if you want to say so. And yet the one guy that still has his job is the guy that shouldn't. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong on that. Maybe it's a hot take, but I woke up in a new Bisciotti, right? Like, that guy, I had no idea who that guy was until yesterday. And I was like, Bob, that's the quote of the year. I know we're only 14 days. We had the sunrise of the year yesterday. We had the quote of the year in sports yesterday.
Didn't we get the quote of the year early last year, too? There was something that popped really early last year. I forget what it was now.
Well, was it after the Super Bowl or after the draft where Dan Orlovsky said that Jalen Hurts and Bill Bell and
yeah, that's right. It was the start of the season.
Yeah, that was great.
That's what it was.
Yesterday was like one of those moments where, like, any other stick in the mud would have been like, we're not talking about that today, okay? And he just drops are you serious? Wouldn't that be awesome? You're like, dude, that was awesome because it was me. That's how I would have responded.
Yeah, I think we all would have responded. You're up there giving a press conference about this legendary coach that you just had to let go. It's a sad day. Like, it wasn't easy. And then, hey, Coach, or Mr. Bisciotti, whatever your name is, Steve, Mike Tomlin just quit at Pittsburgh. Is he what?
Holy, that'd be awesome.
And then Brooke Pryor just said that's not the time to give that question at the press conference.
Bisciotti was asked about Harbaugh and if he'd still be there if that kick went in.
If Tyler Loop makes that field goal, is John Harbaugh still here coaching this team?
For a week.
For a week. Okay.
That's great.
It's honesty. What a great answer. And that's the right answer. Once you've made up your mind as the owner that it's time to move on, or in a relationship, you've dated people and whatnot, and whatever relationships it is, job, life, whatever, you get to the end and you're just like, it's time to move on. It's really a great time for me to move on and do something different. And that's kind of where they were. And it's okay to have that. After 18 years in the NFL, how many coaches has John Harbaugh seen come and go in the NFL in his 18 years? I bet you the number's well over 100. It has to be, right? Because every team has changed coaches. Probably.
No,
hell,
it has to be.
I mean, how many coaches have the Chiefs had since John Harbaugh? Obviously, Andy, Romeo, Haley, Herm.
Yeah, Herm was here, until 2009?
Yeah.
And Harbaugh's been there since 2008.
So the Chiefs alone have had 4 coaches, and their guy's been tenured for 13 years.
And Tomlin hasn't won a playoff game in all that time. Either way, coming up next, all things not sports. Sorry. 96.5 The Fan, your home for Kansas City sports.
Yeah, Nick Sirianni and Jalen Hurts are the modern-day Bill Belichick and Tom Brady.
This is voice of the Wildcats, Wyatt Thompson, and you're listening to Fescoe and Dusty on your home for K-State Athletics, 96.5 The Fan.
Brought to you by Golden Oak Lending. Do you need extra cash? Golden Oak Lending can convert your home's equity into cash in as little as 14 days. Let Golden Oak Lending cure your blues.
Well, my friends over at QC Kinetics are saying, hey, it's time to feel better. And you know what we're going to do? We're going to get you relief without surgery, without downtime, and without putting your life on pause. How does that sound, right? That sounds awesome. QC Kinetics delivers regenerative treatments that actually help your body repair the areas causing you pain. Those aching knees and hips and shoulders, your back, wherever it hurts, QC Kinetics can help you out. Instead of facing an invasive operation that sidelines you for months, these treatments happen right in the office, and then you go about your day. A simple procedure that can deliver big, life-changing results. Skip the 3 to 6 months of recovery, skip the pain, and skip that invasive surgery. Imagine this instead. You're feeling better and stronger because of game-changing regenerative treatment from QC Kinetics. So call QC Kinetics now and set up that free consultation. It'll be a great phone call for you, 816-412-6299.
That's 816-412-6299. QC Kinetics is located off 435 in State Line and in Gladstone. Get better with QC Kinetics.
Hey, Blues fans, ready to take your excitement to the next level? BetMGM is now available in Missouri, so shoot your shot with an official sports betting partner of the St. Louis Blues. Discover exciting Blues matchups by downloading the BetMGM app and getting instant access to a variety of parlay selection features and live betting options. Enjoy same-game parlays, boosted odds specials, the best daily promotions in the business, and so much more when you sign up. The chase is on for next Stanley Cup, so get hyped for the Blues action all season long with the official sports betting partner of the St. Louis Blues. BetMGM, now available in Missouri. Sign up today. BetMGM, make it legendary. BetMGM and GameSense remind you to play responsibly. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. See BetMGM.com for terms. 21 and older only. Missouri only. Subject to eligibility requirements. Please gamble responsibly.
I'm Piera Palazzolo, VP of Digital Marketing for the American Management Association, a company focused on the management training skills needed to enhance the careers of business professionals. We did our research when it came to the best companies for website development and chose AmericanEagle.com. And we couldn't be happier. AmericanEagle.com worked closely with us to understand the front and back end requirements needed to launch an e-commerce website that could handle the complexities of running thousands of seminars nationwide. Our robust new website and improved SEO saw immediate increases in site traffic and web revenue. If you're in need of managerial effectiveness and success, visit our website at amanet.org. If you're in need of a website that provides an unparalleled consumer experience, I highly recommend AmericanEagle.com.
Transform your business today. Dial 877-WebNow1 for a free digital consultation with AmericanEagle.com.
You like saving money, right? We all do. That's why Allstate just lowered the price of car insurance. Not, but wait, there's a catch. Lower. Actually lower. So if you're shopping around or just want to see how much you could save, check Allstate first for a new lower auto rate that could save you hundreds. You're in good hands with Allstate. Not available in every state. Only applicable for new auto insurance business. Rates will vary by several factors, including how you purchase the policy. Potential savings vary. Allstate North American Insurance Company and Affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
The second I see that Chick-fil-A text in the group chat, I'm throwing my shoes on and running out the door. Hey, I'm Layla.
And I'm Kaylin.
And a little thing we love about the Chick-fil-A chicken biscuit is
how it feels like an easygoing morning.
The chicken adds the most flavor. It's juicy and seasoned.
The biscuit is just very light and airy and fluffy, just like a cloud.
I also love to put jelly on mine so it's sweet and savory.
It's a good start to the day.
Mornings are a little bit brighter with the Chick-fil-A chicken biscuit and Simply Orange Juice. Available on the Chick-fil-A app. Real guests paid for their testimonials.
Guys, ladies, you made your New Year's resolution to get back in shape. What happens next? You want to see those results over at Synergen X and Low T Center. And for a limited time, the men's TRT test is free, and ladies take $200 off the women's hormone test. So say no to diet trends, questionable online treatments, and find out what Synergen X and Low T Center can do to change your life. If you've been suffering from the symptoms of low testosterone, such as constant tiredness, lack of focus, or just feeling off, Synergen X and Low T Center can help you meet with a real provider, not a chat bot on a website, and get real pricing. Not a surprise when the bill comes from a website. So get your real results because Synergen X and Low T Center can provide those for you. Everyone I know goes to Synergen X and Low T Center to change their lives, and you can do the same. Walk in or book an appointment at GetMyHealthFix.com. That's GetMyHealthFix.com, and you'll be happy that you've finally taken the steps to begin changing your life.
Xfinity is the network you can rely on. Like a close friend who will give it to you straight. The friend who will tell you that new haircut, it's not great. Friends make sure friends get good haircuts. And Xfinity makes sure you get a good deal on Wi-Fi. Xfinity gives you reliable fiber-powered Wi-Fi at our best price. Now through February 1st, get gig speed Wi-Fi for just $50 a month for 5 whole years. No strings, no commitments. Just super fast, reliable gig speed Wi-Fi with our best equipment and unlimited data included. Save yourself from questionable decisions and save over Verizon and AT&T. Xfinity, imagine that. Restrictions apply. Requires paperless billing and auto pay with stored bank account. Taxes and fees extra. Xfinity Internet powered by fiber and connected to premises by coaxial cable. Actual speeds vary.
Here's your traffic report on 96.5 The Fan.
Missouri side 71 northbound with an accident before 75th Street. Building delays towards 87th. It was already sluggish in through there. It's starting to get a little heavier through the Grandview Triangle. 470 westbound heavy. 435 westbound off of Ganonigan slow from there to the state line. Alan Carr, 96.5 The Fan. Traffic.
Oh yeah, I'll tell you something. I think you'll understand when I say that something.
Here we are, back on 96.5 The Fan, final segment of the 7 o'clock hour. I told you it's not sports related. It's not food related either, so all of you people out there. Yeah.
I apologize in advance to the stream. You cannot hear the music we're playing.
That's fine. That's called rights.
I'll do it for them. I want to hold your hand. I want to hold your hand.
All right. All right.
Was that good? Did I sound like John?
Why don't you go to Nashville?
I could.
You could make it.
I could make it in Nashville. Yeah, absolutely. Pack my bags and go.
Hell yeah.
A lot of people out there go, oh, damn right, he ought to go to Nashville. Tired of his ass. BBL Stinky.
There's this guy named John. It was like Paul Bunyan.
Let me tell you, Fescoe, you need to go to Tennessee. Your ex wearing thin.
I was kind of wanting something other to eat. You got any biscuits for sale in there? What you got in there is good to eat. French fried potatoes? How much you want for them? I reckon I'll have me some of the bacon.
Heck yeah. Great movie. You should check it out. Sling Blade, Billy Bob Thornton.
You know,
directed and produced.
Manager of the Twins back in the day, Ron Gardenhire. Remember him? You remember Ron Gardenhire, right?
Oh, yeah, I
Wichita
remember.
guy. And so he was his not stage name, but they stay at aliases in hotels, and you know, and so I'd talk to Guardian. You want to come on the show? Oh, yeah, just call me at the hotel. Fine. What's your name? Just ask for Carl Slingblade.
That is awesome.
And then I forget, and Spectre, if you're listening, let me know the answer to this question because I need this answer. Josh, if you're out there listening, we interviewed somebody in a band back in the day, and I forget what band it was. And we had to call the hotel and ask for fuzzy balls. That was the...
That's amazing.
I forget who the hell it was and what band it was, but like this is back then when nobody had really. I mean, they were all staying in hotels and whatnot. You had to call and ask for these people. One of them was fuzzy balls.
What would your alter ego be?
Well, it would be Joseph Sweetwood because that's my adult film name, your middle name and the street you lived on, right? What would your alter ego be?
I don't know. Maybe like Dexter Morgan and see if anybody picked up on it.
That's a good one.
I mean, it's
Mac, what would you be?
I mean, one time I said I was Ron Mayhey's son at Power and Light.
Ron Mayhey!
My buddy Alex was there, dude, because Joey Gathright was at the bar. Remember, he played for the Royals?
Ron Mayhey!
I said I was Ron Mayhey's son to get a free beer, and it worked.
Did anybody even know who that was?
Said he was a Royals pitcher. Joey Gathright knew who he was, and that's who bought me the beer. I was like, Joey, what's up, man? Because he was a Royals player, and I was still young. I was like 21 going to Power and Light. And he's like, who are you? I was like, oh, Ron Mayhey is my dad. He's like, oh, okay. He's like, what are you drinking? I was like, no.
Yeah. Ron, because you
True
threw
story.
out Ron. How did Ron? I'm asking
Maybe
you. And
he pitched that day?
I shouldn't ask you because your brain is a mysterious place. But
It very much is.
I mean, there's so much going on here right now. Like you didn't go with somebody that people knew,
Too
that was
obvious.
popular, whatever it was. This is a guy, was Gathright on the team at the time, or was he?
I hope he was in KC.
Well, he was maybe playing for the T-Bones at that point in time, or whatever.
No, he was on the
hanging out.
team,
He was
yeah.
on the team, and you just said to him, "I'm Ron Mayhey's son." He's
That's
like, "Cool,
right.
man. Here's a Ron Mayhey."
Ron Mayhey. Check the name.
No, that's real. That's what I'm just thinking.
No
It's bizarre.
similarities. Much better looking man than I am. But yeah, Ron Mayhey.
I'm out of breath.
By the way, Sling Blade, Dwight Yoakam's in that movie and plays a very brutal character.
Interesting.
You should just check it out.
All right.
And the kid that plays quarterback for Friday Night Lights, he's like 9 years old in the movie.
Oh, damn. Okay.
He likes the way I talk, and I like the way he talks. I like the way you talk. I reckon you got any biscuits in there.
Biscuits and gravy.
He says to bring an ambulance and a hearse. So you found this question on X, and it says, and I quote, if someone offered you $1 million to listen to one album for 48 hours, that's like 2 days, which album would you choose? One album for $1 million for 48 hours. Is there an album that you would choose?
Pearl Jam 10.
Okay, you and my buddy Brian Oxley are best friends.
It's a great album. I mean, there's no skips on that album.
It's funny
right?
that you bring this up because last night we were having dinner at
and it was one of those where it just came to me right away. So that's how you, for all intents and purposes, that's the answer.
So
right?
and I get blamed for this a lot for being like a slight music snob with our friends. Like somebody will play music, like, next song. And I have a record player in my kitchen, and when the guys come over and we're hanging out, watching or getting ready to leave, like in 30 minutes, so I'll throw a record on and play it. And one of the records I play, because I don't have to worry about moving the needle, is Rumors. And like we were sitting there having dinner last night, and he's like, hey man, you know how you talk about Rumors? Because Alive was playing. And he was like, you know how you talk about Rumors, put it on and you don't have to touch it? Like he said the same thing about 10, and then here we are today talking about the same thing that you're talking about last night. It's just the universe, man. It's just so weird.
This was like always the album we played before football games in high school. Not that we were any good, not that it matters, but it was played all the time. And it's a great album.
And it's a frat boy anthem, Alive.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm a D guy.
Yeah, right. It's just a great song. It's a great album. There's no skips on this one. And so, if I had to listen to an album for 48 hours, yeah, Pearl Jam's 10 is where I would. What were you going with?
So I'm going to be weird here. I'd either go with the Jurassic Park soundtrack.
Okay.
Or I'd go with the Gladiator soundtrack. Not a whole lot of words, peaceful music.
You're thinking about 48 straight hours.
I could pop in and out of sleep.
Yes.
It's in my ears. It's entertaining. I could listen to it on my walks. I could listen to it in my car. I wouldn't worry about it. Like, there are great albums out there that have 10 to 11 songs out of 14 that are good, right? But, I mean, there's going to be times where I'm like, man, I got to hear this again for the 15th time today. I don't know if I can take this. But if I had to do, like, an actual album that I would listen to, Weezer's Blue Album.
It's a good one. Weezer's Blue Album is a fantastic album, man.
There's not a skip on that. That's also on the vinyl collection, ain't none.
Yeah, that's a good. You know what another good one would be that you mentioned Jurassic Park? Forrest Gump soundtrack would be an outstanding soundtrack to listen to.
That's a
for
dual CD
hours.
too.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, back in the day, the dual CDs. You know, you had a lot of songs when you got the dual disc set. Max looking at us, going, "I don't know what you mean."
Oh, you'd open it up and there'd be a middle, then there'd be two different sides on each side where it's disc one, disc two.
Yeah,
I remember that.
A lot of texts coming in from friends of ours on our personal text lines. Pink Floyd, "The Wall" from a friend of ours would like to go with that.
Mac, what would yours be?
Yeah, soundtrack's great. I don't know. I was thinking just something that has diversification. So I went Young the Giant self-titled albums, one of my favorite albums.
That's a good album.
Okay. B-Dub's going with Chronic or Chronic 2001.
Shocker.
I tell you about Chronic.
Yeah.
Getting Back in Black.
Back in Black?
That is a terrible answer in my opinion, but okay.
I mean, that album has like a bunch of big hits for AC/DC, but I mean, to hear
48
that for
straight hours.
No. It's like Mars Attacks in your ear. Guys!
Biggest Blink-182 fan in the world. I don't want to listen to Tom DeLonge's nasally voice for 48
Couldn't
straight
happen.
hours.
And you're going to get like the grandpa song, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
Driving around, all of a sudden it's like, he rubs his in broken glass. Billy Joel, The Hits, that's a good one. Dazed and Confused soundtrack, that's a good one. Diamonds and Gasoline, Turnpike Troubadours, fantastic album. Did We Just Become Best Friends? That's a band you all should go see live, is the Turnpike Troubadours. Fantastic.
I hear great things about that.
They're insane.
Yeah.
Good Lord Laurie is a great song. 7 and 7, Pay No Rent. I mean, a lot of songs on that album. Dark Side of the Moon's coming in. Living on the Edge. The Carter 5 or Enema the State. I could listen to Enema the State for 48 straight hours, 100%. Even though we just talked about Tom, the way they break their album up where it's like Tom, Mark, both, and they do that shuffle, I could do that.
Yeah, that's fair.
We Don't Need to Whisper, Angels and Airwaves, could do that for 48 hours, 100%. I'm
Yeah,
just
I could probably
completely
do that.
contradicting myself.
You're
Incubus, Morning View.
See, the more you think about it, the more you're like, yeah, I could go with that one. Or
Hybrid Theory by Linkin Park.
Because you had mentioned, you said you don't even think this is Pearl Jam's best. You said Vitology.
They just have the three
and that
big
one was
ones.
fantastic too.
I mean, does that have Yellow Ledbetter on it too?
I think so.
Because it's got Jeremy, it's got Better Man, it's got, I think Yellow Ledbetter's on there, but I mean, those are like the popular ones, right? Like, those are the ones everyone like. Yellow Ledbetter, can't understand a word he's saying except make me fries, and then just rips a guitar solo that's like top 15 of all time.
All right, Vitology has, Vitology has Better Man on it.
And that's it?
Yeah, you're thinking of,
Versus, Pearl Jam Versus.
Versus, that's
Versus
it, yeah,
is
Versus.
yeah, that has Daughter.
Yeah.
Yeah, that has Elderly Woman Behind the Counter in a Small Town, which is a great song as well. Yeah, Versus is another good one.
A lot of people saying Thriller from Michael Jackson's a good one.
Guardians of the Galaxy is a great answer.
That's a good one.
And Pearl Jam 10, if you want to know the tracks, Once, Even Flow, Alive, Why Go, Black, Jeremy, Oceans, Porch, Garden Deep, Release. Those are your 11 songs on the album self-titled 10. Oceans is really good too. I like that song a lot. That's kind of a mellow.
You should listen to their new album.
Is it good?
Yeah, the title song from the album is called Wreckage.
Okay.
Sounds like 90s Pearl.
Oh,
Like
really?
Eddie
Okay.
Vedder's
Okay.
got it on
Okay.
Wreckage.
All right.
Great song. That is. Mac, you said it was going to be My Chemical Romance. That's a good album as well. I'm kidding. Your album was?
Young the Giant self-titled.
Young the Giant self-titled. Yours,
Pearl Jam 10.
Pearl Jam 10, and then mine was a spool of. I would go with probably Rumors, or I would say what I said originally, which is Weezer's Blue Album. Is Young the Giant the one that's gosh, what is that?
My body tells me no.
All right. Yeah.
I want to hold your hand.
That's the main song. I don't know why that was cringy, but
No, not cringy. I'm just trying to think. That wasn't the song I was thinking
okay.
of. I think
I didn't
One
recommend
more
it.
spoon of cough syrup left, and whoa.
It's hard when you sing. It really is. Whoever it is singing, you're like, what's that song that you think? You're like, I don't think so.
Those are their two main songs.
Like
but
if
they've
you
got a lot
played
of
it, there's a
hits.
riff or something in it that everybody knows.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Gotcha.
I was told my album should be Dora the Explorer. So there you go.
Dora the Explorer.
Why?
That's fine.
Because you wear boots.
Do love some boots.
No doubt about it. Coming up on the other side, we'll dive back into the sports world, which was yesterday's news of Tomlin and a couple of coordinators as well fired in the NFL on 96.5. Tomlin stepped down. I should correct that. And 96.5, The Fan, your home for Kansas City sports.
You're listening to Bob Fescoe
I'm surprised nobody punched him in the jaw yet.
and Dusty Likens.
He's a hoe, and I want that known.
Brought to you by Golden Oak Lending. Do you need extra cash? Golden Oak Lending can convert your home's equity into cash in as little as 14 days. Let Golden Oak Lending cure your blues. Your home for Kansas City sports. 96.5 The Fan.
Well, I'll tell you what, the football playoffs are back, and Underdog is the best place to get in on all of the gridiron action, because right now you can make entries and win money in the state of Missouri. And playing on Underdog, guys, is simple. Just choose if your favorite players will go higher or lower on stats like touchdowns, rushing yards, receptions, and more. Get them right, and you could win up to 5,000 times your cash. Starting to look at the matchups this weekend. Maybe you're looking at Drake May, lower than the passing yards that he's going to go against that Houston Texan defense. Maybe you're looking at Josh Allen, higher than the rushing yards against that, Denver Bronco defense. However you want to play it, get busy with the Underdog app. Download the app today and use promo code Bob to score $75 in bonus entries when you play your first $5 with promo code Bob. Underdog, make plays, win money. Must be 18 and over and present in Missouri. Terms apply. See assets.underdogfantasy.com/web/play and get terms. _DFS_.html for details. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit www.ncpgambling.org.
If you need a new garage door, this could be your lucky day. Entries are open now for the $5,000 sweepstakes at Overhead Door Company of Kansas City. A winner will be chosen at random to receive $5,000 towards new garage doors, openers, or front entry doors of their choice. Deadline to enter is the end of the month to win the $5,000 sweepstakes with Overhead Door Company of Kansas City. Enter now at overheaddoorkc.com. You can't win if you don't enter at overheaddoorkc.com.
That's the sound of James adding long-lasting Gain scent boosters to his laundry this morning. Several hours later, James sniffs the irresistible scent of Gain on his shirt. Gain. Several hours later, James has even caught the attention of his mother-in-law, and she never gives him attention.
Ooh, you smell amazing, James.
Oh, thanks, Mom. I love you too.
I never said that.
Add Gain scent boosters to your laundry. Add joy to your day.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
I'm Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group. Did you buy a timeshare because they told you it was a great investment? That's a lie. Most timeshares can be bought online for $1. To find out what your timeshare is worth and to cancel it, call us today and we'll send you our timeshare exit kit free with all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley for your free exit info guide. 800-959-3388. That's 800-959-3388.
Hey, Mom. It's me.
Oh my gosh, you'll never believe what I just opened for Valentine's Day. A sapphire ring from Helzberg, just like the one I lost years ago. Remember how excited I was when you gave it to me? I cannot believe you remembered that story. I guess you were right. I really found the one.
This Valentine's Day, create a moment that means something with up to 40% off gifts at Helzberg. Shop in store or at helzberg.com.
Here's your traffic report on 96.5 The Fan.
Brought to you by DM Injury Law. New trouble in Olathe, 35 southbound. Gets heavy at 119th Street. Stays very slow down towards 127th. Trouble in the right lane. Have you or a loved one been in a car wreck? Contact DM Injury Law today and get the money you deserve. Car wreck? Remember, Mike's got this. Alan Carr, 96.5 The Fan. Traffic.
Be sure to follow us on Instagram at TheFan965 for behind-the-scenes videos like MVP Monday, Chiefs Take Tuesday, and Best Bets. This is your home for Kansas City sports. 96.5 The Fan, KFNZ, FM and AM, HD1 and HD2, Kansas City, an Odyssey sports station.
News out of the NFL world, the Dolphins have completed an interview with Kevin Stefanski for their head coach position.
Let me ask you a random question real fast that I just thought of, both of you guys. How many of these teams would have fired their coach if they knew that all of these openings were going to happen? Because, I mean, like, if you're the Dolphins, now all of a sudden Baltimore and Pittsburgh are open. The Giants are open. Like, how many of these?
Cardinals?
And like, if you're the Cardinals right now, like you're going to get whoever's there.
Yep.
You know, who wants the job. They put an ad on Indeed. I saw the other day, head coach available, because nobody wants that job. You know, like if you're some like these organizations, man, that have fired these coaches, and now you've got attractive organizations that are open with long-term coaches that have just left. You know, if you go there, you're going to get a real opportunity and not be fired in a year and a half. Like, I'm telling you, man, if you're like the Dolphins or the Cardinals or maybe even the Raiders at this point in time, you're looking around and go, are we really going to get better than what we had because of how many jobs are available at this point in time? I mean, it's going to be tough.
Mm-hmm. To your question, I mean, I think 9's the number. I think this is an egregious amount of job openings that we've seen, and I think that even if they weren't ones that became available, I'd say that, like, Baltimore didn't fire their coach and Cleveland held on to Stefanski. I mean, that's 7. I think that's still like a big number. But I mean, it depends, like where you're at and what you want from your coach. I think is the big thing, because I thought that on First Things First overtime, Willis McGahee, or not Willis McGahee, but former defensive player, he's on there with Danny, and he was telling a story about Mike Tomlin, and he's like, I'll tell you why Mike Tomlin works. He goes, I show up to the to practice one day late, and Willie McGinnis, I believe is his name.
Oh, yeah.
He's on that show. Great insight. They have him and Greg Jennings, which I forget how great of a receiver Greg Jennings was back in the day. Because it was great, because he was with Tomlin, and then Greg Jennings.
He was the best receiver on the Chiefs this year.
And then Greg Jennings was there with, like, Aaron for a little bit, right? And they were talking, and Willie McGinnis was like, there was one day I showed up late, and he's like, I got in there, snuck into the locker room, and Tomlin was like, hey, man, what's up? You a leader or you a follower? And he's like, oh, I'm a leader. He goes, you sure about that? He goes, yeah, I'm a leader. He goes, then show up to work on time. And went right back into his office. And, like, that's the sort of accountability that Mike Tomlin holds.
That's more accountability than getting yelled at, than getting chewed out, than anything.
And that, to me, goes back to, like, when we talk about our fathers getting mad at us. It was never the yelling and screaming that my father or my stepfather would do. It would be the comment of, I'm not mad, I'm disappointed.
Yeah.
And that just hit your bones a little bit harder. And you kind of respect it that way because, yes, my dad or my stepdad could have gone completely AWOL and you know, yelled at me, and it was just, well, I'm not very happy with you right now. Like, that sort of verbiage would just be like, damn.
It's the stuff that, as a parent, you know, you fight with your family, you fight with your kids, everybody yells and screams. At least that's what we do, because we're nuts. But I mean, that's every family, right? And then if you talk calm, cool, and collected, that's why when people always say, we need somebody who's going to come in here like Eric Bieniemy and be a red ass with this team. Who responds to that? Just put your own life out there, right?
I think it merits it sometimes.
Sometimes it does.
In the game, but not in the locker room.
Right. Like the Mike Tomlin stuff,
he changed that player, Willie McGinnis, or whoever it was that he talked to because of that. Just, hey, man, are you a leader or are you a follower? No, I'm a leader, coach. Really? Then show up to work on time. Thanks. And he didn't yell. He's not mad at him. He just sent that message, and I'll guarantee you that guy did not show up to work late ever again.
And it's also part of that strategic learning lesson of setting them up, right? Like getting in trouble as a kid with the principal and coming home and ready to turn on my PlayStation 1 to play Tony Hawk Pro Skater, and the system turns on, the TV turns on, but there's no picture. My dad comes home a few hours later and goes, "What's wrong?" I was like, it's not working, whatever. He comes in there with the yellow, red, and white cord.
Oh, yeah.
And he goes, "Well, maybe this call from the principal today is the reason why it's not working." And I was like, this mother set me up, dude. And it's like, you've got homework to do, you've got stuff you can work on, and then dinner will be ready at 5:30, and we'll see you out of the room then. And it was like, that was it. There was no like, wait 10 minutes, see if he learned his lesson.
So are you still in the age group where getting sent to your room was a punishment? Because now you send these kids to their room, and that's where they want to be.
I had a TV.
Because their phone.
TV, everything they need in there.
I had a TV in my room, but my mom was smarter than most people give her credit for. She would come in, and she would feel the back of the TV. And if it was warm, she knew it was on.
Yeah, that's good.
Because I know you're not in there watching TV. I'm not. Why is the back of that TV warm?
Damn.
Yeah, dude.
That's real.
See, now TVs don't even really
you ain't hiding.
Patsy was cutthroat, dude. When she got pissed because we kept her up late at night with my friends on like a Wednesday night during the summer.
I'm
Guess
pissed.
what happened in the morning at 7:30? Blinds aggressively opened, blanket pulled off, downstairs basement clean, bathroom clean, and your room clean. And I will check your closet. I'll be home at 4:30. It's a short day for Dr. Alcox.
Yeah, see, I like
Kiss
that.
my ass.
That's the way to do it.
Dude,
You can't do
straight
that
up.
anymore. Now they look at you and go, who are you?
And nowadays, when I get mad at my girlfriends, I open up the blinds, I rip the blanket. And I'm kidding. No.
It does not work
Gotta have
the
a
same.
girlfriend
Where's
first.
my food?
Yeah. And I mean, that does teach you things. And we
It
go back
does,
to coaching where, like, was Mike McDaniel doing that in Miami? Like, if Tyreek, was he letting Tyreek push him around? Maybe. Was he letting guys kind of have, like, the fun? Oh, yeah, he's just kidding. Like, hey, Raj, like my mustache. You know what I mean? Like, when, you're getting pushed around, you take advantage of that. Mike Tomlin's not a push around guy. So, the big important thing for Tomlin is, can he have that sort of relationship with the owner of the next team that he coaches?
Yeah.
Because in Pittsburgh, they will give you that. Art Rooney and family, they're like, hey, dude, like it's your team.
Well, if you're an owner and you're hiring a coach, that means, you obviously you stink and you need one other than like Baltimore, 18 years. It was just, it was time and whatnot. But if you're hiring Mike Tomlin, and again, Mike Tomlin is not a free agent. He cannot just take a job. He has to still be traded for. There is 1 year left on his contract.
Get a compensatory pick? Like if he were to make the playoffs, like Pittsburgh would get a...
Depends on what the deal is that they work out with the team if they trade him. Now, once next season, this time next year, Tomlin will be a free agent. Mike Tomlin needs to take the year off. He resigned. I'm done, man. I got to go.
And I take your strategy on that. Like, go try something new that you might fall in love with.
Yeah.
Like, go do TV and you'd be like, damn.
Yeah,
like
just go
2 days a
clear
week.
your head. And if that.
Maybe.
If that, unless you work for ESPN, then it's, 75 hours a day that they're putting these guys on. But neither here nor there. But he's not a free agent. So everybody's like, where's he going to go next? Well, we got a year to wait on that unless somebody is going to make a trade for Mike Tomlin. And I just don't know if even the number 1 overall pick is worth it for Mike Tomlin at this point in time, because I don't know that player is there that is worthy taking with that number 1 pick. Because if you're Pittsburgh, you need a quarterback. You really can't do much more until you solve the quarterback position. And they've been trying to solve that position for the better part of, Ben Roethlisberger's retirement, and Mike Tomlin still found a way to win 10 games and finish above 500 every single year. And so if you're going to set your next coach up for success, you've got to find the right quarterback for that guy. And if I'm Mike Tomlin, I'm like, peace out, man. I'll see you guys in a year.
What's crazy is the NFL draft's in Pittsburgh this year.
Yeah, 99 days from today.
Crazy. Yeah. Yeah, the nerd in me is like, Pittsburgh's not the most attractive job, but the way you've laid it out, Bob, is like, well, do you want your employer to leave you alone and let you do your job?
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. That's what I want. So I'll let my nerd go away for a second and forget about but the division, no quarterback. Yeah, but I want my employer to leave me alone and let me do what I do. So yeah, Pittsburgh probably number 1. I'll give you that.
Okay, that's a great way to look at it. Let my boss leave me alone. Yeah. And there's something to be said. Like but
your hands free.
Have you guys ever had an overbearing boss?
Yeah.
I had 2 of them. It sucked, man. Like it was awful.
No, I never did.
Yeah, it's awful when you have a boss like that. There's no need to be a boss like that. There's nothing. And I think people who are bosses like that, they're not big in other areas, if you get what I mean.
Oh, small man syndrome?
Yeah.
Men's wieners. He got a tiny peenie. So let me ask you this, because you're going to love this. You're the Giants at 5. You have your quarterback. your draft pick, you're probably taking a right tackle or somebody to protect Jackson Dart. Why wouldn't you trade for Mike Tomlin and take the 21st pick in the 21st pick in the draft from Pittsburgh?
Yeah.
Pittsburgh trades with New York. They give him Tomlin. Pittsburgh gets the 5th pick in the draft. From there, you do whatever you want.
Oh, I'm the Giants. I'm absolutely trading that pick, but I don't know if it's worth enough for Pittsburgh, is what I'm saying. You know,
because Mike Tomlin and Jackson Dart, that could be interesting.
It could be a lot of fun.
Be really fun.
Harbaugh and Dart could be a lot of fun too.
I would think the GM, is it Joe Shane or Shane
Joe
or whatever?
Shine,
I feel like Tom would have to be like, here's the deal, brother.
Yeah, like well, just like when Andy came in here and got rid of Pioli.
Yeah, I think it'd be kind of in that same realm.
Yeah.
But like if you do have to trade that pick, because you have Cleveland at 6, you have the Giants at 5th, you have Tennessee at 4th. Tennessee doesn't need a quarterback.
No.
But they need a head coach, don't they?
Badly.
And you trade Pittsburgh the 4th pick, and then Pittsburgh can be like, you know what we're going to do? We're going to go with that kid from Oregon because we like him. Or we're going to go with name guy, Ty Simpson if he jumps, or whatever quarterback they want to take in that pick. But Tennessee and Giants, that to me is 2 teams. If it is worth a trade, those are the teams I would think that might see trade for Tom. Or Tom goes, man, I want a year out. I want to take time
and that's
off.
the other thing. I think it just seems like he needs that year out. He needs to hit that reset. But the problem is, man, how many of these coaches go away for a year and never come back?
You want to know what the text line's flooded with? Take a year off. And then after this year, if it doesn't go well, bring him in as a coordinator under Andy. And then when Andy's ready to go in 3 years, Tomlin steps in as the Chiefs head coach.
I don't think Tomlin would come in as a coordinator, though.
No way.
Not a chance. But if the Andy misses the playoffs next year and we're sitting here at this time,
Damn
or
right.
if the middle of the season next year
Yes.
and they're not playing well, it's going to be loud.
Oh, yeah.
Especially if that man is out there.
Especially, and you know how I feel about that man.
Ooh.
I would die if Mike Tomlin became the new coach of the Chiefs.
Well,
That'd be
don't
fun.
Text line goes, can Tomlin now officially become the coach of the Chiefs? I'm joking. Coming up next, we'll talk about what happened in Kansas City yesterday with the Fences. Garth Brooks, great album, No Fences. We come back here on 96.5 The Fan, your home for the Kansas City Royals.
You're listening to Fescoe and Dusty, brought to you by Golden Oak Lending. Do you need extra cash? Golden Oak Lending can convert your home's equity into cash in as little as 14 days. Let Golden Oak Lending cure your blues. Your home for Kansas City sports. 96.5 The Fan.
Well, I'll tell you what, the football playoffs are here, and Underdog is the best place to get in on all of the gridiron action. And right now, you can make entries and win money in Missouri. Playing on Underdog is easy. Just choose if your favorite players will go higher or lower on stats like touchdowns, rushing yards, receptions, and more. And if you get them right, you could win up to 5,000 times your cash. And there's a lot going on this weekend, not just on the football side of things, but man, we got basketball games going on right now. We got hockey games going on right now. Hey, if you're like me, you like watching all the sports. Take selections from each sport, combine them into one entry on Underdog, and see what you can do. It's so much fun doing it that way. So what are you waiting for? Download the app today and use promo code BOB to score $75 in bonus entries when you play your first $5 with promo code BOB. Underdog. Make plays, win money. Must be 18 and over and present in Missouri. Terms apply. See assets.underdogfantasy.com/web/play and get terms. _DFS_.html for details. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit www.ncpgambling.org.
This is the story of the one. As the purchasing manager at a manufacturing plant, she knows the only thing more important than having the right safety gear is having it there when you need it. That's why she partners with Grainger for auto reordering, so her team members can count on her to have cut-resistant gloves on hand, and each shift can run safely and efficiently. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Blue Creek Wagyu is here to prove there's never been a better time to follow through with your resolution to eat better. Heart-healthy, low-cholesterol, authentic American, full-blooded Wagyu steaks and beef will help you hit all your goals this year. Booth Creek has 2 convenient locations at 95th and Knoll and 135th and Metcalf, where they sample mouth-watering Wagyu every day, and their beef experts will lead you to the perfect cut. Crafted for exceptional beginnings. Join the Booth Creek Revolution at boothcreekwagyu.com.
Never have I ever called my sister from the finish line of my first marathon. Hello? You won't believe where I am. Are you running? Mile 26. I'm gonna make it.
Switch to T-Mobile's 55 Plus plan and get iPhone 16e with its advanced camera system on us. Plus, 2 lines for just $30 a line.
Guys, I can't believe it.
I knew you could do it, babe.
That was amazing. Mom, how do you feel? I feel great. I can't feel my feet. Let's take a picture, and then you may carry me to the car.
Share every stride, every mile, every memory on America's best network. Switch to T-Mobile's 55 Plus plan and get iPhone 16e on us and 2 lines for just $30 a line.
With 24 monthly bill credits and 2 eligible port-ins on Essentials 55 Plus for well-qualified customers with autopay plus taxes, fees, and $35 device connection charge. Credits end and balance due if you pay off early or cancel. Contact us. Finance agreement 128 gigabytes, $599.99 required. Best mobile network in the U.S. based on analysis by Ookla of Speed Test Intelligence data 1H 2025. Visit T-Mobile.com.
What if sports were traded like markets? Now you can test your sports IQ in real time with Robinhood Prediction Markets. It's not you against the house. It's you participating in a live market. You can buy or sell your positions all game long. You know the game. Put it to use. Trade every play with Robinhood. Download the app today. Futures and cleared swaps trading involves significant risk and is not appropriate for everyone. Event contracts are offered by Robinhood Derivatives LLC, a registered futures commission merchant and swap firm.
You know the rush when you reach that goal, when something you've worked for pays off. That's success. At University of Maryland Global Campus, we believe you should never stop chasing it. That's why we offer a skills-based education that helps move your career forward. Learn how to apply emerging technologies like AI and data science. Build your leadership and critical thinking skills. Apply by February 11th and save with no application fee. Learn more at umgc.edu. Certified to operate in Virginia by Chev.
That's the sound of James adding long-lasting Gain scent boosters to his laundry this morning. Several hours later, James sniffs the irresistible scent of Gain on his shirt. Gain. Several hours later, James has even caught the attention of his mother-in-law, and she never gives him attention.
Ooh, you smell amazing, James.
Oh, thanks, Mom. I love you too.
I never said that.
Add Gain scent boosters to your laundry. Add joy to your day.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
I'm Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group. Did you buy a timeshare because they told you it was a great investment? That's a lie. Most timeshares can be bought online for $1. To find out what your timeshare is worth and to cancel it, call us today and we'll send you our timeshare exit kit free with all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley for your free exit info guide. 800-959-3388. That's 800-959-3388.
You're listening to 96.5 The Fan from the DM Injury Law Studios. Mike's got this.
Car, truck, or motorcycle wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
816-888-7500. Mike's got this.
Here's your traffic report on 96.5 The Fan.
Southside 435 southbound gets heavy before 63rd and stays off again, on again, quite slow down past Gregory. About halfway to 87th Street, there's a stalled off to the left shoulder. Wrecker on the scene blocking the left lane, so hopefully out of your way soon. Kansas side, Olathe 35 southbound, still heavy around College Boulevard down towards the prom at 119th Street with the right lane blocked. Alan Carr, 96.5 The Fan, traffic.
We're where you want to be. Baseball with the Royals. If you want to be having a great time, you want to be loving the fun, you want to see all of the excitement, this is the place and we're the one. If you want to be yelling like crazy for the guys you love to see.
It's pretty cool they got Jane Lynch on Get Up.
it is,
Oh,
yeah.
I'm sorry, that's Dennis Leary. You throw the ball, Scotty. You catch it and you throw it. Sure. Goes to show you that kids can teach more than parents. Watch The Sandlot. That's the main takeaway from that.
That's Dennis Leary?
Or Jane Lynch. One of the two. I think it's Dennis Lynch. Or Jane Leary. Who'd you rather hang out with, Dennis Lynch or Jane Leary?
Jane Leary.
I think so. You are the weakest link. Mac, you want to take a guess at what wild card game had the most views or ratings?
Let's do Packers Bears?
Nope. It was the Niners and the Eagles on
Gotcha.
Fox for $41 million.
Perfectly placed, 3:30 on Sunday.
Makes sense, yeah.
The next one was the Bills Jags, 32.7, followed by the Packers Bears at 31.6, followed by the Chargers Patriots, and the last place Rams Panthers. But that was the first game on Saturday afternoon, wasn't it?
Yeah. They always put the stinker there.
And
what
that
they
was just the
believe to be
weekend.
the stinker.
And then they have a comment in there. It says 2 observations. Packers Bears was definitely hurt by being on Prime. That's a terrible rating for Chargers Pats game on NBC.
Did you hear this background to the Tomlin stuff that is now starting to leak out about what's going on?
Okay.
And this is from Peter Schrager at ESPN right now is where he is. He says, I've been told the Steelers aren't going to just let him hit the market. This is going to be one of those where if you want to have Tomlin's services as a coach, you're going to have to trade something to the Steelers like Sean Payton had. The Broncos have to trade something to the Saints. I don't understand if the contract expires and it works and he sits out a year and the contract is over, why would you still owe something to the Pittsburgh Steelers? I don't know, the inner workings of that. But Schrager also gave the details on how all this went down. Tomlin showed up at 9 a.m., told the owner he was stepping down, then met with the team at 1:30 in the afternoon, and this is the key. He wanted to be able to shake everybody's hand individually.
Oh, yeah. It's a man's man right
That's
there.
a man's man.
Hell yeah.
And
Look
Arthur,
him in the eye.
Yeah, and Arthur's, and it goes back to the comment from, McGinnis that you were talking about earlier about, just the way that this guy is a leader. And that's why I like Mike Tomlin. I don't know anything about his X's and O's guys. I honestly have no idea what defense he favors, what offense he favors, or anything like that. But I just know that he's a leader, and he's somebody you want to go to work for, and he's somebody that has your back, and he's somebody that you want to have the back of. And, even Arthur.
Now we're talking about a vomit comment. That's the biggest vomit comment you could have is Denver having a victory lap going to the AFC Championship game. I don't want to see that. I want to see Josh Allen do what Patrick Mahomes did, right? I want to see him go on the road for every single game and win to get to the Super Bowl. People question if Patrick Mahomes do it, and he did it.
He did it.
Right? He went everywhere. Won on the road one place, then went on the road again, then went on the road again and beat Buffalo at home, beat Baltimore at home, and then went to the Super Bowl and won the Super Bowl.
Could you imagine next week the AFC Championship game's in Houston? Houston versus Buffalo down there? Because that's what's going. I mean,
it's a possibility.
Yeah.
But also you could have Buffalo, New England round 3.
Yeah, you could.
Which I think a lot of people are signing up for that. I think a lot of people would sign up for that.
Why wouldn't you sign up for that? That's awesome.
That would be great. I'm torn.
Do you really want Denver versus Houston?
No, it's weird. That is a likely outcome too, though.
I mean, obviously, yes,
it's wide open. Yeah, AFC is wide open.
I mean, if C.J. Stroud plays like he did, just like half of if he turns the ball over 2 times against New England, they will not win that game.
Or just run a little bit. Just be smart. Like,
I just didn't understand it. Like the flea flicker play when you were controlling the game, and that didn't make
what
sense.
was the point of that?
I did not understand that whatsoever. Like that happened. I'm like, dude, just keep giving it to Marks.
I think they were just trying to jumpstart their guy. I don't know.
I think they were going for the kill switch. I think that's what they were doing. They were going for they're up 7-0 or 7-3. They throw that play on you. It's 14-3. They know you're not scoring 10 points. And then it's just like, okay, can we? Because eventually that moment happened when Rodgers fumbled. They picked it up and walked it in. That was when the game was officially done because Pittsburgh was not moving the ball. What was it? Houston had like 400 plus yards on offense, and Steelers had like 130. I mean, that's just, we knew that game was coming.
Yep.
Like we saw that in the works. We knew that game was going to be a blowout. We knew Houston's defense was going to hold serve on that. Houston's defense is very similar to what Philly's did last year.
Yeah.
Now, the thing is, Philly had all their offensive weapons. No Nico Collins is insanely scary.
But also across the board, you're losing Christian Gonzalez as well. And so I think there's a wash there for that, for me anyway.
And then who was it? Was it Buffalo? No, was it Houston? No, not Houston. Was New England? Did New England lose a lineman? Did they lose somebody to an injury? Not Christian Gonzalez, but somebody like that? Or am I thinking NFC side?
I don't know. I'll have to think. I don't know.
I'm sure everybody lost a lineman.
Yeah,
in the games.
a lot of people are losing everyone. I don't know.
They were talking about it yesterday like as a big loss and what it could impact on the game. But a big gain at Kauffman Stadium is they moved some of the walls in.
I think what this has ended up is like we have tried for 30 years to find an outfield bat. Screw it, we're just moving in the walls and let's benefit and build this ballpark around what we have here. If you can't beat them, join them, or whatever they like to say at all times, because this has been a conversation about the walls at Kauffman Stadium since I've been doing this job, and I've been doing this job in Kansas City since 2001. It was one of the first things we've ever talked about, you know. Oh, they need to move in the fences. I remember sitting out there in the press box days of Kauffman Stadium and hearing, you know, people opine and talk about moving in the fences and all of that kind of stuff. The problem was the Royals never had any pitching back in those days, right? You had Chris George, you had Dan Reichert, you had, you know, Chad Durbin and
Daryl May.
Yeah, I mean, it just wasn't a collection of
Brian
great
Anderson.
arms that you had. Brian Anderson and Daryl May were actually pretty good pitchers, but I mean, you had nothing else, you know, with your operation at that point. You had nobody to keep the ball in the ballpark. And so you're thinking to yourself, all right, what are we going to do? Let's move in the fences. So they did it for a year, and then they got, you know, lit up, and then they moved the fences back. And that was in the early aughts. And now here we sit in 2026, and the Royals have been very quiet this offseason. You know, I think they're in the top 5 least spending teams when it comes to free agency, and there haven't been any moves. And I think after about 30 years of trying to go out there and acquire that outfield bat and that big bopper, the Royals have just finally said, you know what, we're probably not going to be able to do it. Let's just go in and move in the fences and benefit the guys that we currently have in our lineup right now. And really, since the pandemic, the Royals, you know, in this era, since John Sherman took over, have been kind of brutal when it comes to finding an outfield. They gave up on Rooker and O'Hearn. They backfilled with Renfroe and Michael A. Taylor and Garrett Hampson. They missed on MJ Melendez and maybe Tolbert in the draft. And so they need to find more than just Kyle Isbell to be one of those guys that they can count on in the outfield, and they just haven't been able to do that. And so what they're saying is, hey, the hell with it. Let's move in some of these fences and see what we can do. And I poured all the information into, you know, the AI as we're doing these days, and they're like, yeah, they probably would have gotten 3 to 4 more wins last year out of it. And you know what? That's the difference between not making the playoffs and making the playoffs, or those 3 or 4 wins. So if it's going to bring you 3 or 4 more wins, let's go.
Still shocked to hear Daryl May was good.
Daryl May was a pretty good pitcher for this team, yeah.
Not really.
Yeah, in that 2003 season, he was a pretty reliable guy.
Yeah, I mean, gave up 31 home runs and a ton of hits. 197 hits. I mean, that was his best year. I mean, he had a 3.77 ERA, which is decent, but
hell of a good ERA.
67 home runs in 3 years as a pitcher in Kauffman Stadium. Like,
well, he did play road games too.
Yeah, that's fair. Boy, that 2004 year was brutal. 9-19.
Everything was brutal that year.
That was a very brutal year. Very, very brutal. That was my sophomore year in high school, and I hated everything about it because the year before it was like,
it was great, right? And so they tried to build on that, and,
right.
and you
Do
know,
you think a lot? So your take is they want to kind of can't beat them, join them.
Yeah.
Okay.
You can't afford to get an outfield bat, so you're going to go out there and
how do these decisions get made? Is it just ownership that says, hey, let's move the walls in, and somebody says, do it?
Yeah, but these conversations have been having for years.
I understand that, but I'm just trying to
say,
say, who's the executive decision made?
I think it ultimately JJ and his guys. Okay. I would think they probably go to ownership and say, hey.
I would assume so, because that's JJ talked for most of the meeting yesterday.
I don't need to hear what ownership has to say about the walls.
Right, yeah. So I'm just trying to figure out whose decision it is. So love the decision. I also love the stones it shows of what you trust in your pitching staff.
Yeah, because now the pitchers have to keep it in the ballpark as well, because we never think of the flip side. If I go for 2 and don't get it, what's the downfall? Nobody ever thinks of that. If we move in the fences, what could be nobody thinks of that. It's going to increase our offense. Yeah, but also your pitchers. The good news is for Royals pitchers, they give up a lot of fly balls, but most of the fly balls they give up are soft fly balls. AI had all the nerd stat breakdowns and all that kind of stuff. And I'm not into that either. Yeah. But if you're going through the reasoning of why, the Royals are into nerd stats. Okay, they got a guy up there yesterday with JJ talking about all that nerd stuff, right? So they are into that, and so you do factor all of that in. And I understand using that stuff to factor into moving your fences, obviously, because those are things that you can use and say, yeah, you know what? Our pitchers do give up a lot of fly balls, but most of them are soft fly balls, and they get a lot of outs, so it's probably not going to hurt our pitching as much as it's going to help our offense. And so I get all the nerd stuff, and you can do all your nerdisms, with that kind of stuff. It's when you're deciding on who to pitch in the third inning or whatever the case may be. I think just use your mind for that.
Yeah, because, you look at your pitching staff and what you can trust. Reagan's strikeout pitcher.
And there's so many strikeouts in baseball now.
Right. And Lugo, maybe back to your soft fly ball, but also a good ground ball pitcher, Waka, as well. Bubic can be a strikeout pitcher. We'll see what his stamina is this year. Then Noah Cameron, we saw him a little bit at times have trouble with the long ball early. Right. We saw the Aaron Judge home run that hit the of. And
well, that's Aaron Judge.
Again, I'm just saying, but it was early, and then he just kind of settled down. But again, I think this is a big move that shows that you trust your pitching.
Yeah.
To go back on your take on O'Hearn and maybe Michael A. Taylor, I think O'Hearn is a failed product of a terrible hitting coach approach, because it worked in Baltimore. It got him signed. That, to me, is on the hitting coach. I think they developed O'Hearn in Baltimore, and it turned his career
But I'm
around.
saying the Royals failed at developing him.
Yeah, but I thought it was all just on, Sherman. I'm just saying.
No. Okay. I'm just saying from when John took over to where. I mean, we could go back and look at all the outfielders since the Allard Baird days.
Michael A. Taylor won a Gold Glove playing that
not offensively,
and he was decent on offense. I mean, he was okay. He's better than Hampson, Renfroe, and those other guys. But again, Rooker was also failed in Minnesota. Minnesota gave up on him too. They're not the only franchise.
No, the Royals aren't. No.
And sometimes in baseball, that 32-year-old randomly pops up, and you're like, where has this guy been? Well, he's been with Toronto, Minnesota, Kansas City, and now he's here and it's working. So again, it to me is just the value of how you are developing. And you're right, there has been piss poor development when it came to
the outfield. It's been terrible. Yeah, for generations.
And we're hoping that Cags can nip that in the bud.
I mean, again, when I started this in 2001, the conversation was, do the Chiefs get a wide receiver or do the Royals get an offensive bat first? Those were the conversations we were having, right? Obviously, the Chiefs got Tyreek Hill, and the Royals still are looking for that coveted outfield bat that they've not been able to find or develop in the last 35 years.
And you've got a lot of people out here that have the opinion of Royals' poor excuse to not spend money to bring in an outfield wall. Come on, LMAO. Okay, guys.
I'm not surprised that that's the take. I'm not. I mean, that's a fair take. I mean, because that's what I was like, okay, because they said they were going to try to get an outfield bat or whatever the case may be, and they haven't been able to do that. And so you start to go, okay, if we can't get this big bopper bat, but we got guys that can hit it in the gap, let's bring in the fences a little bit. Let's tailor the ballpark to a better place for our guys to play. And as Vinny said yesterday, the ballpark now becomes a neutral ballpark for everybody. But the fact of the matter is, when you look at what this stadium has done, it has not been a bad offensive ballpark at all. It's been a bad home run ballpark. It's like 25th in baseball when it comes to giving up home runs. But when you talk about doubles, triples, and runs scored, Kauffman Stadium is a top 5 or 6 ballpark in every one of those categories of giving up doubles and triples and runs. So there is offensive production. It's just different than the home run. And that's part of the problem with baseball right now is we're so fixated on the home run and the strikeout. The 3 clean outs or plate appearances or whatever they say, a strikeout, a home run, and a walk and all that kind of stuff. We're focused on that. Let's get back to the Hosmer days and popping one in the gap and rounding the bases and using speed and playing fun baseball.
See, that's going to be taken out a little bit. The walls moving the way they are is going to affect Michael Garcia and Bobby Witt Jr. when it comes to those doubles and maybe triples that you see happen a lot because those walls will be and the angles will be different.
And you won't be able to get on your horse and turn a double into a triple.
We'll see. J.J. Piccolo also said that Bobby Witt Jr. was one of the most negatively affected people at Kauffman Stadium. So we'll see if the dimensions really do change. Because, last year you said we're a playoff team. This year you're saying we're going to hit more home runs. So we'll see what they do with that promise. You're upset that Arenado's not a Royal?
Yeah, I would have loved him here. I think he would have been a great fit
You
for
just
this
signed
team.
your third baseman for the future.
Yeah, but you could also move him to the outfield.
Why would you do that?
Because Arenado's a better defensive third baseman.
Not right now, he's not.
He's a better offensive guy in your lineup as well.
Not.
I think he would be a great fit here in
Look
Kansas
at his numbers
City.
from last year.
I saw him last year. It's a down year.
254.
That was a terrible situation last year.
That's also age.
Yeah, but it was also a bad situation in St. Louis. The Cardinals gave up nothing not the Cardinals. The Diamondbacks gave up nothing for Nolan Arenado. He would have been a great fit in this lineup, a great veteran bat that you could have used in this lineup. I would have been willing to move Maikel Garcia because you don't have an outfield still. I would have still been willing to move Maikel Garcia to left or right field and played him there for a couple of years and had Nolan Arenado at third base. I think that would have been a good move for the Royals. I understand why you didn't do it, and you make good points with all of that, but I still think he's a solid bat in your lineup, and you still need a solid bat in your lineup. This lineup right now, I'm still going, like Vern said the other day, I'm like, I don't know if I love this lineup going into the start of the season.
Yeah, Arenado does nothing for me.
Oh.
250. I mean, he's a player that is great 4 years ago, and it was diminishing quickly in St. Louis, and that's why a lot of their fans were upset because they missed the boat on when they could get anything back for him.
Yeah.
And then this year, it was kind of the confusion of, are you going to be at the trade deadline? Are you not? Are you going to be a part of this team? Are you not? And then he stuck out the whole year. The fans gave him all that sort of stuff. But Maikel Garcia hit almost 50 points higher than Nolan Arenado last year.
His bat's still in the lineup.
His glove is better than his. And you have such a great thing. Like, we just had Cotrero in here in studio. We're like, how great is your left side of your infield? You've got Maikel Garcia, Bobby Witt Jr., and then you have, Kyle Isbell in center, who plays a very good center field at Kauffman Stadium. And I don't think that you mess with that. You finally figured out what you have, and you leave it alone, and you just say, hey, you're my future, because look what it did to when they brought Bregman in to the Giants. That guy was like, or whoever that was to the Giants, he's like, what? Or it was Boston.
Yeah,
he's
Boston,
like, Boston. He was like, you're going to bring in this guy because he's a Gold Glove winner as well. So am I. I play good third base. Get me the hell out of here.
I don't have any problem with competition. And as far as I'm
concerned,
concerned,
when you just signed a guy.
Yeah, I don't. Competition makes everybody better.
Not that type. Backup quarterback getting drafted with a guy who's failed the last 3 years. That's a competition I'm all about. A receiver who hasn't made it over the last 3 years, who's got some shaky issues, you bring in a rookie wide receiver to the draft and say, who's number one? That's a competition. A guy that I've just told is the future of my third base, the Gold Glover, figured everything out, key part of the lineup, and say, we're going to bring in this 34-year-old because of his history, not because of what he can do in the future.
Yeah,
that, to me, is not a competition that makes anybody better.
Yeah, I look at it and I go, you have nobody in your outfield right now other than Kyle Isbell that I can truly count on to go out there and get the job done. And it would have made the overall team better if you could get a bat at third base and then have Maikel Garcia in the outfield. Now you're going probably 6-7 deep in your lineup, and that's pretty good because I don't know how many teams go 5 deep anymore in Major League Baseball. Every team talks about the bottom third of their lineup being really bad, but all of a sudden you've got Maikel Garcia, you got Bobby Witt, you got Vinny, you got Salvi, you got Isbell. Now you add in Arenado into that mix. Maybe you move Garcia to second base and put Arenado at third base, and now all of a sudden you increase the competition for India or for Massey, or maybe one of those guys can move into the outfield. I just think that piece could have given you a lot of roster and lineup flexibility, which, as we know, they love that kind of stuff in baseball these days.
Yeah, I would think that would be good for maybe 3 years ago. But I just think Arenado's at that point where it's like, I don't want to give somebody like that an aging player money, because that's what the Royals did in the past, and we watched it fail.
Yeah.
I mean, Jose Guillen's an example of that. Juan Gonzalez is an example of that. We've seen that with multiple players.
And they're not giving much money, though. The Cardinals are eating most of that salary. I think Arizona owes them $4 million this year, which is going to be deferred money to 2030, or when the contract is up. And then they owe him like $6 million next year. So for the next 2 years, you're basically paying $10 million to get a really, really good veteran-proven bat.
Bob has a great question for discussion on the other side. Plus, he has a divorced friend that sent him some audio that's pretty hilarious. Here on 96.5 The Fan, your home for Kansas City sports.
You're listening to Fescoe and Dusty on your home for Chiefs football. 96.5 The Fan. Fescoe and Dusty is brought to you by Golden Oak Lending. Do you need extra cash? Golden Oak Lending can convert your home's equity into cash in as little as 14 days. Let Golden Oak Lending cure your blues.
Well, I'll tell you what, my guys at Smokehouse Barbecue are phenomenal. Great corporate citizens, great people, great human beings, great family. I love Smokehouse Barbecue for their food. I love it for their people even more, and you guys are going to love it for their food as well. Here we sit in January, right? You're coming off the holidays, and you're thinking to yourself, man, there's some football going on. What are we going to do this weekend? Well, let's have some home gates. It's going to be cold outside, right? You're going to be inside watching the games. Let Smokehouse Barbecue cater your home gate this weekend for all of the games. How would you like to put the game on Saturday afternoon and have burnt ends from Smokehouse Barbecue and baby back ribs from Smokehouse Barbecue and their delicious hickory pit beans from Smokehouse Barbecue, all there ready to go. You can have those beans and those burnt ends and those ribs and go, man, this food is so awesome, and the games are great as well. And that's what Smokehouse Barbecue is going to provide. Whether you have a party of 2 or 200, Smokehouse Barbecue can cater everything. And when you're dining in at Smokehouse Barbecue, get that pulled chicken sandwich with the coleslaw on top. It is fantastic. They go all out at Smokehouse Barbecue. They do so many great things. Their menu is always changing with new great items on it. Check them out at one of their 3 locations in Independence, Gladstone, and Zona Rosa, or at smokehousebbq.com. That's smokehousebbq.com. For over 35 years, locally owned and family operated, it's Smokehouse Barbecue.
Guys and ladies, get real about your health this new year with Synergen X and Low T Center. For a limited time, the men's TRT test is free, and ladies take $200 off the women's hormone test. Say no to diet trends, questionable online treatments, and deceptive prices from other places. If you're looking for the best, Synergen X and Low T Center are the leading experts. Meet with a real provider, get real medication, and real results. Everyone I know goes to Synergen X and Low T Center to change their lives. Walk in or book an appointment at GetMyHealthFix.com.
With 2 kids in high school involved in a lot of activities, our time, just like yours, is very valuable. That's why we love the convenience of ordering our groceries with Hy-Vee's Aisles Online. It's so easy. Just download the app or go to Hy-Vee.com. Choose your store and select your items, and Hy-Vee will do all the shopping. All you have to do is pick up your order or have it delivered to your home. It is so simple. It is so convenient. And for families like ours that are so busy, Hy-Vee Aisles Online hits the spot every single time. Save time and save money only at Hy-Vee.
Brr, it might be cold outside, but the deals are heating up inside your Kansas City area Hy-Vee. This Friday through Sunday, stock up on hot deals throughout the entire store, like Pepsi 6-pack bottles for $2.99, bone-in pork roast $1.88 a pound, Hormel bacon just $2.99, and Progresso soup only $1.25. Stay at home, order through Aisles Online, and leave the shopping to us. Save time, save money during the 3-day sale this weekend only at Hy-Vee.
This is the story of the one. As the purchasing manager at a manufacturing plant, she knows the only thing more important than having the right safety gear is having it there when you need it. That's why she partners with Grainger for auto reordering, so her team members can count on her to have cut-resistant gloves on hand, and each shift can run safely and efficiently. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Well, good morning, kiddo. I love that you're home from college. I've missed you.
Still taking your Nature-Made vitamins?
Every day. A multivitamin and a probiotic. You better be taking yours.
Still looking out for me, Mom.
I'll never stop.
Made to care for you every day. Nature-Made, the #1 pharmacist-recommended vitamin and supplement brand. Find us in the vitamin aisle, based on a survey of pharmacists who recommend branded vitamins and supplements.
Xfinity is the network you can rely on. Like a close friend who will give it to you straight. The friend who will tell you that new haircut, it's not great. Friends make sure friends get good haircuts. And Xfinity makes sure you get a good deal on Wi-Fi. Xfinity gives you reliable fiber-powered Wi-Fi at our best price. Now through February 1st, get gig speed Wi-Fi for just $50 a month for 5 whole years. No strings, no commitments. Just super fast, reliable gig speed Wi-Fi with our best equipment and unlimited data included. Save yourself from questionable decisions and save over Verizon and AT&T. Xfinity, imagine that. Restrictions apply. Requires paperless billing and auto pay with stored bank account. Taxes and fees extra. Xfinity Internet powered by fiber and connected to premises by coaxial cable. Actual speeds vary.
Here's your traffic report on 96.5 The Fan.
Missouri side, 71 northbound, heavy from 75th to Gregory, then a few more slow spots up towards 55th Street. Kansas side, 635 southbound, earlier problem Shawnee Drive has cleared, but just a bit sluggish heading into the I-35 interchange. 35 northbound, off again, on again, slow from Shawnee Mission Parkway up towards Lamar. Alan Carr, 96.5 The Fan, traffic.
Back here at 96.5 The Fan, you're home for the Kansas City Royals. This comes from the 816. Pat yourself on the back. Great text. The Royals did find 3 outfielders when I was a kid. Possibly would have been the best outfield of all time. Beltran, Dye, and Damon. But in typical Royals fashion, we paid for no one, and they left.
Take the week.
All 3 would win World Series.
The worst part about the worst part. There's so many bad parts about that, right?
What, my childhood just moving away from me?
Yeah, right.
Talk to you later.
I had the magazine with all 3 of them in center field, sitting cute and pretty. I'm like, man, who's my favorite? They all are.
It was a fantastic, lineup to have all 3 of those guys, but
we got Michael Tucker out of the deal.
Yeah, you got ended up with Michael Tucker, Roberto Hernandez, Blake Stein was part of that deal.
John Buck. Wasn't he?
That was part of one of them with the Beltran deal.
You never heard of John Buck? The man with the greatest walk-up song of all time, Shoots and Ladders by Korn? Oh, man, he hit like 13 home runs in a season.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. He was a good dude.
Had the squarest jaw you've ever seen in your life. He could have played Batman.
Yeah. A good guy. I like John a lot. He was a good dude.
You don't want to hear that about yourself.
But
When
not
you're talking about athletes. Good guy.
Square draw. Yeah, you're right.
True.
Great guy. No, just
You know,
tremendous
Mac,
dude,
he's
man.
the first one there and the last one to leave. Real hustler.
Yeah, exactly.
What's he do during the game?
Not
Hustles.
much. Yeah, not much.
I wish I had 9 Mac Morris.
But, the Royals were so inept back then that it was just,
Thanks, Glass.
Yeah, I mean, he stunk as the owner, terrible owner. And then his son was telling everybody when they wanted to trade Dye, well, we're only trading him unless we get a shortstop back in return. So everybody's like, well, screw you. So the Colorado Rockies offered Navy Perez. And so they had to get a 3-way trade involved with Oakland and all that kind of stuff. And so you ended up with Navy Perez. You traded Damon because at that point in time when they traded Damon, they were scoring a lot of runs. The problem was they had Ricky Blotalico out in the bullpen who was pouring gasoline all over everything. And they were losing so many games because they couldn't close them out. So they traded Damon for Roberto Hernandez. They gave up on their offense. Man, now you got Roberto Hernandez coming in here, but there ain't no games to save because you ain't scoring any runs anymore.
And then he would get Tommy John a couple years later.
Did he have Tommy John?
I thought so.
I don't remember.
Who hasn't? Right?
Yeah, but I just remember Roberto Hernandez, man, he used to drink his cold light beers in a styrofoam cup after every game. And that, I don't drink much beer anymore, but that even sounds delicious right about now, is ice cold light beer in a styrofoam cup, man. It's just
one of the staples of my golf game in the summertime. Styrofoam cup with ice, and I pour a beer on it.
You do. They call that the Jersey Shore cocktail for a while. And I love it. If you're going to give me a light beer, it's going to have ice over it.
It's good on the golf course when it's 96 degrees and you're shooting 12 over par going into the 9th hole.
Yeah.
You had a great question for discussion.
Yeah, somebody on Twitter, formerly Twitter, what is the major cheat code in life? And I thought about that. I'm like,
happy wife, happy life.
Yeah, that is a good cheat code, right? But for me, what I've come down to, the biggest cheat code in life, and how your life can be better for me, just remember this. It's not about you. When something happens, don't figure out how it's about me. How does this affect me? It's not about you. Nothing is about you, right? When something happens, it ain't about you. Stop thinking of that angle, and life will be better for you. That's my cheat code in life. It ain't about you. What do you guys got?
That's a great one. It's so easy to think everyone's thinking about you. You're the center of attention. You take a step back. Are you thinking about anyone else? No.
I had a conversation with somebody yesterday about something, and every response was, but for me, this isn't about you.
Yeah.
This is not about you. This is about this other person we're talking about. It has nothing to do with you or your feelings. I'm sharing a story. How do we get through this? Nothing about you. Stop making it about you.
Yeah, I would say be in charge of your day. You're the one who starts your day. So I remember my mom always told me that. I'm having a bad day. Well, what did you do to kind of get your day kickstarted like that? Are you putting yourself in that attitude? Because you are the one, you get yourself ready, you get yourself out of bed, you get dressed, you get the day going. Like those 15, those 20 minutes, whatever it is, you're in the shower. Like that's the time where you can be self-talk. Okay, this is going to be a good day. I'm going to do this. I'm going to get my work done. Be positive. We're going to have good laughs. I'm going to smile. I'm going to be nice to people. That's the time where you get to be your own CEO. For that 15, 20 minutes, you make the day, man.
It happens all the time. It does.
Yeah.
And then the other thing is, then that's all great. And then you walk outside and you go to QT and somebody runs you over and knocks you down as you're trying to walk in. You're like, you son of an idiot. You don't know what you're talking about. Like, what are you doing here?
Get bent. Easier said than done.
No, it is.
Right?
But it's true.
Yeah.
I mean, like if you start your day thinking positive thoughts, hopefully it does carry
on.
If you think about it's not about me, it makes things easier because half the conversation is this doesn't affect you.
Yeah.
This is not impacting you. I don't care how it affects you.
Bob, these are off the air conversations. Come on.
Yeah.
From the 913. Got a DUI last night. It isn't about me. Not advocating that. Here's a good place to start. Treat people like you want to be treated. Cheat code in life. Just don't be a Richard. Yeah.
To treat people how you want to be treated is
it's a good one.
Yeah.
It's a good golden rule.
Mm-hmm.
Whoa. Word. Somebody from the 816 says, Dusty's saying is find a rich wife equals happy life. Well, I'm still looking. My cheat code in life are phone apps.
Okay.
There's so many apps out there that can affect your daily routine, right? Like we have some people that are like, hey, if you have the McDonald's app, free fries on Friday, I don't know. Maybe that's a cheat code in life for you. Or health apps, like, it says like your heartbeat was irregular on your watch or something like that. Like maybe that's something I need to check out. Is that something I need to go see my doctor about? That app is helping you life. The other cheat code in life is cottage cheese.
Cottage cheese.
It's healthy and it's delicious.
You introduced me to it, actually.
Yeah,
You've not heard of cottage cheese?
Never heard of it.
He'd never tried it, and we went to Stewie McBrew's for happy hour, which is what we should do in the summertime at some points.
Would love
it. That is about me because it's a walking distance of my house. But no, Mac was sitting there, and I was like, "You never had cottage cheese?" And the bartender at Stewie's like, "We actually have really good cottage cheese." I'm like, "How do you have really good cottage cheese?"
It's out of a tub.
Exactly, but they had the right tub. They had the small kernels, and they had the, I think it was like the Belfani cottage cheese. And Matt got a taste of it, and I was like sitting there. I'm like, okay. Got my phone out, started recording. He goes, man, this is really good. I'm like, yeah, dude, you can put it in lasagna. You can put it in your salad. You can make power bowls with it. It's delicious.
It's the first of the year because there's a lot of cottage cheese commercials telling you how you can use it for protein and substitute. Like everybody's trying to go on a diet after the first of the year. We're past the resolution time. Everybody's given up on those already. I saw them mixing it into eggs. I don't know that I'm a fan of that.
That was weird. Ugh. That's jumping
smart.
the shark
Yeah.
a little bit on the cottage cheese there. More of them coming in. You're as only happy as you choose to be. 2 wrongs don't make a right. I tell my kids that daily.
Mm-hmm. That is life advice all the time. But that doesn't matter what they did.
Y'all taught me about this cheat code, a good oatmeal raisin.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Somebody says, Dusty, go get you a nice Whiteman Air Force Base woman. I was in Warrensburg for 7 years, and I didn't even get to be a doctor. I did radio, and I couldn't find one. I don't know. Cheat codes in life. Man, that's interesting. Always finding a back road to your job, to me, is a cheat code in life. Because, if you go the same route every day, right?
I don't take the same route any day.
That's a cheat code. And why do you do that?
Just to clear my mind, be different, change it up. Every day I
Fits
take a
the
different
narrative.
way.
I'll have to try that.
Because I was talking to somebody yesterday when I got to work. They go, did you go buy so-and-so this morning? I'm like, no. They go, what, do you go a different way every day? I'm like, actually, I do. Yeah.
Yeah, like the other day when our buddy Aussie Robert was bringing me to work, he was like, which way do you go to work, mate? And I was like, I don't know. I was like, you can go Knoll, Metcalf. You can go 69 to Shawnee Mission, Parkway. And he's like, all right, let's go Metcalf. And he had thought that he had passed the station already because we were on a road where no one's ever at. You ever seen Metcalf at 4:30 in the morning? It's beautiful.
It's great. It's the only time I'll get on Metcalf. Metcalf and Warnell. Metcalf. For Metcalf and Warnell, the 2 streets, they can go take a jump in the Missouri River, too. Those 2 streets suck.
Yeah. From the 573, mine is don't take advice from sports talk radio hosts.
Yeah.
So bananas are a cheat code. Nice, solid, smooth pops. And then somebody here, I like this one. Don't make politics your identity.
It's a good one.
Yeah, it's a great one.
We can all take a
Don't
little
make
note of that.
anything you do for your job your identity.
That's fair. I'm trying to,
Because it's not.
No.
somebody on the Twitter feed that had that question. One of the comments was, "What's your greatest cheat code in life?" I said nepotism.
That's a good. I'm not going to lie. I was this close to using that as my cheat code.
It's a good one.
It's legit.
Yeah.
It is. It is what it is. Sorry for those who don't, take advantage of that, but that's kind of the way the world works,
Good plumbing motto here. Poop runs downhill. Don't bite your fingernails. Paychecks on Fridays. Somebody says, fat kid pro tip. Cottage cheese and spaghetti or any other pastas and red sauce with meat end up tasting like lasagna. Okay,
smash.
I just don't need anything to go to my spaghetti. A little Parmesan cheese.
Yeah,
Were you ever
exactly.
that kid where you go to like an Italian restaurant and they say, tell me when, and you just refuse, and your parents have to be, he's good.
He's fine.
You're fine. But he keeps mixing into the sauce. I'm not seeing it.
Did you guys see Sean Payton went off on a reporter yesterday now?
No.
I kind of don't really pay attention to Sean Payton. He looks like the Make-A-Wish Kenny Chesney version.
He looks a little like Kenny Chesney, yeah. So somebody asked him yesterday about having linebacker Dre Greenlaw back and his ability to attack downhill in the running game. A football question, right?
I did. Yep.
Sean Payton, you want to attack downhill? Like, what do you know about attacking downhill in the run game? You don't know. So we're mad at somebody for asking a question or saying nice things to a coach, and then some nerd asks a football question, he gets undressed in front of the coach. F you, Sean Payton.
Oh, yeah. I just don't really like Sean. I just don't think Sean Payton's a good person.
Well, he's What's gate did he do? Bounty Gate. And because of Bounty Gate, I agree. Him and that guy with 2 G's for Greg Williams. That guy sucks,
Greg Williams.
too.
Oh, yeah.
I don't care if he's from Excelsior Springs. He blows.
There's this guy named John. He was like Paul Bunyan.
Out here trying to hurt people.
Good, better, best. Is that a good life motto? Like, could you?
Hell yes.
Yeah.
Let's go, Ben Johnson.
Seems to be working. Coming up on the other side, I do want to play that audio for single people out there because maybe it speaks to me. I don't know. Plus, we can dive more into what's going on at Kauffman Stadium here on 96.5 The Fan, your home for Kansas City Sports.
This is Fescoe and Dusty on your home for Royals baseball. 96.5 The Fan, brought to you by Golden Oak Lending. Do you need extra cash? Golden Oak Lending can convert your home's equity into cash in as little as 14 days. Let Golden Oak Lending cure your blues.
Hey guys, it's Dusty Likens. Let me tell you about my friends over at GiveMeTheVin.com because I'm sure you've got a car that you're trying to get rid of. Well, I can tell you how to do it easily with GiveMeTheVin.com because they want to buy your car, whether it is your daily driver pickup truck, SUV, minivan, supercar, or exotic. So say goodbye to dealing with all those dealerships and private sale tire kickers and get a true buy offer for your car. GiveMeTheVin.com puts your car right on the money, providing you with a hassle-free online option to sell your car for more. It's as simple as going to GiveMeTheVin.com and entering your car's VIN number or license plate number. You'll get an offer on your car in minutes. That is way above any dealer quote. You can go to one of their pickup locations or they'll even come to you. It's as easy and it's fast. GiveMeTheVin.com is America's best car buyer. Hit it, boys.
Sell us your car. GiveMeTheVin.com. So easy you can do it in your underwear.
Men, the new year is here, and if you're like many of us, you're ready to improve your health. But if you're feeling low energy, not sleeping well, or not seeing results in the gym, keeping that resolution can be tough. This is Jeff for Heartland Men's Health, and if those symptoms sound familiar, we can likely help. They often point to low testosterone, and treating low T is what we do. But this year, we're also helping men go further with 4 targeted body composition plans featuring growth hormone peptides, NAD+, GLP-1s, PDA, and more, designed to boost energy, support metabolism, enhance recovery, and accelerate fat loss. With our low T treatments combined with our body composition programs, most men notice real improvements. More energy, better focus, improved sleep, stronger workouts, and often a renewed sex drive as well. So call us. Your initial visit is just $99 and includes blood work and a medical consult. And if you start on treatment the same day, your visit is free. Call 844-447-6600 or visit heartlandmenshealth.com.
Featured therapies are compounded and have not been evaluated nor approved by the FDA. Provider prescription required. See website for details.
So, you're ready to propose, huh?
Yeah, man. She's definitely the one.
What are we thinking about the ring? I got my wife's at Hellsberg. I couldn't recommend a better jeweler.
I could use some help with that.
Man, go to Hellsberg. I had no idea how many details you need to consider. Did you know you can get a natural or lab-grown diamond? I didn't. Figure out what she wants. Trust me, they'll make it happen.
Start your story with Hellsberg. Shop in store or at hellsberg.com.
Never have I ever called my sister from the finish line of my first marathon. Hello? You won't believe where I am. Are you running? Mile 26. I'm gonna make it.
Switch to T-Mobile's 55 Plus plan and get iPhone 16e with its advanced camera system on us. Plus, 2 lines for just $30 a line.
Guys, I can't believe it.
I knew you could do it, babe.
That was amazing. Mom, how do you feel? I feel great. I can't feel my feet. Let's take a picture, and then you may carry me to the car.
Share every stride, every mile, every memory on America's best network. Switch to T-Mobile's 55 Plus plan and get iPhone 16e on us and 2 lines for just $30 a line.
With 24 monthly bill credits and 2 eligible port-ins on Essentials 55 Plus for well-qualified customers with autopay plus taxes, fees, and $35 device connection charge. Credits end and balance due if you pay off early or cancel. Contact us. Finance agreement 128 gigabytes, $599.99 required. Best mobile network in the U.S. based on analysis by Ookla of Speed Test Intelligence data 1H 2025. Visit T-Mobile.com.
Here's your traffic report on 96.5 The Fan.
Kansas side, 435 southbound, gets heavy at Johnson Drive, stays very slow down towards Midland with trouble in the right lane. Heading towards downtown, 35 northbound, gets slow around Southwest Traffic Way, stays heavy not quite to Penway with a stalled in the right lane. Alan Carr, 96.5 The Fan, traffic.
Hey Royals fans, it's Vern. I'll be broadcasting live from Royals Rally on Saturday, January 31st, starting at 9 a.m. as I sit down with the biggest names in the organization before they head off to spring training. This is your home for Royals baseball, 96.5 The Fan.
96.5 The Fan, KFNC FM and AM, HD1 and HD2 Kansas City, an Odyssey sports station.
Why is it every time you hear Vern, it's like he's just been doing it daily? I guess that's a drop for spec, but it just seems like you hear that promo and you're just like, did Vern just get off the air last night talking about the Royals game? Don't forget, Vern's Hot Stove Show returns Thursday night at 6 p.m. here on 96.5 The Fan. All things Royals and everything you want to know with that fun, loving, smooth, rugged, sexual sounds of Josh Vernier. And also, don't forget, February 10th, that's a Tuesday, guys, a Tuesday. You have to put your Tuesday on delay that day. Myself, Bob, Cody, Alex, and C-Dot will all be in studio from 9 until 11 to do the Chiefs off-season show. So that'll be a fun one to do as we get to talk about what's next in the off-season. Come February 10th, that'll be the Tuesday after the Super Bowl. So everything will officially be over. The new season will have started and the old season will have ended. What the Chiefs will do, you'll get all of us giving our opinions as well.
Yeah, essentially we get a month from the end of the Super Bowl to the start of the league year for rumors, and hopefully all the coaching stuff is done by then, and then it's all about trades and draft picks and all this kind of stuff.
Find out about Travis Kelce by February 10th?
I'm going to go with the Flies.
Okay, yeah. By the way, to give reference to what Sean Payton said.
Sean, having Greenlaw back for this game, his ability to attack downhill in the run game, just how big is that and the timing of it for this one?
You want him to attack downhill? Is that your, what do you know about attacking downhill in the run game? You don't know. All right, that's right. Have him attacking downhill. It's good to have a healthy Dre Greenlaw back in the game. Yeah.
Sweet. Dude.
I'm trying to think of the words that I can use on the air to talk about that guy.
Ass hat.
God.
Kiss my ass.
Look, I'll just say this. That's not a nice human being.
That's what I said.
I mean, I guess I just don't understand now what reporters are supposed to do, because on Sunday we got mad at Brooke Pryor got mad at a Jacksonville reporter for being nice and kind. And then this guy's out here trying to do his job, and the coach is an ass to him back.
Bullying him.
Bullying, that's a jerk move by Mike Tomlin, and or not Mike Tomlin. I'm sorry, he wouldn't have done that. Sean Payton. Like, I'm listening to that. I'm like, man, you are an ass. There's just really no other way to put it. Like, I don't respect him. I have no respect for Sean Payton. I think he's a fraud, and right there to bully a reporter like that. That is just uncalled for. And it puts the reporter on edge. It puts everybody else on edge. It's not nice to do. You embarrass that person in front of people. There should be more conversation about the way that Sean Payton responded to that reporter and the ignorance that he used and the nasty language, tone, whatever you want to say, that he used towards that reporter. Why isn't Sean Payton being held accountable for treating a human being like that, but yet we're mad at a sweet lady who is treating somebody nice? Think about this right now, guys. People have more venom towards Lynn Jones down in Jacksonville for being a sweet, nice lady than they do for Sean Payton for being a jerk.
Sean Payton is dumb, and I don't respect them. Show me your genitals. What? You remember that song, Mac? Never seen that? Never seen The League? It's not.
I've seen The League, yeah.
Yeah, the guy does that song. I forget what his name is. But
Taco?
I don't know. I never saw the league. I just know he's from the league. But yeah, Sean Payton sucks.
But that's okay though for him. Like, where's the outcry from people saying that like that's not acceptable? That's not an acceptable way to treat another adult. No. I'm tired of I coach in the NFL. I'm smarter and better than you. You're not. You're really not. You're probably not smarter, and you're definitely not better.
Who's he coach for?
Denver.
I'm loving it. Well, hello, everybody. Happy Wednesday.
That's right. That's why the Fescoe and Dusty Wednesday poll question is, as a Chiefs fan or just a fan of nice, who are you rooting for Saturday, the Bills or the Broncos?
Well, now it's 100% the Bills. I mean,
83.5% people say the Bills, 16.5% out of 224 people that have voted vote the Broncos. So that's 16.5% more than I would like to see. We do have 10 comments. We've read 5 or 6 of them on the air. Just going to watch because I can't pick sides. Exhausted from the media slobbering all over Josh Allen and the way they do. They try to crowbar Josh Allen over Mahomes, and I could never cheer for Denver. Again, you're not rooting for Josh Allen. You're rooting for the Broncos to lose, is what that sounds like. And then there's a couple of meteor pictures. Neither. How can you not pull for Josh Allen with no Mahomes? Yada, yada, yada. I hope the Bills win by 3 touchdowns, and I hope Sean Payton has to eat some crow.
I hope Sean Payton gets his ass kicked.
Same.
I mean, I think everybody's in the majority of there. I mean, you talk about coaches that were let go, and, Mike Tomlin brings up a line of, like, if my aunt had male parts, she'd be my uncle. That's funny. That's, because that's the question of, well, what if he made that field goal? Well, I don't know. What if the sun rose in the east and or in the west and set in the east? It doesn't happen. Don't have to worry about it. What you like to see Greenlaw get downhill? That's a common term in football. That's not a super nerd term.
No, that's not. Yeah, you're running downhill.
That's not a guy in your text group going, I really love they used the 4-guard system last night for KU.
Right.
That was just a straight up like, hey, he's back, he's healthy. You want to see him get downhill and really crash those.
What do you know about running downhill?
So demeaning and
it really is. Like, I got to be honest. Like, the league needs to get involved with this kind of stuff. Like, you mentioned Mike Tomlin. The difference is, yeah, Mike Tomlin has some fun with it, but Mike Tomlin has a respect, I think, for everybody in the room. That's why I always love Bill Self so much, because he has a respect for everybody that was in that room in the media.
So,
I don't.
Who's your Richard of the Week?
Well, it could be Sean Payton, but I mean, I think the more you go through this, you see that, like, Matt Quattrero, J.J. Piccolo, Dayton Moore, Ned Yost, for the most part. Ned would go back and forth with Cody at times, but that was Cody. And so I get that. But, have respect for the people that are in there doing a job. At the end of the day, and I think I'm wearing it on the back of my shirt, right? It says all our successes are tied together. That was Dayton's philosophy when he had when he was the GM here, and it's his philosophy for C10 now, his charity. All of our successes are tied together, right? If the Royals win, we did good. The Chiefs win, we've done great, right? Everybody's successes are tied together when it's all one encompassing team. And this reporter doesn't work for the team, obviously. But you know what? If the team does good, he does good. We should all be in this together, rooting for each other. Yeah. Hey, man, we had a great season. Saw a lot of people read your articles this year, man. That's awesome. Happy to help you be a part of this. Mike Tomlin respected every single person in that room. He had a meeting to shake everybody's hand and to tell him all how he felt and all that kind of stuff. And then you got this jerk out here in Denver who has bounties on people, who demeans reporters, who bullies people. He's a piece of you-know-what for doing that kind of stuff. And I am angry about that, because I don't think that should be acceptable. And I don't think that should be allowed. And I think the NFL really does need to intervene and do that. You can't treat another person like that. It's a guy out there probably making $25,000 a year trying to do his job to the best of his ability, asked a legit football question, and you said, what do you know about running downhill? What a jerk.
Sean, having Greenlaw back for this game, his ability to attack downhill in the run game, just how big is that and the timing of it for this one?
You want him to attack downhill? Is that your, like, what do you know about attacking downhill in the run game? You don't know. All right, that's right. Have him attacking downhill. It's good to have a healthy Dre Greenlaw back in the game. Yeah.
Couple of responses on the text line that are money in the bank. Shorty, what you drank? The reporter should have responded back, what do you know about it?
Yeah, teach me.
Yeah.
Let's have a conversation. I'm here.
But reporters, and I've been in this situation before, you feel like you're not empowered. You feel like you have nothing, because if you say anything back, then these teams are going to react.
And he knows that.
And that's right. So it's okay for that coach to be that way. But if the reporter did that, everybody would be on that reporter. I can't believe you would do something like that. But when a coach does it, we all just look the other way. That guy needs to be held accountable. His owner should come out and go, hey, man, That's not who we are as an organization. We're not going to stand for you to treat people like
Walmart.
that. Yeah.
Somebody says Peyton was going to do exactly what the reporter said and got mad about it. LOL. Because what do you do against James Cook, right? You probably try to run downhill and stop him before he gets uphill and open.
One of your best players who's a linebacker at stopping the run. Like, it's asinine.
Yeah, that guy sucks.
I hate that guy.
I mean, really does. The more I hear it, the more I talk about it, the more venom I had. Play that Woman Who Likes a Virginia Slims.
Oh, yeah, that's right. We'll get into that real quick. Do you guys follow Ricky the Dog? Do you know who that is on Twitter?
No, I don't.
Somebody in the text line says Ricky the Dog on Twitter says Harbaugh will announce he's going to the Giants today or tomorrow.
Well, Harbaugh is interviewing with the Giants today. He is in Jersey right now. And Ian
Rappaport. That
Rappaport.
turnpike.
Well, that's the thing. Ian Rappaport just tweeted out this is a good sign for the Giants. His first in-person interview is in New York. So
somebody says on the text line, as a Broncos fan, I hate this. He's all about himself all the time. Biggest ego you've ever seen. Love our team and the players and like where we are at. But I just can't stand Sean Payton. Sean Payton is a piece of trash. What do you know about right now? You don't, right? Okay, cool. Yeah, we'll lighten up the room a little bit because here's Gwen.
My ideal man doesn't play the drums, doesn't stay late at the bar, does what he says and says what he does not get a fancy lawyer that the other person can't afford if things get weird. My name's Gwen. I am divorced. I have 2 kids, and I will not ever regret having those 2 kids, okay? So that's really important for me to tell anyone who's listening. I type 110 words a minute. I actually can type faster, but I keep a little bit for myself. I blew out my knee jazzercising, so I don't want a guy that's too active. My best qualities? I own a timeshare. My favorite way to unwind is with a Virginia Slim and a big scoop of cottage cheese, half a tomato. Why I want to find love is I just think that everybody deserves a second chance. I want to go to the PTA with somebody, not just myself. Oh, there's Gwen. She's divorced. Oh, did he run away with his secretary? I left. A great first date with you would be 2 words. Benny Hanna.
Maybe, just maybe, I have found my perfect match.
My friend is divorced and sent this to us yesterday on the group chat. You know, and he says, this is legitimately what dating is like right now.
That's awesome.
I know that I'm hard.
And it's one of those old videos of the VHS dating services back in the day. Cottage cheese and a Virginia Slim. Dusty?
Half a tomato, except I'd be full tomato. Thanks to my buddy Trent. He said John LaJoy is the name I'm thinking of for the Show Me Your Genitals song. I'll send it to you in the break.
Okay.
We come back, we'll talk about these coaches. Whoa. We'll talk about these coaches in the carousel that's gone on so far in the NFL here at 96.5 The Fan. Your home for the Kansas City Chiefs.
This is Fescoe and Dusty, brought to you by Golden Oak Lending. Do you need extra cash? Golden Oak Lending can convert your home's equity into cash in as little as 14 days. Let Golden Oak Lending cure your blues. Your home for K-State Athletics. 96.5 The Fan.
Hey, I'll tell you, my friends over at QC Kinetics are saying it's time for you to call them and get that appointment on the books because they're going to help you feel better without surgery, without downtime, and without putting your life on pause. QC Kinetics delivers regenerative treatments that actually help your body repair the areas causing you pain. Those achy knees and hips and shoulders, your back, wherever it hurts, QC Kinetics is going to make it better. And instead of facing an invasive operation that sidelines you for months, these treatments happen right in the office and you go about your day. Simple procedures that can deliver big, life-changing results. Skip the 3 to 6 months of recovery, skip the pain, and skip that invasive surgery. Imagine instead you're moving better, planning the year you really want. Get game-changing regenerative treatment from QC Kinetics. January is supposed to be a clean slate, so make it one and call QC Kinetics now for that free consultation. 816-412-6299. That's 816-412-6299. Off 435 in State Line and in Gladstone, it's QC Kinetics.
Hey, hockey fans, now with BetMGM, you can win a share of $10,000 in bonus bets when your anytime goal scorer nets 3. Enter BetMGM's hat trick jackpot all season long for your chance to win some major bonus bets. It's easy. Just log in and opt into the promotion, then make an anytime scorer bet on any hockey game of at least $10. If your player of choice scores 3 goals instead of just 1, you'll win your share of the $10K in bonus bets. There's nothing quite like watching a game with a hat trick, especially when it means you could win a share of $10,000 in bonus bets. Ready to shoot your shot? Download the app today. BetMGM. Make it legendary. BetMGM and GameSense remind you to play responsibly. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. See BetMGM.com for terms. 21 and older only. Missouri only. Existing customer offers subject to eligibility requirements.
Member Week is on at Lowe's. Get up to 40% off hundreds of items like appliances, home essentials, decor, and more. Perfect for your January reset. Plus, earn 5 times the points on an eligible purchase. Shop member deals in-store and online from January 8th to the 14th. Still not a member? Join for free today. Lowe's. We help, you save. Point boosters subject to exclusions and more terms apply. Loyalty program subject to terms and conditions. Visit Lowe's.com/terms for details. Subject to change.
It's your captain speaking. To the passenger with the Mirror Fast soft shoes, smart move.
No way am I letting travel constipation ruin this trip.
Can't blame you. Mirror Fast works fast, but without the harsh side effects.
Since I'm such a smart traveler, can I move to first class?
No. Close the curtain, Carol.
From the makers of Miralax, new Mirafast soft chews work naturally with your body in as little as 30 minutes to give you a comfortable go on the go. Find Mirafast today at your local retailer. Use as directed for occasional constipation. Contains magnesium hydroxide.
We get it. Attention spans just aren't what they used to be. Heads in social media and eyes on Netflix. But what do people do with their ears? Well, for one, they're listening to audio. Americans spend 4.4 hours with audio every day. Oh, and you want the proof? Well, you just sat through this ad that's now approaching 30 seconds. What could you say to a potential customer in 30 seconds? Let Odyssey put together a media plan tailor-made for your unique marketing needs. Advertise with Odyssey. Visit ads.odyssey.com.
Call Hamilton today for our $79 mainline drain cleaning special. The pros at Hamilton will inspect your drains with video camera technology to pinpoint exactly what is needed to clear those clogs and help prevent expensive drain repairs. The expert technicians at Hamilton are ready 7 days a week to solve your problem the right way, the first time. Over 40 years experience and more than 8,000 five-star reviews are great reasons to trust Hamilton. Visit callhamilton.com/radio for details, terms, and conditions. License number 2025-11121. And Doug.
Here we have the Limu Emu in its natural habitat, helping people customize their car insurance and save hundreds with Liberty Mutual. Fascinating. It's accompanied by his natural ally, Doug.
Limu, is that guy with the binoculars watching us?
Cut the camera. They see us.
Only pay for what you need at libertymutual.com.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Savings vary. Underwritten by Liberty Mutual Insurance Company and affiliates. Excludes Massachusetts.
Today, expect sunny skies with a high of 38.
Weather brought to you by Duke's Mayo. Welcome to Duke's Mayo Country, where the mayo is so smooth and creamy, it makes every bite better. Duke's Mayo. Look for the yellow lid.
You're listening to 96.5 The Fan from the DM Injury Law Studios. Mike's got this.
Car, truck, or motorcycle wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
816-888-7500. Mike's got this.
Back, and deep fly to left field. Royals lose. May not have to hear that ever again because the Walls come moving in, and the Walls. John Mellencamp, who once went by John Cougar, and then John Cougar Mellencamp. Favorite John Mellencamp song?
I have to think about that one.
I Need a Lover That Won't Drive Me Crazy.
It's a good one.
Massively great introduction.
Sucking on a chili dog. Sucking on a chili dog.
Somebody says that Sean Payton has small penis energy.
Probably.
Agree or disagree? Men's wieners.
No, I would agree with that. I mean, I hate him. He sucks,
penis
man.
energy.
I'll be honest with you. Like he's the
got
least.
an innie?
Yeah,
that guy sucks.
He's probably the least likable coach in the NFL right now. Maybe one of the most least likable figures in all of the NFL. In sports, I don't know, but I mean, like Tony Romo's unlikable. Like if you were listing the most unlikable people in the NFL, Romo's.
Tony's not a Richard.
Well, that is, but people still don't like him.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah,
Sean
it's just
Payton
stupid.
is unlikable. Nobody really likes that guy. Who else would you put on the unlikable list in the NFL? I'm sure every fan base has, somebody that's on that list and whatnot. But like this guy should be number 1 or number 2 on everybody's list. Most likely number 2 because he resonates with number 2 more than number 1. He should be on everybody's list of guys that you just dislike in the NFL that are basically open sores on the league. That's what he is. He's a seeping open pussy sore on the league that is the National Football. You ever get one of those little pussy sores on your face like a zit that just pusses all day? That's what Sean Payton is on the NFL. He had Bounty Gate, and now he's yelling at reporters.
Gun to your head, would you rather have Sean Payton or Nick Sirianni?
Sirianni.
Payton.
Somebody says, I did light research from the 913. Apparently, Sean Payton and this reporter, Luca Evans, are close, and it wasn't as serious as we think, but still hate Sean Payton. So that's how you treat your friends?
Well, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, what do you mean?
If Matt goes one word, I'm like, what do you know about cottage cheese? You don't. You've had it once. Next question. Be like, what the hell?
Yeah, if anything, that would mean more to me.
Yeah.
Like if you and I were close, if Sean Payton and this reporter are actually close, and the reporter's like, wait, I thought him and I had a relationship? This is how he's going to speak to me?
Yeah.
I'd be like, dude, hey, what gives? I'd be like,
yeah, everything all right?
Say something mean to like your friend, and then you get a text immediately after, like, dude, that was uncalled for.
Yeah.
Like, that wasn't the time and place.
Yeah,
But,
I can appreciate that.
Telling somebody he did a great job is also.
The Giants are going full press on Harbaugh. Really? I mean, listen to this. This is from Jordan Schultz.
Wouldn't you?
Oh, God, yeah. Yeah.
The check is blank.
Yeah, exactly.
Juice? No, thank you.
Whatever
I'm not
you
thirsty.
need. The Giants' pursuit of John Harbaugh has been aggressive. Phone calls, lunch, private planes, everything you can think of. Now he's officially in their building today, and if the Giants and Harbaugh truly want each other, they could hire him today, as the Giants have compiled with all the necessary rules to make the coaching hire per sources. Other teams patiently wait. And you said who? Rude Dog or somebody was going to be out there?
Whatever his name was, yeah. Tough dog. I don't know what the guy's
Ricky?
name was. Ricky Dog, whatever it was. Corn dog.
Who is he?
I don't know. They just said that today or tomorrow that they would announce the decision that he's going to stay with he's going to be at the Giants.
Okay, let me ask you this, but why are you quoting him? Is he like one of these guys that kind of lays in the weed that's had scoops on everything before?
Yeah, he's this insider that has this dog profile picture for as long as I can remember, like a decade now. No one really knows who he is.
I've seen that guy.
But he has a good track record of being accurate.
Yeah, he's got some stuff that usually hits.
Yeah. So what did he say? That Harbaugh is not going to leave the Giants facility or something?
He said basically like the Giants, John Harbaugh will announce the Giants head coaching vacancy will be his in the next day or two, like today or tomorrow.
Today or tomorrow.
Okay.
Yeah. And then we'll hear the first domino has fallen. Who's next?
But it is not true. Like, because then it's like, is it Stefanski? What's the offer to Mike Tomlin? What's the trade going to be? Hell yeah, dude. I mean, the Giants to me is the best job. I mean, I don't know what Jackson Dart's ceiling is, but I know from what I've seen and what's coming into the league, that's the best option.
To have a job open with a quarterback that universally everybody thinks is really good, there's not many of those, right? Look at the other jobs that are out there. Obviously, the Lamar and Baltimore one is a different situation, but Pittsburgh doesn't have a quarterback. Atlanta really doesn't have a quarterback. Tennessee may have a quarterback. The Raiders and Cardinals don't have quarterbacks.
Yeah.
Who else am I forgetting?
Miami,
they don't have a quarterback.
And they're going to be paying one.
And they don't have one.
They paid one to ride the bench.
Yeah.
For the last 3 games of the season.
What do you value more? Do you value that QB or do you value the roster?
I think the Giants have a pretty good roster.
Oh,
too.
yeah, absolutely. You're right. Yeah, I'm not saying the Giants.
The Giants are the leader in the clubhouse, in my opinion. Maybe not.
And who do you think has the best overall roster of all these teams, though?
I mean, I think the Falcons have the most star power. I just bring it.
They've never been good, though.
They won 4 straight games. They won 8 games this season, 1 or 2 more. They win that division.
I
right?
feel like whoever coaches the Falcons, we say, oh, they've got so much star power, and maybe they're 10-6, 10-7.
To your point, you know what the Falcons do have? To me, outside of Pittsburgh, they have the best ownership. I think Arthur Blank is. I think Arthur Blank's the guy that'll do it for you. I think he's the guy that you can trust.
He fires a lot of coaches, though, man. Like they made a move on Raheem Morris in less than 2 years, basically.
I get that,
That's
but
fair,
I mean,
but they were with Dan Quinn for quite some time,
were
right?
they?
Yeah.
What's quite some time anymore?
4 or 5 years.
I was going to say 5 or 6, so 4 to 6 years.
Yeah, because it's not, and that's
well,
not a
like guys are
long
getting
time
fired
either.
in 2 years, 3 years.
Yeah.
You get a guy there that's 4 or 5 years that kind of lets you do what you want to do, kind of develop your system. I think Arthur Blank shows you that because it's not Vegas. That's not a job that gives ownership.
No, I'm taking that job. Ownership sucks there.
Arizona, Tennessee,
terrible. Yeah. I mean, the Giants are the premier job right now, and they do have good ownership that's been in place for 100 and some years, obviously, 101 years that they've been with that franchise. It hasn't been good right now, But if they make if they get Harbaugh in there, you won't hear about Giants ownership. They'll let when Bill Parcells was there and Tom Coughlin was there and they were winning, you didn't hear about the ownership. It was all of a sudden when they fired Coughlin, and they shouldn't have, and now you haven't been able to find that replacement for the last 10 years because you've made so many missteps. That's when you hear about it. If they have John Harbaugh, nobody will talk about Giants ownership being bad.
So you think Giants job over the Ravens?
Well, for Harbaugh, yeah. I mean,
for Harbaugh. But you were saying that's the top job.
Harbaugh's the top coach, so for him, the best job is the Giants. Yeah, I think the Ravens is the number one job because of Lamar, obviously. But Harbaugh's not getting that job. Tomlin's not taking that job. So now the best job is out of the two top coaches, basically.
I'd also like to see what that Ravens job is with an aging Derrick Henry. That's a big bulk of your offense that has, to me, a question mark for next year.
Yeah, trade him.
Yeah.
Steelers trade TJ Watt. Yeah.
You got
yes.
That is a must. No brainer to me.
Right.
And we'll see what happens because this is one of those anomaly off seasons, right? That was the greatest wild cards weekend we've ever seen, at least in my opinion.
It was awesome.
Maybe I'm on an island by myself, but I don't think I am. I think there's a lot of people with
electric
credibility that have said this whole wild card weekend, not including the Monday night game because that wasn't the weekend, but every game in the wild card was must-watch television, starting from the first game all the way to the last game on Sunday. It was. That's just the way it is. This is a cool little note from Bob Nightingale. Tampa Bay Rays reliever Griffin Jax, the first Air Force Academy graduate in MLB history, now joins Team USA in the World Baseball Classic.
That's sick.
That's kind of nice.
That is awesome.
Hey, who do you want on Team USA? Give me someone from the Air Force.
Yeah, dude.
So not only can this guy shoot people down, he can beat you on the baseball field too.
Here's the flyover with relieving pitcher Griffin Jax. He gets out of the air, gets out of the B-52, gets on the field and strikes out three.
I'm hard. Oh, remember? Imagine that, though.
Yes.
That would be really cool.
Coming out like Kenny Powers in the Mexican League with the American flag on his back.
Why not? I'm ready to go. That's awesome.
It's a pretty cool nugget there.
That is great.
Back to the coaching carousel that's going on this year. Do you think a lot of people are looking at guys like Mike Vrabel and Sean Payton saying, see, these guys made it work with a new team and a regime that they trust, and they've made it happen, and that's what you'll see the uptick in guys like Harbaugh or a Tomlin, whereas you look at other guys in the league, Dan Campbell made it work, right? Wasn't really a hot commodity, I don't believe, at the time. We heard about Dan Campbell, who's this guy? Oh, yeah, former tight end, does something about kneecaps, and then it worked. Now, again, a lot of credibility goes to his coordinators. We'll see what it's like next year. I think his home run hires, Mike McDaniel, bring that guy in for your offense. But how much out there, you talk about, changing how things are done in the NFL from a coaching standpoint, how much of it is you don't take the guy that's the former guy?
There's a lot to be said in that because, nobody has won a Super Bowl with two different organizations ever, right? And so Harbaugh's already got that one. And I know I've seen on X and whatever, you Giants can't hire this guy. And he already won a Super Bowl. It's never been done before. But I think that's a fallacy to look at that. There are certain guys I would never touch again, like Todd Haley, right? I don't even know if the high schools are looking at that guy. But a guy like John Harbaugh, yeah, you absolutely have to go full in on John Harbaugh. He's a proven winner for 20 years in this league, right? And so there's not many of those guys around. You got your Andy Reeds, you got your John Harbaughs, you got your Mike Tomlins, your top coaches of this, era that, have constantly won and done it. And John Harbaugh could have his Andy Reid moment where he goes to New York and, yeah, he does have that Super Bowl, but just because something hasn't happened doesn't mean it can happen, right? And you should never plan your hiring practices or your daily activities or your betting really on things that what has happened, right? Well, just because it has happened doesn't mean it can't happen in the future or won't happen in the future. And so I just think right now, if you're the Giants, John Harbaugh is a godsend for you right now. You're not going to, you couldn't have dreamt up a better replacement and a better guy to take over your franchise. And that guy's available. That's what I'm saying, with the conspiracy theories and all this kind of stuff. They need to get New York back in the NFL. Judy Batista, and she's right, and I know people will debate this based on where you live, but she referred to the Giants at NFL.com as the league's flagship franchise. When you're using terminology like that, the league's involved to make sure that this thing gets fixed because New York on both ends has been a dumpster fire for a decade.
Because if you were the general manager of the Giants and somebody said, hey, you can have Harbaugh or you can have Marcus Freeman.
Mm-hmm. I'm going with Harbaugh. Proven in the NFL. He's proven in the NFL. Tough one. Tough for me. Because I think Marcus Freeman's a hell of a leader,
and he's a guy that hasn't gotten a chance, but it could be a new guy that creates something that we've never seen before, but we don't know that because he wasn't given a chance.
I think he fits the role in Pittsburgh or Baltimore better because they're a winning organization. And the Giants aren't right now, right? The Giants have gone 10 years of doing absolutely nothing. And so they need to bring in somebody with that credibility who's been there, who's done that. I think every opening and who they should hire is a separate conversation of where you were, where you've been. Like, Arizona should be lucky to get anybody. Then you've got the Raiders, which is next, and I mean, good luck getting anybody for that job, too. But if you're like Pittsburgh, Baltimore, and the Giants, those are 3 premier openings right now in the NFL. Tomlin would be perfect for the Giants or Baltimore. I think Freeman would be perfect for all 3 of those jobs. But are all those jobs perfect for everybody? And so what I'm getting at is if you're the Giants, you just need that proven adult winner in the room, and that's why you hire John Harbaugh. If you were coming off of John Harbaugh and you had a lot of success, Marcus Freeman would be a good option for you. The Giants need credibility back.
Mac, you in for proven veteran guy coming out of a situation, or do you want to see somebody that's got a track? Like, for instance, it would be like, okay, the opening in Baltimore. Let's take that.
Mm-hmm.
You want Mike Tomlin or you want Nathan Shieldhouse?
For that specific job with Lamar Jackson, I'm going new. I'm going new. I'm going innovative. I'm going fresh.
But they're also talking about hiring that Jesse Minter, who's a defensive guy. And, you know, Harbaugh, obviously a special teams guy. I would think, and again, you can't do this, though. You just can't do what I'm about to say. Like, well, I bring in an offensive guy to help Lamar. No, I want the best leader of men, and let him hire the best staff underneath. My head coach needs to be a CEO. I shouldn't have to worry about what side of the ball he's on. Who is going to be the best leader of this organization? Because X's and O's just don't matter when you're the head coach. And who's got the best Rolodex, and who's going to hire me the best offensive coordinator to work with Lamar? That's who I want as my head coach.
Because I think you could almost see this year's coaching changeup be more impactful than what happens with draft picks.
I agree.
We'll sit back and we'll be like, okay, is Moore from Oregon going to be better than Mendoza? That might be the only storyline we hear coming into the draft. Whereas, like, okay, I'm more interested to see, like, can Harbaugh do it outside of Baltimore in New York? Can Tomlin do it in Miami, for instance? I'm just throwing out a team. And, like, I think more people will be interested in that, in my opinion, coming from legacies and what they built and who's going to take over these new jobs, because there are 9 openings. There's a lot of conversation to be had. You have 9 different conversations about 9 different teams to see what somebody can do. And I hate to break the news to you, 5 of those jobs are going to be guys that you haven't talked about, I haven't talked about, Mac hasn't talked about in the last 2.5 weeks. It'll be somebody like, oh, yeah, that's that guy.
Robert Saleh.
Like,
his name is not being mentioned for anything.
Really?
I have not seen it mentioned.
Yeah, I saw it got interviewed.
Oh, he did get an interview?
Not
okay.
interview, but I saw that, like, Arizona's seeking him out. I saw that, like,
and if I'm at Robert Saleh, I'm looking at Arizona.
Cleveland's another one.
Thanks, but no thanks. I just came from the Jets. I'm not going to the Cardinals or the Browns.
Yeah, Flores is another guy that's probably going to get a job somewhere. That, like,
I hope so.
Because that's what we do this year, right? Like, we look back and we're like, Shane Steichen. Oh, yeah, he ran the offense in Philadelphia. What happened to that offense in Philadelphia? It plummeted. Oh, yeah, Ben Johnson, he was in Detroit, turned down a couple jobs. How's Chicago doing? Those are guys with unproven track records that were good coaches this year. You got the guy in Canales in Carolina.
Liam Cohen.
Liam Cohen's another one. Like, that's a trend that is starting to pick up, and maybe the new way that they're doing things is doing that. It's less expensive.
Yeah.
For one, Harbaugh's going to, break the bank. Like they always say, back the Brinks truck up. That's what's happening in Jersey right now.
As it should with that situation. But if
Sure.
you're another situation, you don't need to be that kind of hire.
Or
the Giants don't have a choice.
Or here's a rock star one. Lane Kiffin realized he got in the wrong organization. He goes, I'm going to go coach my guy Jackson Dart in New York.
The Giants may say, see ya. Because
Yeah,
if
get
I'm
outta
the
here.
Giants, I wouldn't touch Lane Kiffin.
I mean, because you have to
No,
think
it's drama.
with 9, possibly a 10th opening, say Buffalo loses this
Yeah.
week to Denver and McDermott's out, 10 openings, right? Maybe Lane does fire up some conversations.
Well, I will say, if you're Buffalo at this point in time, don't fire your guy now. You don't want to be in the mix with 10 openings.
But but it goes back to if Buffalo opens up, it is the number
Most
one
attractive job.
It's
It's not
number one.
close.
Yeah, because of Josh. Yeah,
Of course. Yeah.
Josh, I mean, the team's pretty good. I mean,
Just signed your running back up for the future who's 26.
It's a solid organization.
I think as long
You
as
get a
you're in
new
the
stadium.
playoffs, you keep McDermott. If you're Buffalo, the minute he
Agreed.
misses the playoffs, then you have that opportunity to get rid of him.
Yeah, and seeing some of the nerd stuff come out. He's been kind of a wizard these past few weeks with that defense. He's does not have a lot of talent. He's got injuries on that defense, and he is disguising stuff and making it
would
work.
disagree and say they give the ball back to Trevor Lawrence with a minute 4 left with the best kicker in the
Coaching
league.
decision, coaching decision on offense. His defense though has been there.
Yeah, I'm the opposite of that, man. I'm never one of these guys. It's so hard to score a touchdown in this league, and we have seen it here for years in Kansas City. Getting a freaking yard has not been easy. You're in a playoff game, you score, you play defense. I don't think that you're in that, especially Buffalo, who we've seen blow a 13-second lead, right? Like, I don't think that you're in position to say, all right, we're going to, take a knee here and wait till third down to go in to try to run all the time off the clock. Because, again, what if you don't score?
Yeah, the what ifs, too. You got to take the score. I'm with you.
It's too big of a risk. It's too big a risk in a playoff game. Because if he didn't do that and was kneeing like that, and then they got stopped and they kicked the field goal and tied the game, and then Jacksonville won in overtime, everybody would be going, I don't understand what he was doing there. Score! Get in the end zone.
Exactly.
It's a no-win situation.
Your porn stash friend, Arthur Smith, has now received requests to be interviewed for the Arizona Cardinals job and the Titans job.
They're built for Titans. Didn't they fire him?
As the OC, yeah.
No, he left as the OC. That's right.
Yeah, he was their best OC in that tenure, I guess. Yeah. Whatever that means. That offense was never electric, right? It was Derrick Henry and a couple play-action passes.
And the Dolphins are going to interview with D coordinator Anthony Campanelli for their head coaching job.
I've heard some things about that guy.
Where's he at?
He's the Jaguars DC.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
See, there's that name where it's like, this isn't.
To say that's the name I haven't heard.
Yeah, it's interesting when Boomer Esiason's been talking about him. I think he's from New Jersey and he's got like a thick Italian accent, probably. Like one of those things. Like, this guy'd be perfect for the Giants. He fit in. He eats parm. But that's the only reason I've heard that name kind of bandied about.
Okay.
But that may be a name to kind of watch, that Jags defensive coordinator. Yeah, but if I'm Robert Saleh, I'm telling Arizona and Las Vegas and all these other Clevelands. Yeah, I just coach the Jets, man. Like, I ain't going back to one of you rum-dums. Be adults. I'll talk to you later.
Yeah, he can pull a Ben Johnson and kind of stay in San Francisco, have success, be that amazing DC, and kind of choose your job.
Yeah.
I think is going to get a job who we've talked about as OC for a long time, but it just every team that we bring up with an opening or a need of an OC, he'd be the perfect OC. Mike McDaniel's going to get one of these head coaching jobs. There's too many. And he's the dream OC for every opening that every team wants an OC. He's the number one. He's going to get a
But
head
is he your
job.
dream head coach?
No, but one of these head coaches, one of these teams rather, an Arizona who's not going to get any of those options, is going to go, I'll get the dream OC and hope it goes better.
He's like, I'll make it work with Kyler and Marvin Harrison Jr. and another receiver we drafted in the draft this year, and maybe they draft a quarterback. I don't know. They picked
exactly.
third.
Exactly. Yeah.
So and like you had mentioned earlier, the Giants pursuing everything with John Harbaugh, with private planes, everything you could think of, lunch, dinner, a movie.
Is there something like you would think if you'd walk in that they'd have and you go, I'm taking the job because that's really cool?
Yeah, Bruce was sitting there. Welcome to Jersey. I'd be like, okay, I'm in.
That's not a bad idea.
Hard.
Like, you find out who John Harbaugh idolizes, and have that guy. Like, Bon Jovi's a bad example because he's a Patriots fan, but Bruce. Like, say he was a huge Springsteen fan, and Springsteen's a big Giant fan. I don't know if he is or he isn't.
He is.
He is. Okay, so bring him into that room. That would be. Yeah. Now, I don't know if Harbaugh's a Springsteen fan, but if he was, that would be. Yeah, that's
look, man, I know the glory days were Baltimore, but this is the Thunder Road here in New York, and you could really be born again in the USA, baby.
Oh my God, that would be kind of cool.
I'm in. Just bring somebody in that you walk in the room that you have no idea is there.
Yeah.
You open the door, you're like, oh, so there's this.
I'm thinking of Bada Bing, That's not far from the stadium. So.
No. I don't know, man. I don't know what you'd have to look up. I feel like Harbaugh would be like a classic guy. You bring in like the Stones,
like Steely Dan.
I don't know, man. You have to figure that out.
Yeah, like if this band was sitting in the lobby when you were getting ready to interview for a job because they wanted you so bad, what band would be in that lobby where you would say, yeah, I'm taking this gig? That would be cool.
That'd be awesome.
How you doing? I'm Bruce Springsteen, Giant fan.
Yeah.
Nice to meet you, John. Oh, you know my name.
Yeah. Oh, I know everything.
Yeah, goosebumps.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Like, bring in, that's the hidden gem.
Who's the closer, right?
Yeah, exactly. The closer.
Mm-hmm. Like, obviously, if the Chiefs were interviewing for somebody, offensive coordinator-wise, and they didn't know anybody or head coach, you bring in Patrick if that's the guy you really want. Close the guy on Patrick Mahomes. I'd like to have you here, right? That probably work.
It would work.
Yeah.
It would help.
Yeah. Need a right field bat.
Who can we bring in for that?
Hey, Mahomes, Kelsey, and Taylor are all going to be in the room together. We're just going to have a conversation. Oh, my God.
Hey, where's Bellinger?
Yeah. Welcome to the team, Kyle Tucker.
Yeah.
No, Bellinger wants too much money.
Can you believe this guy? And then the Yankees go, we're out. And then Boris goes, wait a second here. Hold on. Wait, hey, hang on. We don't mean that much. Oh, so he's got no other offers.
Cody
out there.
Bellinger
Gotcha.
wants a 7-year to $155 to $170 million. He'll get it. Somebody will give it to him. I don't know.
Who?
I don't know. The Yankees eventually will fumble because they haven't done anything.
Yeah.
People are mad about the Royals and everything, yet they're one of the richest franchises in sports, and they're like, we're good.
Yeah, but in all fairness to everybody out there, nobody's doing anything.
They're also a black hole. People will gravitate towards them, and it'll be like the guys that we're over here like everybody in Kansas City wants Duran. Duran will just land on their porch, front step like a stray cat. They're like, yeah, we'll take him.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, all right, they got Duran. Like, you go back in the season, like, this guy hits 280, 25 home runs. Anybody could have had him. Yankees get him because they're the Yankees. Pinstripes sell, whether you hate it or not.
Yeah, it does, man. It's sexy. Guys want to be wearing the Yankee uniform, man.
Somebody says to bring in Paige Spiranek for Dusty, and he'd say yes, absolutely. Coming up on the other side, we wrap this show up, get you ready for Thursday's show, and we'll talk about Dante Moore. Will he declare? I think so. 96.5 The Fan, your home for Kansas City Sports.
Fescoe and Dusty.
Every Hardee's is closed.
Well, that sucks.
Brought to you by Golden Oak Lending. Do you need extra cash? Golden Oak Lending can convert your home's equity into cash in as little as 14 days. Let Golden Oak Lending cure your blues. 96.5 The Fan.
Well, I'll tell you, my friends over at QC Kinetics want you to feel better, and there's a way to get real relief without surgery, without downtime, and without putting your life on pause. QC Kinetics delivers regenerative treatments that actually help your body repair the areas causing you pain, the achy knees and hips and shoulders, your back, wherever it hurts. You can feel better with my friends over at QC Kinetics. Simple procedures can deliver big, life-changing results. So skip that 3 to 6 months of recovery and skip the pain and skip the invasive surgery and go see my friends over at QC Kinetics. They have game-changing regenerative treatment that will help you feel better, and they do it right there in their office. And as you know, January is supposed to be a clean slate for everybody, so make it one for yourself. Stop managing all of that pain and start solving it with QC Kinetics. Call now for your free consultation, 816-412-6299. That's 816-412-6299. Off 435 in State Line and in Gladstone, it's QC Kinetics.
What's up, everybody? I'm Nick Costos, and watching sports isn't a hobby, it's a lifestyle. And my show is not a job, it's a passion. From the NFL playoffs to the NBA and everything in between, celebrate sports with me every day on You Better You Bet from 9 a.m. to noon Eastern. Download the Odyssey app now and listen to Westwood One Sports from anywhere. It's You Better You Bet with me, Nick Costos, live and interactive Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to noon Eastern, presented by BetMGM.
Hi, I'm Chef Franklin Becker. You know the jingle. Now discover the facts about Ozempic, a GLP-1. There's only one FDA-approved Ozempic made by Novo Nordisk. Learn about the real thing.
Talk to your healthcare professional today. Call 1-833-OZEMPIC or visit Ozempic.com to view the medication guide and to learn more about Ozempic. Semaglutide injection 0.5, 1, and 2 milligrams.
This is the story of the one. As an HVAC technician, he and his digital multimeter are in high demand. So when a noisy office HVAC turns out to be a failing blower motor, he doesn't break a sweat. With Grainger's easy-to-use website and product information, he selects the product he needs to keep everything humming right along. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
When I wake up
the best mornings
in the morning light,
start with Wrangler.
I pull on my jeans and I feel alright.
Jeans, jackets, and shirts that get your day started. Good mornings make for better days. Wrangler, for the ride of life.
What is it that makes the all-new Hyundai Palisade Hybrid an incredible SUV? Is it the spacious interior that's comfy for the whole crew? Or the capability to go off-road? Maybe it's up to 600-plus miles of range. What if it's all of that and more? What is it then? The all-new Hyundai Palisade Hybrid. So much more than just another SUV. Visit HyundaiUSA.com or call 562-314-4603 for more details.
When I wake up
the best mornings
in the morning light,
start with Wrangler.
I pull on my jeans and I feel alright.
Jeans, jackets, and shirts that get your day started. Good mornings make for better days. Wrangler, for the ride of life.
Wouldn't you like to take a vacation from your bills? Well, you can. The new year is here. Home values are up, and you have more home equity than ever. Now is the time to put that home equity to work for you. This is James Hawkins, president of Golden Oak Lending. Credit card balances are at an all-time high. Why pay 25 to 30% interest to them when you could be saving thousands of dollars after a simple phone call? Golden Oak's mortgage rate is 4.5%. We have no fee to apply and no out-of-pocket costs. And if you call today, you could make no payments for 2 months. But don't wait. This rate won't last forever. Imagine how good it will feel to have those bills paid off. At Golden Oak Lending, we can make that happen in as little as 14 days. And if for any reason your loan doesn't close, we will pay for your appraisal. Call today and take advantage of our 4.5% fixed rate. Call 913-890-GOLD.
Golden Oak Landing, cured my blues.
5.442 APR, FHA 15-year, 20% equity, qualified credit, additional terms apply. NMLS 114937.
Diana Rossini, you know her, right? Big Dust, big fan of ours. Great on Radio Row last year at the Super Bowl. She tweets out an hour ago, the Bears process last year was a good one. Their head coach candidates were put through situational football scenarios and asked to explain in real time how they'd manage key decisions. Sure hope every team is doing this this time around too. A response from no one says, does every team not do this? She responds with, they don't. That's insane to me.
I think it depends on who the coach is, right? Like, do you really need to hear John Harbaugh tell you how he's going to manage a 3rd and 2 situation or something like that? I don't. But I do need to hear from somebody who doesn't have the track record. I wouldn't mind.
Because I know how John Harbaugh would do that with Lamar Jackson, the Ravens. I'd like to know how he would do that with Jackson Dart and the Giants.
See, the first question that I would ask John Harbaugh is, what would you do differently here that you didn't get to do in Baltimore? And why didn't you get to do that in Baltimore? Why didn't it work in Baltimore? That's what I'm getting to.
Yeah.
Like, I want to know more about what failed in Baltimore, what you learned from that, and how you're going to implement that moving forward for our organization. That's where I care about, John. I don't care about in-game situations for a guy like him or Tomlin, but some of these other guys, you'd like to know how they're going to handle certain things and how are you going to handle people. Can you manage people? Because that's what a head coach is. If you don't have the ability to manage people and relate to people, you're not going to be a good head coach in this league.
You would love to be in the coach's room, wouldn't you?
Oh, this would be awesome. This would be fantastic, dude. Come on. No, not that one.
I know that I'm hard. How about this? This is from yesterday. Breaking, pending committee approval. Players can now play in 9 games and keep their red shirt instead of the current 4-game rule.
I don't care what they do anymore. Like, seriously, like
jump the shark.
Yeah, it's like I saw something the other day. NCAA president, this guy. I'm like, we still have this stuff. Like, I don't care. I really don't. Do whatever the hell you want. It doesn't affect me.
The combined age of the quarterbacks in the national championship is 46.
You just have to start looking at but that could be like normally it would be what 42, 41, 20 and 20, So that's not that big a deal. I don't care. I really don't care what they do anymore in college sports. Just do whatever you want to do, and if everybody's happy, then just who cares?
That was kind of like Bill Seltzman motto last night.
What's that?
Do whatever you want to do and be happy. They won by 21.
They won by 20. Apparently, they had a team meeting, right?
Oh, they did?
Yeah, they had the players-only meeting. Yep. It wasn't at Henry T's because that's closed, but the last time they had a players-only meeting up in Lawrence, they won the national championship in 2008, right? So they had that. So I'm sure every KU fan is loving the fact that they had a players-only meeting. Players meet. You have these things when you're not doing well, right?
Yeah, Bill Self said, I didn't know they should meet every night.
They should meet every night, yeah. That's exactly what he said. That's why I love Bill Self. He's like, great, good for them.
Keep doing
They should do it more often.
Yeah.
Why not? Where'd you guys meet last night? We were at the Wheel until 2 a.m. We had a great meeting.
Good. Do it again.
If it ain't broke, dude.
What'd you guys take away? Honey on your crust is the way to go.
Yeah, good. Do it again. Get a Wang burger over there from Dr. Wu. Let's call it a day.
Do we need to question Harbaugh's track record? Because you were like, I know his track record. And then I'm like, well, what is his track record?
He's always winning. He's putting you in a position that the Giants have not been in a very long time. He's credibility. If you are the Giants, you cannot hire another guy that hasn't done it before.
I agree.
You just can't. You've done that now 4 or 5. I don't know how many times since Tom Coughlin they've hired some schlep in a suit that didn't fit that one time. That Mr. Magoo guy that was there for
McAdoo.
Mm-hmm. That suit that he wore in his opening press
That's
conference
awesome.
still had the tag on the sleeve, and it was 6 sizes too big. Go back and look at McAdoo's suit on his opening press conference with the Giants. That guy went to effing Kohl's and bought that thing off the rack 30 minutes before the event.
Hey, they got good stuff there.
And so not for an NFL head coach. You got to get a tailored suit for your press conference. You can't look like a kid in 3rd grade wearing his dad's hand-me-downs. So they had that guy. Then they had there was another guy that they had that's out in Colorado now as like the offensive coordinator. And his dad was a coach in the league. I can't remember the guy's name. He was there for so they've had like 5 coaches in the last 10 years. The Giants can't afford to go out there and hire somebody who's never done it before. They'll lose their organization. They'll lose their fan base if they introduce Bob Fescoe as the head coach of the Giants. You introduce John Harbaugh, you're selling tickets.
Yeah, Ben McAdoo, Spags for a year, Pat Shurmur.
Shurmur, that's the guy.
Joe Judge, then Dayball, and now we're here.
Yeah, so they've had 5 coaches since they fired Tom Coughlin. Yeah, go with somebody who's never done it before.
I agree. Harbaugh is a great option, and he probably should be the number 1 candidate. I just think we're thinking about Harbaugh as this like Hall of Fame savior of a franchise, whereas in all reality, and I don't think this is a bad thing, I just think this is the truth. I think he's kind of a bridge coach on steroids.
I don't have a problem with that.
Absolutely, and you shouldn't.
Yeah,
the Giants should want that.
They need stability.
They need
an
a
adult.
foundation.
They need somebody who knows what they're doing.
Great. I'm with you. As long as we're on the same page. I'm worried when he gets hired for wherever he chooses to be. Oh, here we go. Bring in like a Super Bowl. Yeah, of course, right? But it's like, no, he's going to make you a 9, 10, 11, 12 win team. He's going to get you to the playoffs. He may win you a couple playoff games. Past that, I don't know. It would take a great team with Harbaugh.
What if we had found out and he goes to the Giants and it becomes what Andy Reid did here in Philadelphia, in Kansas City with Patrick Mahomes? What if we find out Lamar was holding him back the whole time? Because they're not speaking now, obviously.
True.
What if that happens? What if he comes in here? Because if I'm John Harbaugh and I take that Giant job with Jackson Dart, I'm calling Andy Reid and I'm going, what did you do to go from Philly to Kansas City? What did you change? Because it's very similar. They're obviously boys. So I would be on the phone with Andy Reid all the time, picking his brain of what he changed, all the time picking his brain of what he do. And, man, I'd be picking the brain of Andy Reid every single day.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I'm kind of on Mac's side where like he won 4 playoff games since he won a Super Bowl in 2012. Now,
I think more than a lot of these losers have ever won.
I think the Giants would just take a playoff game and then you can kind of set the standard. But I think that's.
But we're not also talking about a Giants franchise. It's the Arizona Cardinals. We're talking about one of the premier franchises, if not the flagship team of the NFL, right? I mean, they've got 4 Super Bowl championships. They've got Super Bowl championships in our lifetime. Some of these organizations don't. So, yeah, no, they need stability. They need an adult, just like the Chiefs did. It's very similar. The Chiefs went through coach after coach after coach after controversy after nonsense, and they finally said, we need an adult in the room. And miraculously, Andy Reid happened to be available that year. You're seeing the same thing with the Giants. They needed an adult. Miraculously, John Harbaugh's available for this position. Go. You weren't going to do better.
From the 785, I just went to the YouTube and watched the video of Ben McAdoo getting interviewed in his suit. That is so GD funny. I forgot all about that.
I'm going to have to watch that again today.
We'll do it in the post-production meeting.
I love the fact that somebody immediately went, all right, I got to see this. I went and looked at it and went, oh, my God.
So it's obvious that Dante Moore's going to the league? Because Raiola wouldn't go to Oregon?
Or Dante Moore may be transferring somewhere else. He's got a 17th year of eligibility, I think, granted, right?
Yeah, but Trinidad Chambliss doesn't get that for Ole Miss for whatever reason, but everyone else gets it. That's so stupid. Just do what you want.
That's why I'm
like,
I just don't care.
Yeah.
It's so stupid.
I don't think Dante Moore would transfer because didn't we hear from Mr. Nike that you get whatever you want, you come back here?
And then Dylan Raiola said, hey, by the way.
I'm going to go over there. Yeah, which is exciting.
I think so.
Yeah. So, yeah, it does seem like this is the day to declare. It's your last day.
This is it?
This is your last day.
Oh, okay.
Shuts off today. Just like Friday is the last day for my Quick Trip that I always go to. They're going to shut it down, doze it, and turn it into a parking lot because they're opening a new one right
next door. Yeah, that's the trend.
It's so funny to go to the Lee Summit community page and people go,
is the new one open before they close the old one, though?
No.
Oh.
Dang. But here's the thing. On the Lee Summit community page that I love so much, it said, does anybody know what's going on with the old Quick Trip and what they're doing? And all the responses are, you could go in and ask. The responses on community pages, if you don't follow one that you're in the city of, I highly suggest you go follow your community page. Also, you must really love college football if you're going to the game because it's going to cost you at the cheapest to park $750.
Got to figure out how to make money.
Would the boss get mad if I Ubered to that game?
There's the tweet I think says, like, hypothetically, what if I just parked my car, had it towed, got Ubered over to the tow place, paid to get rid of it? Like, would that be less than just parking?
It's $250 to get your tow out of impact.
Cash only.
$750.
Cheapest parking spot they can find.
Come on.
You can get a Royals playoff ticket for cheaper than that.
Yep, you can park across the street for just under $300, and you'll walk through a tunnel. So there's still room there.
I mean, that is because the tickets are egregious. Like the cheapest ticket to the game is like $3,500.
Yeah, like $3,800 was to get in on. $750 to park? That can't be right.
At the Hard Rock
That can't be the cheapest available park.
So $3,800. So you're already in $4,500 just parking and tickets.
Mm-hmm.
One ticket and parking, $4,500.
Yeah, Andy Slater, $747, cheapest parking on stadium
he's legit.
grounds.
He knows what's going on in Miami.
On stadium grounds for the national championship
stadium
game next.
grounds.
Yeah,
Yes,
okay.
that's across the
That's what he
street.
said. There's a huge discount across the street using the walkway through those passes are $280.
Oh, you were being serious about that.
Oh, I straight up. That's across the street for $300.
Yeah, I thought you were talking about like at Arrowhead where you park on the other side and walk through that tunnel, for the other parking lot on the east side.
And
of
what's
the stadium.
funny is the graph that they show. It's like 747, 747, and they all just say one left, one left, one left, one left. There's one spot left, and all these
people are buying them.
Well, they have to. You got to park to go to the game.
Wow.
You can dodge a wrench, you can dodge a ball. Hey, coming up next, it's Cody Gold and Drew from 10 to 2, but as always, go do something nice for somebody today. You never know. It can change their day, their week, their month, their year. It's simply cool to care. Kansas City, stay kind, stay safe, stay groovy. We'll talk to you tomorrow with Ben Maller here on 96.5 The Fan. Take care. Cheers.
This is Voice of the Wildcats, Wyatt Thompson.